Alright, we're doing a throwback today. We're doing SuperScratchkat allegations. Apparently, this was a person that was in the Object Show community. I did some digging on Object Show community drama. That's like the first thing I searched up. And apparently, there's like a gold mine of stuff that we could do if it's kind of a slow drama day. And it kind of seems to be the case. It's a bit of a slow drama day. There's not like a lot to cover. So I figured we could do a throwback and do this one. This was made by TaffyMarzi. That's the person who uploaded this and I guess is leveraging this. Funny enough, I did some digging. I looked at TaffyMarzi's like Twitter or whatever, and I definitely knew who they were. I knew them under an older identity, we'll say. I don't know what pronouns they go by now. I don't know. Obviously, it's been a while. Yeah, I mean, it's been ages, so I guess we'll just have a look and see what we've got. I mean, it's a fucking 2-hour deep dive, so we're in for a ride.
Please do not go out of your way to harass or intimidate anyone I bring up in this video.
Got it. I will fucking harass them as much as possible. I'll tell them how big my cock is.
Heavily condemn that.
Sorry. That was probably inappropriate.
It is counterproductive at its finest, and it would only make matters worse than it already is. I would also like to provide a warning to everyone who may be sensitive to these topics, as they are going to be heavily discussed in this video.
Okay, so trigger warning, sexual assault rape mentions. Okay, so is that the accusation you're giving to SuperScratchkat? Suicide mentions, ableism, predatory grooming behavior, extremely sexual descriptions, transphobia, misogyny, objectification, you have been warned. Okay. Yeah, these are some heavy accusations, so, yeah, I guess we'll see what we have, yeah.
Please watch at your own discretion. Hey, it's been a little bit, huh? As you can see from the title, this video is about someone I've talked about before on this very
Sorry, give me a second. Why the fuck is there auto-generated Vietnamese subtitles on this video? Alright, I guess I just have to do some super uber extra listening to this. Sorry, I should be a little bit more serious. Like, we are talking about serious topics here. I shouldn't be fucking, like, goofy about this shit. So, SuperScratchkat, this is the person that had the allegations against them. Cool.
ScratchKat, or simply just Scratch, is a former BFB animator and Truck 4 contestant. She was very well known back in 2018 and has gained a lot of traction when she first animated for BFB. Back in December of 2018, I made a video called Stay Away from SuperScratchkat.
Okay, so this was back in the end of 2018. Okay.
Showed our first conversation we've ever had together in DMs all the way back in December of the same year. Ever since that video was uploaded, there has been a very mixed crowd trying to decipher who is truly in the wrong in this mess of a situation. Honestly, at the time, I could understand why my video alone could raise a few eyebrows. I wasn't too specific, and I could have edited more on what was important in this case. There's a reason for why that is. Throughout the
okay. So, yeah.
years, I've just been trying to endure all the comments I got on that video, but now, as of 2021,
Yeah, I mean, I do remember that, like, you mentioned that there was a lot of victim blaming. Like, I kind of peeked at, like, the comments, and, like, Taffy was like, I'm muting the comments, and, like, this is, like, I can't stand the victim blaming. Like, I briefly peeked at it, so I guess we'll see if that, we'll see if the criticisms are valid or not. I guess we'll find out.
Really tired of it, and I believe I have every right to be. There were people still commenting, giving their 2 cents on why I was in the wrong,
Okay, XX. Oh, wait, hold on, let's see.
And I believe I have every right to be. There were people.
Okay, what the hell? Why the creator of Legendary Battle? I wanted to be in Trock and would vote out if I had the chance.
Still commenting.
This part of your life must have gone through full regret. Okay.
Giving their 2 cents.
Am I a bad person for not giving a crap about this? Stop being mean to Scratch. I like him.
On why
Oh my god, that is so gross. Scratch should be sorry for himself. Oh, okay, alright. We'll let's just keep moving.
I was in the wrong. Trying to victim blame me about the sexually traumatizing experience.
Okay.
Recently, I decided no more. It's time I shut this down once for good. I'm going to be reanalyzing the DMs I had with Scratch alongside new pieces.
Alright, Listen, we're only a minute and, like, 30 seconds into this, but I think we should have a conversation about, like, traumatic events and, like, trauma. Going through your DMs again and, like, iterating and, like, reanalyzing your, potential trauma is, if you're coming out about a story, you kind of have to do that, but, like, I also feel like if you already put your first piece of allegations out there, I'm just questioning how productive it is. I'm not saying it was or wasn't the right thing to do. I'm just saying that, like, by going through your potential trauma again, that could be, like, an additional trauma that you're putting yourself through by, like, posting this again. And keep in mind, this video was uploaded back in 2021, so this situation is, like, years old at this point, but it definitely, like, seemed interesting. I kind of wanted to see what we had here.
Pieces of evidence that can debunk most of people's points against me, while bringing up the underlying problem of victim blaming in this community.
Okay, so victim blaming. I guess we'll find out if that's, like, valid claim or not.
Before I begin, though, I want to make something very clear. Most, if not all, of the screenshots that have me involved refers to me as Chris, alongside she, her pronouns.
Yeah, that was the old identity I knew her as, or them as, Chris. Sorry, I didn't mean to use the wrong pronouns. But yeah, I knew who Chris was, like, way before they kind of blew up. They have 19,000 subscribers now. I'm like, holy fuck, dude. That's a lot of subs. Damn, I mean, good for them, you know, they got big in the object show community. I mean, shout out to you.
I wanted to let you all know that I do not go by Chris anymore. My name is Taft, and I am only comfortable with people referring to me with he, him pronouns.
Oh, okay, he, him pronouns, got it, cool.
If that ever changes, I'll be sure to let you guys know, but for now, I don't see that changing anytime soon. Whenever I read my receipts, I'll be referring to myself as Taft alongside he, him pronouns. Scratch also does not use he, him pronouns anymore. She uses she, her. No matter how much you don't like her or me, do not purposely use the wrong pronouns for us. It is still transphobic to do that. Thank you.
Cool.
With all that said, let's get started. I think what would be important to bring up first is, what was the beginning to end of this whole situation? Why are we here today? There's actually
Yeah, I think that would be a great place to start.
a lot of things that were not talked about whenever this topic is brought up, so let's talk about it. Back in September 12th, Scratch made a reaction video of the latest episode of the show, Azoic Assault. You may ask, why is this important? Because I actually voice acted in the episode. She didn't seem
Okay, so I imagine this is how you guys met, I imagine?
to know that until she was reading the credits. When my name showed up, she paused the video and went,
Oh my god, Chris? Chris is cool.
and nothing else.
Oh, okay, so you were a little bit starstruck, or a little bit like, oh my god, he complimented me. I guess that's how that started, right?
When I first saw that, I was surprised to say the least. Someone I really looked up to thought I was cool. That was a really big deal for me, since I was only really starting to gain recognition for my
Alright.
entries. Not only am I extremely disturbed that this was 3 days before the frankly disgusting conversations happened, but the fact that this video is still up for anyone.
So when you say disgusting conversations, like, what is the extent of that? Can you, like, obviously you gave a lot of trigger warnings, but can you, like, I don't know, like, you alleged sexual assault as, like, a mention in the trigger warnings. That doesn't necessarily mean you were or weren't. I just want to know, like, what is the extent of that? I guess you're going to go into it, but...
To see right now. When I was scrolling through her videos, it caught me by surprise that she kept that up after everything. I think something to really note here is that on the same day Scratch and I's DM even began, she messaged someone this.
Okay, let's see. So this is Scratch. When you want to befriend someone but also think their OC is really cute and don't know how they'd feel about that if they found out who. BBBOF. God, right? I need to fuck her. Hey, man. It's just a boys being boys. Sorry, I gotta shut the fuck up.
Looking into this makes it clear that Scratch had some sexual motives before even messaging me.
So does every other guy before they talk to a girl. What the fuck? I don't know. Like, that's a little bit like... Listen, there could be some valid allegations in this. Like, and I am willing to listen to those. But, like, when you show me this and say, this is very clearly him, like, being sexually motivated, being, like, you're implying that he's, like, a sexual deviant. And that just seems a little bit, or she's a sexual deviant. You said, wait, what? Hold on.
Looking into this makes it clear that Scratch had some sexual motives.
Oh, you said Scratch. Okay, I thought you referred to Scratch as he. Okay, I was about to say. No, I'm pretty sure Scratch is he and, Taft is he. Okay, I'll try to remember that. Because I remember Taft from their old identity. I do remember. It's been ages. But, like, I don't know. When you show DMs like this and you say, like... I need to fuck her. It's like, I don't know. It's like, I feel like a lot of guys just say this. Like, you could make an argument that it's, like, inappropriate to be sharing that information with someone else. But if this is, like, a close friend and it's, like, a one-on-one conversation, I don't really care too much about this. Like, when you lead with this evidence, it's, I don't know. It gets me a little bit skeptical, but we'll keep going.
For even messaging me, which isn't a good look on her and makes her following actions coming up all the more predatory.
Oh, that is not true. What the fuck? Dude, okay, are we gonna apply this criticism to, like, every single fucking guy in the world that, like, wants to talk to a woman? Oh god, every single guy that, like, has fucking sexual feelings for a girl is a predator now, I guess, by this logic. Jesus fuck, wait, what do you mean? How is this predatory? How?
September 15th.
You could say that about any other guy.
That's when Scratch and I's interactions through DMs began. She started off by calling me cool and calling my troll character
Hey, you're cool. Aw, you're cool too. Emote. Chris, I have a... Okay, I guess I'll say Taft, just because that's what Taft wants. Taft, I have an controversial opinion. Here's an unpopular video game opinion. BBBOF attractive. What the fuck is BBOF, by the way? I don't know what this BBOF is. BBOF attractive? I guess, is that like an only character? Like, original character? OC? Is that what it's referred to? Hell yeah.
BBOF attractive? Despite me agreeing with her, I distinctly remember me thinking, huh? After she sent that. I thought it was...
Well, I mean, you were like, hell yeah. You didn't really go, huh? You kind of did say, like, yeah. I don't know. I mean, I guess that's not, like, the biggest discrepancy ever, but...
It was kind of weird because I considered BBBOF to be the same age as me, and since I was 15 at the time, that just makes it extra weird. But, whatever.
I mean, okay. How old were they at the time? So, okay, if the allegation is grooming... because you added that as a trigger warning, how old were they at the time?
Right? I let it slide. After all, that's all that was really exchanged on that day. September 16th, the very next day, might I add, that's when things quickly take a very dark turn. The first thing she asked me is if...
Okay, so wait, hold up. What led to this?
The very...
Okay, so it's just them complimenting each other. You're cool and cute and want to hang out with you more because you're great. Thank you so much. I'd want to hang out with you more too. You're really great.
That's when things quickly take a very dark turn. The first...
Like what? Okay, how dark is it? Like, you kind of, by your definition, insinuated that and, like, literally called him a fucking predator. Or was it her? I keep mixing it up. I swear to God, I'm actually not doing that on purpose. I'm sorry. You keep calling her a predator by saying that she, like, was trying to, like, you know, fucking rizz you up or whatever. By being like, I need to fuck them. Oh my god. It's like, okay, they have some sexual attraction. You know what I mean? It's like, it happens. When you like somebody, you probably have some sexual attraction to them.
She asked me.
You know, that's like nature. I mean, if it wasn't nature, then you probably wouldn't be here right now. Your parents probably wouldn't have banged in the bedroom to have you here making these videos.
Is if I have...
Okay, out of morbid curiosity, do you guys have like a NSFW chat? Okay, I mean... It's a bit of an out there question to ask. This is like the second day that they're talking, I assume. Oh, we don't, but I might make one. Why do you ask? Oh, but you are entertaining. Okay, wait, how old is Scratch here? I need to know. How old is Scratch here? Alright, I did it. I pulled out the age calculator. I tried to, do extensive research on SuperScratchkat's age. Apparently, there was a source that said it was June 6th of 2001. There were, like, 2 places that told me that. There's nowhere else I can find it, so we're just going to move forward with that understanding, that they were born in 2001. And this Taft person was born in 2003 of January, according to their Twitter, anyways. I checked on their Twitter. And so the age gap, it doesn't really matter what day it is, because the age gap is generally going to be the same. It's, like, close to a 2-year age gap, so... It's a 1 year and 7 month age gap, which is like closer to 2 years. So if Taft in September of 2018 likely would have been... Oh god, I can't do fucking math. I'm being so dumb. They're like 15. They're about to turn 16, I believe. Then that would make... that would probably make this person, I believe, 17 years old or 16 years old at this point-ish. Which either way, Alright, listen, if you're gonna allege grooming, I am not gonna see it, because it's a 2-year age gap. It's, like, nearly impossible to groom someone within a 2-year age gap, especially when this person is probably a kid themselves. It's like a 17-year-old talking to a 15-year-old. I don't know, man. Like, me personally, you're gonna have to show a lot of evidence to prove that it's grooming, because, like, I just don't see anything like that. So that's the age gap of these two, so let's move on.
Since I didn't want to disappoint her, I said I might make one, which I
Since I didn't want to disappoint her. I don't know. We can't really prove that you didn't want to disappoint her. You said you might make one. Why do you ask? I don't know. I mean, like, obviously you were 15 at the time. So, you know, I think as you get older, you kind of just have to learn to set better boundaries. I mean, I get you were 15, so I'm not going to be, like, too hard on you for it back then. But it's like, I don't know. You can't just, like, run the narrative years later saying, I didn't want to disappoint them, so I said I might make one. I don't want to disappoint them because they're a bigger content creator. I don't know. Like, hot take. Like, I'm not really here for, like, the narrative of power dynamics, if that's the argument that you're using here, because you didn't want to disappoint them because they were a bigger content creator. Yeah, okay.
I think I never did. It's more concerning to me now, mainly because my server had a majority of children, around 13 to 16 years old.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously that would be very inappropriate, considering that SuperScratchkat was like 17 at the time, but like, I don't know, like, SuperScratchkat is like a kid as well, and like, I don't know, like, hot take, but like, kids are horny gooners. I'm not saying that makes it okay, but it's like, kids are fucking, like, growing up, like, all sorts of, like, to think that kids aren't, like, exploring sex and sexuality, like, in younger ages, you'd be fucking lying. I'm not saying that's, like, a justification to go have sex with an adult or something. No, absolutely not. What I'm saying is that, like, I don't know, SuperScratchkat was also a kid themselves, and it would probably just be irresponsible to ask a sort of thing like that.
Maybe even younger. It's off-putting that she didn't read the room, that my fan base mostly consists of young children and teens. However,
I don't really care, to be honest with you. Like, I'm not trying to be, like, crass, but it's like they were, like, how do you expect them to know better when they were a kid themselves? How do you expect them to know any better? Like, obviously, like, it is, like, their responsibility to act appropriately, but also they're, like, super young themselves, so it's like, what do you want me to do? Condemn a fucking 17-year-old for being attracted to a 15-year-old, and then being like, hey, is there NSFW here? Like, what are you trying to, like, paint the narrative of? Is this supposed to be, like, some kind of fucking grooming tactic?
that's not the worst part. I asked why she said that, and then she says a very vague answer, then begins to
well, I fucking hate the scrolling. It's like, well, I'm just a little bit gay. You're cute, and your character's cute. That's all.
call me and my character's cute. The beginning
Okay, that's fine.
of the downward spiral, everyone. So,
What do you mean the beginning of the downward spiral? Why are you smiling when you say that?
vague answer, then begins to call me and my character's cute. The beginning of the downward spiral, everyone.
That's okay.
So-
Alright. OMG, thank you. That means so much. What? Okay, so are you, like, insinuating that this is their grooming tactic? A 17-year-old grooming a fucking 15-year-old? You're assuming that that's what they're saying? I don't know, man. I'm starting to... I don't know. We're not even, like... We haven't even gotten through 25% of this, and I'm starting to see what people are saying when they're like, oh my god, you know, like, when you're, like, trying to say that they're victim blaming, which, I don't know. So far, I'm not really seeing any victim here.
You can clearly see
Thank you, I'm smiling so much. Yeah, I mean, like, I don't know, you're reciprocating back, you guys are within a reasonable age range, and it's like, you're trying to say they should have read the room, but they're a kid themselves. Like, what do you want me to fucking say? Like, what do you want me to do, chastise the Scratch for this shit? What are you talking about?
by how I reacted. I was very flattered to know that a big creator at the time thought I was cute. She made
Who cares? I don't care if they're a bigger content creator and you weren't. I don't care about the power dynamic argument. That doesn't matter. Like, if you, hot take, if you, a fucking big content creator is, like, someone you're attracted to and you feel compelled to, like, I don't know, do more stuff for them just because they are a bigger content creator, then maybe you should reevaluate how you do your relationships and not be so fucking parasocial. I don't know what to tell you. Like, I'm not gonna put too much blame on you because you were a kid yourself as well, but it's like, I don't think this needed to go online at all. Like, based on what I'm saying, this just seems like a fucking... It might be, like, a really messy thing. It might get worse later, but so far, this is, like, the way you're framing these allegations going into this, it really just seems like, this seems really fucking stupid so far, if I'm being brutally honest.
made me feel special, in a way. Then we started throwing compliments at each other. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah, what do you mean? Okay, wait, didn't you say earlier that it was a downward spiral? Why is it cool?
Slowly but surely, though, the conversation became gradually more touchy and sexual as time went by.
What do you mean touchy? What do you fucking mean touchy? It's an online talking. What are you talking about? Did they, like... Okay. Oh my god, dude, I don't know if I could do this. We're only 5 minutes into this video. This is so... Oh man, it's huge doubt.
Keyword, gradually. As it progressed, it got extremely sexual, and
Okay, what are you talking about? Yeah, okay, yeah, you guys are role-playing and sexting. You guys are within a reasonable age range, and you're engaging back with him. Cool, I don't care. Or her, sorry, I keep forgetting. Like, what do you want me to fucking say?
Sexual as time went by. Keyword, gradually. As it progressed...
How are you today? I'm doing good. I mean, I don't know. Like, I don't know. Maybe when you grow up, you can learn to set better boundaries. You know, obviously you're 15 at the time, so it's like, I don't think you should be faulted for anything you did back then. But also, like, you came out with this years later and reevaluated it, and you're trying to, like, make them seem like there's some kind of vicious predator that, like, preys on smaller content creators because there's a nasty power dynamic.
It got extremely sexual, and I wasn't expecting that.
How are you gonna... Okay, that's a tough sell. How are you gonna say, like, hey, you know, do you have an NSFW channel, and then you guys are flirting, and then you don't know it gets sexual after that? Like, that's, like, the next course of thing. And I doubt that... This definitely was not your first relationship either. So, like, you definitely were within, like, other relationships prior. So, like, what the fuck are you gonna say? What are you talking about? If you were in other relationships earlier and you were exploring this... How did you not know that, like, you know, flirting and lovey-dovey stuff is going to turn into sexual, like, stuff? How did you not know that? That's a bit of a tough sell.
I went along with it, though. I seriously wish I didn't, but there's really nothing I can do about it now.
I know shit. I mean, it sounds like you regretted this heavily, which is a valid feeling to have. It sounds like you regret this, but just because you regretted it doesn't mean that it, like, has to be the worst kinds of fucking narratives, that they groomed you or that they, like, did all this, like, weird shit to you. Because you guys are within a reasonable age range, so I don't care.
During the last moments of the roleplay that night, I got a message from a friend. Funnily enough, it was about Scratch.
Because I feel like if Scratch was like a grown-ass fucking adult, we would hear about it, which would obviously make this much more deplorable. But because you guys are within a reasonable age range, I don't care. I don't care.
Screenshots refer to her with the wrong pronouns. I'll read them out with the correct ones.
Also, Taft, can I just say something I thought was weird?
Oh, yeah, sure, what's up?
Well, is it just me, or does Scratch really admire you? Like, I don't know, it's kind of weird in my opinion.
Oh, I see what you mean, dude. She admires me a ton.
Okay.
Because whenever you say you're gonna leave, she's like, no! And shit, haha.
Notice how I didn't even have to bring her up for others to feel off about her when she was around me?
I don't give a shit. That doesn't matter.
That's kind of what I mean. It's kind of blank levels, lol.
I mean, they seem like they have a massive fucking crush on you. It's like, okay. I mean, like, I don't know. It just seems like a 17-year-old and a 15-year-old going through some weird fucking... I guess complicated fling or whatever. I don't know. It doesn't seem that deep.
She acts very different, and it's like, I'm guessing she can't handle the intensity of the Taffy.
Yeah, I can see that. She does?
Oh, I mean, maybe it's just me, but she does act very overly nice and stuff.
So...
Oh, okay. That's fine.
Apparently, she would act differently when I was around. I didn't even have a clue she was doing that in the first place. I know that her and I have been in calls together, but not many. It just makes the whole thing a lot weirder to me.
I mean, they probably acted differently because they liked you a lot, you know?
Especially if she...
They wanted to be their best self around you. I'd take that as a compliment.
...was overly nice to me when I was around. I've never really seen her when I'm not there. Blank if I'm being...
So, like, where's the predatory behavior? If you don't mind me asking. Like, where's the predatory behavior? Because so far, I'm not seeing anything predatory.
Honest with you, just don't tell anyone else. In our DM, she thinks I'm, like, really cute and hot.
Okay, yeah. You guys are within a reasonable age range. It doesn't matter.
Yep, my suspicions were correct. That's kind of what I was hinting at, but I didn't want to make accusations.
For what accusations?
I opened up to my friend...
Bro, oh my god. This is why kids shouldn't be fucking running the narrative online. Because of shit like this. Kids should not be speaking up about social issues like grooming or fucking sexual assault or anything like that. This is not any of those things. Jesus fucking Christ. If you really regretted the relationship, I don't know, talk to a therapist. Like, what do you want me to tell you?
What she's told me in DMs, even they had a suspicion that she had different motives to her actions.
For what? What different motives? Were they gonna, like, internet rape you or something? What do you want me to say? What the fuck?
Yeah, like, I mean, I'm flattered and stuff, but I don't know. This happened to me a lot. People admire me because of my looks, and...
Okay. Sounds like you're a really nice-looking person.
It fucking sucks.
I think she's like my age, if not older.
Yeah, which is 17 at the time of this happening, which is, according to the birth dates that I looked up.
So that's why I thought it was weird, if not creepy.
That doesn't matter.
I'm glad you were on it.
Girl, I fucking hate children, dude. It's like kids should not be running the This is literally, unironically, the problem with social media narratives, okay? This is the fucking problem. Children! You see, these people like this, children, are running the narrative online. Children are literally running the fucking narrative online. And so, like, you'll see some kid that, like, goes on fucking Twitter. They'll be like, oh, everything is fucking grooming. Oh, my God. When you're an adult parsing through, like, different accounts online, you don't see who the person is behind the profile picture. So they could be a fucking 12-year-old or they could be a fucking grown adult. But they'll just have, like, a picture of, like, an object show character or whoever the fuck. I don't know. I mean, it is a lot of children in these fucking communities. But, like, it literally is. Like, if you put everybody in a room who talked about these social issues, you'd realize you're listening to literal fucking babies.
Yeah, I never really knew her age. That is a bit weird.
I'm thinking she's my age.
Holy fuck, I'm only 15. Jesus.
Wait, what do you mean? What's the age?
Do you want him a bit concerned?
I said 17 years old. I looked up that they were 17 years old.
Because if she is my age, that's really, really creepy. Like,
What the? Why aren't you saying the... I think this is, like, super deceptive. Because it's like, why aren't you saying the age? You're saying, like, they're my age. Why didn't you say the age then? Why didn't you say the age? If you actually looked up the age, you would find out that they were, like, 17 at the time. And I think I looked up SuperScratchkat, their age now, and I think they're 24 now. Because I was born in 2001 as well, so I'm around the same age that they are, so they would have been like 17 at this point. I believe they would have been.
Like, did she actually say you were hot?
This is where it gets bad.
How does it get bad? Oh no, someone called me hot. It gets really bad, and he fucking groomed me. Oh no, how does this get bad?
During the time I was talking with Scratch, I actually didn't know how old she was. Yeah, multiple times. And also,
How old is Scratch?
that I was sexy.
What the actual fuck?
Yeah, I honestly never expected this at all. Yeah, as you can see, both of us were expressing some...
Why aren't you telling them the age? Why aren't you... Bro, anyone watching this video can go into this thinking, oh my god, Scratch is an adult. They're a grown adult trying to prey on minors or preying on kids. That's the insinuation, but it's the fact that you're not even showing the age kind of shows you're being a little bit deceptive on your end. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I'm sensing that you're being very fucking deceptive. This might be like a piece that you tried to put out to get them canceled. Because what other interpretation am I supposed to take from that? It just seems like you're hiding information on purpose.
Sort of disgust about the fact that Scratch has called me sexy one too many times.
If she...
Okay, sounds like a nice guy. What do you want me to say? Or a nice woman. I'm so sorry. I keep forgetting.
actually did say that, I'm really off-put by Scratch now. I mean, I kind of already was.
I just don't know how to feel anymore.
Oh my god, talk to a fucking therapist. Don't go on the internet and, like, allege that they tried to fucking groom you.
Want to feel...
I feel like I'm just gonna say them from now on, because, like, everybody, like, I keep forgetting pronouns, and I'm actually not trying to be malicious, and that's usually the pronoun that I'll use when I'm unsure of what pronouns they'll go by. I think them is always a safe bet.
way.
I mean, just don't really respond to her saying that stuff.
The thing is, I did, and I regret doing that. I would just say thank you or something because it did mean a lot. Would you look at that? It didn't take long at all for me to start feeling regret and discomfort from the whole conversation.
Oh, well then, if that is the case...
I mean, you probably feel regret from the conversation. Yeah, that's probably real, but, like, if you feel regret, did you, like, decide to keep talking to them? Because there's timelines that exist elsewhere. There's like, fucking timelines. There's, like, 3 more years of timelines worth of this shit. So, like, what do you want me to tell you? Like, is there... You kept talking to them after you experienced regret?
Maybe she thinks you liked her back or something? Clearly she's crushing, but I don't think it's right. I knew something was off.
I don't care. I don't care about 17 and 15. I really don't. I'm sorry. That age gap means so fucking little to me. Like, you both could have gone to high school together. It means so fucking little to me.
Because as cool as it is that Scratch noticed you, I think she's taking what she has to his advantage.
What does that even mean? What does that even mean? To her advantage? Okay.
Yeah, I have a feeling about that too. My friend is suggesting that she could be taking advantage of me.
What the fuck are you talking about? They literally are just like being a bit of a gooner in your DMs. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay.
I honestly do not doubt that at all.
Well, either way, I just wanted to let you know because I was getting weird vibes.
Oh my god, this is already so stupid. This is so dumb. This whole thing is so stupid. A fucking 17-year-old and a 15-year-old is fucking predatory now, according to kids on the internet. Jesus fucking Christ. I guess cancel every single fucking high schooler that reflects this exact relationship. Jesus fuck, man.
Yeah, that's totally fair. I just can't hide this stuff.
I mean, why do her words flatter you? Do you not think you look good or something?
Because she is someone that I look up to.
That doesn't matter. I don't care. Like, this literally ties back to the power dynamic argument. They're like, oh my god, they're a famous content creator, and I look up to them, and I really, really love them, and I do more for them. I don't care. Just because someone has more power, or just because someone has what society would consider more value, than other people, I don't care. Like, if a fucking famous person is talking with a girl, right? If he's talking to a girl, and that girl feels inclined to send him a picture of her tits, and the guy is just like, oh, yep, that's cool and all, yeah, that's totally, like, cool, and she's cool with it, and she's, like, so infatuated with him because he's famous, I don't really care. Like, maybe you should get off the internet. That might be a hot take, but it's like, listen, nobody cancels groupies. This stuff exists in the real world. Nobody cancels groupies. So why the fuck would I cancel this person? Why, like, if you're not gonna apply, where's your video about groupies and why groupies are terrible? Okay? Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, power dynamics exist everywhere. The only thing that would make it predatory is if they are someone you look up to and they leverage their position. So if they say, like, hey, if you don't make this NSFW Discord in your server, I will cancel you, that's an abuse of a power dynamic. Or, hey, if you do sex with me, I will give something to you, that's an abuse of a power dynamic, right? So, obviously, that's, they could be leveraging their power, and that could be in these allegations. We would have to see that, but, like, this is so fucking stupid so far.
I'm self-conscious about how I look. That was the main reason I didn't ignore her. I was pretty young.
It doesn't matter. You're, like, within a reasonable age range. If they're an adult, then I'm all ears. Like, if they're, like, some fucking 20-year-old talking to you while you're 15, then I'm, like, all ears. But, like, so far, they're 17 years old. You guys are within a reasonable age gap. I don't care.
And very self-conscious. And knowing an animator for a show that I loved complimented me for how I looked was very new to me. It
Oh, wow, that sounds great. Talk to your mom.
really did flatter me at first. Probably because I didn't even know that much about her at the beginning. I didn't know her age. I didn't know what she looked like. Shit like that.
Okay, then why were you talking with them?
But I don't know, when people I really look up to say that kind of stuff to me, it really flatters me. I just hate that I've been through shit like this before. People flatter me and then take that to their advantage.
Okay, talk to a fucking therapist or your mother or something. I don't know. It just sounds like you're having a bit of a... It just seems so weird that you're being... Like, you guys are being so weird about this. This is, like, so not that deep.
It reminds me of last year. You may be wondering, last year? What happened last year? In 2017... I got raped in my own house by an ex-boyfriend.
Oh. Jesus fuck. Okay, this video took a dark turn. Holy fuck. Wow, that was just out of nowhere. So I was only 14. Okay. That's really bad if that's true. Holy fuck.
Said a lot of flattering things that put me in some sort of trap. I did not give him consent to do anything that he did to me, yet he
Okay.
did it anyway. It
That's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that.
left a huge mental and emotional scar.
Jesus fucking Christ. That was... I don't know if I was prepared for that. Because, like, so far, the allegations were very fucking stupid up until this point. I don't know. Like, obviously, like, I'm not here to, like, over-validate or under-validate. I feel a little bit, like... I think when somebody comes forward on the internet and they allege a sexual assault story, we have to be very fucking careful about how we come forward with it. It's like, you have to be careful not to over-validate or under-validate emotions. Like, you have to be careful where to sit them where they are. That's why I try to do that, and any good therapist will do the same thing. Therapists are actually trained to sit people where they are, because doing either over-validating or under-validating feelings can be an additional trauma. And that's why therapists do that. So it's like, when you come forward on the internet saying, like, hey, I got sexually assaulted, that could be, because you're susceptible to getting all sorts of different opinions. Like, if people are over-validating it, that can be an additional trauma. If people are under-validating it, that can also be additional trauma, because it's like, oh, wow, that sucks.
On me, and that's all I really feel comfortable saying. It's a really heavy topic for me.
Yeah, I mean, no shit. That sounds very serious. So, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not here to comment on their sexual assault, because we'll never know if it was or wasn't real. And I mean, if they said they didn't give consent to do any of the things they did and you did it anyways, yeah, that's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that.
That's why I'm warning you, because although it is online, my worst fear is that she can manipulate you to do things you wouldn't want to do.
That doesn't matter. Oh my god.
Honestly, I was starting to get scared that she could have possibly been doing that. I'm also scared that if her and I still talked after that, then things could have probably gotten even worse.
What does that mean? Get worse? What do you mean? That you guys would have sexted consensually and you're obviously engaging back when you, if you truly were uncomfortable, you probably should have pulled back? I don't know. That just doesn't seem... It doesn't make any sense to me. Like, what the fuck is this?
I'm scared that it's too late for me to turn back.
I mean, how many times did this happen already? And, like, what's the current situation?
Like, what do you mean how many times? Like, how many times she's PM'd me or something?
Yeah.
PM'd? Who the fuck is this PM? Okay. Whatever. It's probably a pearl clutch on my part.
Fuck ton.
No way. Like, she would only PM you on your looks?
It was only yesterday that this started. She would also say that my characters were cute, but it was mainly focused on me.
Oh,
No, it's the grooming tactic.
then maybe it's not too late. I thought when you meant she PM'd you a lot, like, it was like over many days.
No, but there was something I didn't say, but I don't know if I should. Can I trust you with this?
I mean, it's okay if you're uncomfortable, I just want to help you out. I have nothing to gain from this.
I have to get something off my chest, and I can definitely trust you, so... Scratch wanted to do a sex RP with me, and since I looked up to her, I said yes to it. So that's...
Well, no, they asked you to do, I kind of skimmed through some of it, but, like, based on what I saw, they asked you, you know, hey, do you have an NSFW, roleplay in your server? And, then you're like, oh no, I didn't have one, but I'm thinking of adding one. And that's another thing. It's like, you should have read the room on this, by the way. You should have read the room that I have kids in my server or whatever, but you said you were considering to add the fucking NSFW, like, Discord, or, like, add the NSFW channel while there's kids in your Discord. So I don't fucking know. Like, that seems like a bit of a weird thing. Like, if you're, like, which one is it? Is it traumatizing or not? Like, which one is it? That just, it seems very strange. I'm sensing, like, there's something about your story that's not adding up here.
That's why I'm scared I can't turn back now.
Well, I'm really sorry to hear that. First of all, I don't think it's too late. You said this just happened yesterday?
Yeah.
Well then, if she thinks of doing it again, be upfront and be honest. Say that you aren't really interested and you only did it before because you admired her and you were blinded, or something like that. But if you think it's uncomfortable, which I'm assuming you thought it was, I would at least.
I wasn't at first, but then later today, I literally regretted it.
I mean, Taft.
Yeah, so, I don't know, why didn't you voice that to them?
If you were a bit scared or didn't want to do it, it's okay to say no. And hell, if you called her out for it, that's okay. You would be standing up for yourself. You are lucky this is just an online thing.
So when the very beginning of the conversation happened, I was fine with it for the most part. I just think later on when it
So why, you said you regretted it though, like what the fuck are you talking about?
kept progressing, I felt scared to express discomfort. I really think that if the extremely
I don't know, that's a bit of a you problem. Like, listen, I get that you're young and I get that they were young too, but like, there comes a point where it's like, if you're uncomfortable, you do have to set some boundaries, no? Like, you can't entirely fault them for that either. Like, I'm not gonna fault you for it, but you can't fault them either, because they're both young and they weren't aware that they were making you uncomfortable. Like, how do you think they would have reacted if they knew that there was discomfort? And you also tried to, like, pin the blame on them earlier by saying they should have read the room about the fucking NSFW with 13-year-olds and 16-year-olds in my Discord when they asked if I was considering to add that, even though you said yourself you were considering to fucking add that. So, that's a little bit strange, but okay, sure, fine.
sexual shit was sudden and were the first things actually said in our conversations, it would be much easier for me to opt out of them. However, since it was slowly eased in, alongside her bombarding me with compliments, it made it so much harder to simply just end it. That's why it was pretty much impossible.
Okay, that sounds like a you problem. I gotta be honest, that sounds like such a you problem.
Possible for me to properly say no. So at the very end,
Just because they're a bigger content creator, then what the fuck do you want? I don't care. That doesn't matter to me. That shouldn't matter to anyone.
September 16, Scratch and I's roleplay just kind of stopped. That's because
Okay, it sounds like you guys fizzled out. Maybe it should have ended there. But apparently we have like fucking another 1 hour 50 minutes of this to go, and I'm already so like over this shit.
ignoring her. It was actually around the time my friend DM'd me too, so it adds up. After we talked, I started ignoring Scratch because I felt gross and awful about everything she did.
So you started ignoring them after September 16th, okay.
And messaged me again, but to no avail until the next day. So
Wait, what?
for me to properly say no. So at the very end of September 16, Scratch and I's roleplay just kind of stopped. That's because I tried ignoring her. It was actually around the time my friend DM'd me too, so it adds up. After we talked,
What do you mean you tried to ignore them? You're like engaging with them back.
Gross and awful about everything. She didn't.
You felt gross and awful about everything? Okay, so behind closed doors you were gross and awful.
Message me again, but to no avail until the next day. So
What? Oh, okay, you ignored them like twice. Oh. Okay, yeah, okay, so that's, alright, cool.
with all of this in mind, I wasn't truly comfortable with the roleplay moving forward. I felt more regret than pleasure.
Oh, I don't know. Okay, so why didn't you tell them that?
But I still went along with it, so I didn't disappoint her.
Oh my fucking god, dude. I'm sorry. This is so dumb. This is so dumb. I went along with it because Okay, then how are they supposed to know that they're in the wrong then? What do you want me to fucking tell you? Like, do they deserve to be canceled and they shouldn't be fucking forgiven? That's the title of this. It's like you're saying that this is like a grooming tactic because you mentioned grooming earlier as a trigger warning. What the fuck?
That's why I still had more suggestive responses to what she had to say.
What do you mean suggestive?
I still went along with it, so I didn't disappoint her. That's why I still had more suggestive responses to what... she had to
What does that mean? What do you mean suggestive?
say. This was more of the last moments of the roleplay, the climax, if you will. Looking back
The climax. Oh my god, that's an interesting choice of a fucking word.
at all this makes me feel really sick, honestly.
Wow! How? Okay, listen, it's one thing if you look back at it and think, this is fucking weird, I wish I didn't do this. That's fine, you know, it's okay to feel that, but just because you regretted it doesn't mean that you got, like, internet raped or fucking groomed or something. I'm sorry. Like, this is just not, like, like, listen, you can regret this situation, and you can go forward and be like, I probably should set better boundaries with these people so it doesn't escalate to this point going forward. That's fine, you know, but it's like you're trying to ruin Scratch's life by accusing them of some really fucking serious things, and so far, it just seems like a fling within a reasonable age range, and given the fact that you haven't revealed their age, and you also were removing all responsibility off yourself, it kind of makes this video a little bit extra deceptive, if you want me to be absolutely honest with you.
Something I really do not like is that she calls me Chrissy throughout a lot of this, like it was some sort of sexy name to call me. That's creepy as shit.
Okay. I don't care. People give nicknames to each other all the time, and they set boundaries all the time. Going forward, maybe you should learn to set better boundaries. I'm not saying that you're at fault for it here, but, like, going forward, set fucking better boundaries. Like, what do you want me to tell you?
If I'm being honest, after the roleplay ends, she tells me she wants to do it again sometime.
Okay. And you'll say you'll think about it. Alright, cool.
It was really great. I told her I'd think about it, which thankfully we didn't do any sort of roleplay after that. Then on
I don't know, it just sounds like they enjoyed the roleplay, and they were like, oh my god, I love talking to you, or whatever. Yeah, they sounds like they're head over heels over you.
September 18, it's just kind of more affectionate, casual.
Okay, well, I have to read some of this, because I'm going to be honest, I don't trust Taff's narrative at all. Like, the way Taff is framing this, it just seems very fucking deceptive, the way you're talking about this.
We didn't do any sort of roleplay after that. Then on September...
Okay, call me Fred Flintstone, because I can make your bed rock. Oh, okay, so he's doing a bit of a boundary tester. Ha ha ha! Dang, I don't have nitro. Lamau, it's fun, because I can just blank whenever. Yeah, it does sound fun, lol. All I get is emojis like this. Like, come on. Haha.
Just kind
the scrolling is so
I told
annoying.
her I'd think about it, which thankfully we didn't do any sort of roleplay.
I'm not blaming Taff for it, because it verifies that the DMs are real. I wasn't really part of the question, but still. Well, you still have... what the fuck is this? What the fuck is that emote? I don't know what that emote is. Which is the best emote ever.
It's just...
Oh, is it like someone grabbing a fucking... Is it meant to be someone grabbing a dick? Even though it's like an appliance image, but it's like there's meant to be like some kind of an innuendo there? Okay. Lol, I never saw that one. Ha. Expect me to use that more? Fucking compression. Ha. You're literally telling them you're gonna use the emote more, but you're saying you're uncomfortable with them? Get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry, but it's like... How are you going to say, if you were more uncomfortable, I feel like I would expect you to be pulling back just a little bit, but still talking with them. If we're going to, even if we give you the benefit of the doubt, saying like, hey, you know, I still talked with them because I didn't want to displease them, you're still engaging with them with the innuendo, and you're saying, like, expect me to use that a little bit more. I don't know. It's like, what do you want me, I don't know, like, some of this is on you at this point, right? There's no way I can be the only one that doesn't think that.
kind of...
Haha, yeah. Sometimes I hate how loud it is because everyone in my house can hear it. That's fair, but it's still cute. Ha, thank you. Hugs, hugs back. Snuggles and nuzzles with you. Snuggles up with you. And then you're still... Okay, you're still role-playing.
Talk, I guess. It didn't get too sexual, and it was kind of short. That was the last time we really even...
Okay, and then you kiss together and you roleplay, and they're very, obviously they're very fucking like that with you. Okay, cool, whatever. I don't care about any of this. This is so fucking dumb.
Talk to each other personally. That was a really bad first DM with someone, in my opinion. Fucking having a sex roleplay with someone as a first true one-on-one conversation, that does not look good at all.
Wow, you guys did it both together, and you're within a reasonable age range. That doesn't, I kind of doubt that.
Pretty sure during October, not much was really said about the whole situation. It was only really my friend and I who knew of it and how I truly felt about the whole thing. However, I believe November was the month more and more people were finding out about it. Whether
okay. How did that happen? Did you just tell them that he, like, internet raped you or something? Or she internet raped you?
Be from me directly or just it being spread around from my friends. It was definitely being told. I remember being in class and just hearing that people were talking about Scratch amongst my friend group spiked my anxiety to an all-time high. I felt so scared that they would think differently of me. I felt so paranoid that more and more people were going to find out about it. A lot of negative emotions started surging my mind whenever I thought about the situation. It honestly didn't...
Alright, well, maybe that sounds like you need to talk to a therapist about it instead of just, like, fucking coming forward on the internet and, like, accusing them of, like, all these things, like grooming and like all these like other topics.
Really helped that some of my friends at the time were super on board for this information to go public as soon as possible. I kept
Oh man, that sounds like it sounds like you need to get new friends. Terrible fucking friends. Jesus Christ.
trying to internalize to myself that it
I
wasn't
mean, you guys are all kids at the time, but this is what I mean when I say we shouldn't fucking listen to kids online. Because, like, they always allege and use, like, the biggest fucking words to describe how they feel about the situation rather than the reality of the situation. And here's the reality of the situation. These are two young people, a 17-year-old and a 15-year-old, which I don't care about that age gap. They talked, they got to know each other, and they role-played a little bit. It got sexual at times, and they had a fling. And that's where it ended. I don't care. I do not care. It is not a big deal at all. And when you were saying people were victim blaming you, I don't know. It sounds like there's no victim here. And so it's like you can't really victim blame someone when there's not a victim in this situation. Especially considering they didn't know that they were breaking any boundaries here.
a big deal, even though it was. I just hated the thought of
How is it a big deal?
having to be the one to publish something that could potentially ruin someone's public image for everyone to see. On
Yeah, so why are you doing it?
November 8th, a few of my friends made a group chat so that they can discuss how to get information they know about Scratch to the public. It
Okay, so you guys are making up a plan to fucking cancel. You people sound fucking malicious as fuck, no? It's like you guys had like a role play together, and then you're like, oh my god, it's creepy. This is how I feel about the situation. Now we're gonna try to get more information to try to cancel this person. You guys seem so fucking malicious here. I can't be the only one that thinks that.
was made so that they didn't have to talk about it in our main friend group at the time.
We can discuss how to bean Scratch here.
Okay.
So, what did you guys have in mind?
Okay, so if we want to expose Scratch, we need to do it soon. The only way we can expose in a way that can't be disproven is to get audio evidence. The hurdle blocking us right now is Taft.
Well, now it could get disproven if it was... Thank God this is not fucking 2024, because the AI exists now, and I pray to God what you guys would have done with that if you had access to it, because so far this is just fucking... Oh my god, this whole thing seems so fucking malicious.
He doesn't see it as much of an issue.
Yeah, true.
We need to convince him that what Scratch did was wrong so he'd be willing to help.
So from the screenshot, it shows that I was apparently the hurdle, blocking them from exposing Scratch, since I was the one who had to deal with the roleplay and not them. I think
What are you blaming this on them as well? What?
To get audio evidence. The hurdle blocking us right now is Taft, since he doesn't see it as much of an issue.
yeah, true.
We need to convince him that what Scratch did was wrong so he'd be willing to help.
What, you yourself were uncomfortable, and you said that you were like not comfortable with the situation. You were experiencing regret, but like now you're sitting here saying that you're trying to like blame these people you were involved with, saying that, oh my god, I was the hurdle and they didn't get to experience it at all or whatever. Like, what are you fucking talking about?
So from the screenshot, it shows that I was apparently the hurdle, blocking them from exposing Scratch, since I was the one who had to deal with the roleplay and not them. I think
It doesn't matter. I don't think you're traumatized from the roleplay, and if you are, then maybe you shouldn't be on the fucking internet. I don't know what to tell you. Like, it was pretty fucking, like, compared to how, like, most grooming situations are, like, actual legitimate fucking grooming situations. This is not grooming, by the way. They're within a reasonable age range, and grooming is a very deep and intentional methodical process of setting typically a child up for typically sexual exploitation. That's not what this was. And now you're gonna sit here and say that you're gonna blame people who were supposedly trying to help you, even though you made this video yourself to try to cancel this person? You all seem very fucking shitty. I'm sorry. You all seem very fucking disgusting.
the issue here is that they were more ready to bring this to the public than I was, mainly because I was still processing everything and putting the pieces together.
Oh, wow, that sucks. Talk to a therapist.
Personally, it can take me a very long time to fully process something traumatic. I understand
This was not traumatic. Get the fuck out of here. If you were traumatized by this, then maybe... I think you need to just log off the internet and, like, maybe, like, reevaluate how you do your life. Because, like, this is not traumatic. This is not fucking traumatic. What are you doing?
that the group was made so that they could privately discuss Scratch without me potentially getting upset, but they weren't going to do anything to expose Scratch if they didn't get me involved somehow. Another thing I want to note here, they wanted to convince me as if I didn't experience what Scratch did firsthand. Of course I thought it was an issue. I was just scared to make it a big deal because I hated talking about it. It was and still is a heavy topic for me.
Yeah, so why didn't you make that clear with them? I don't know. You seem to have a pattern of just, like, not actually setting fucking boundaries with these people. And it seems like they're other kids as well, so it's like, I don't know, by this point you guys are like in high school or whatever. By this point we've learned at this point that like when you talk with each other you can tell each other to fucking stop, right?
Of course, I do not blame them for saying this, as I clearly didn't
You just did earlier. What are you talking about? You're like, you literally insinuated that they were at fault because you were the hurdle over it. Like you had like a sassy, your character do like a sassy emote earlier about it. You just did.
state to everyone that I thought it was an issue.
Talking Taft into this will be really hard, and it's gonna take more than one of us to do it.
What do you mean talking them into this? Why do you guys think it's such a bad thing happened?
Well, Taft really trusts me. Maybe I'm thinking it will be way easier than it is, but I think he's not very assertive. I don't think getting info from him will be hard, it just might be hard to do it in itself.
It is true that multiple friends of mine tried talking me through making a public statement of some sort about this. I was very hesitant and scared, because I never wanted it to get this far. However, I don't really have much proof of that since the majority of that happening was through group calls. I can say though, whenever my friends talked about the situation with me, I hated what happened and I felt so gross and awful about myself.
Wow, that's terrible.
November 20th is a pretty important time because
It's terrible. I'm so sorry you got internet raped. That's terrible.
one of the people in that group was talking to me about the situation.
Oh my god, this is so stupid. I fucking hate this situation.
At this time, people were telling me I had to upload a video sooner than later. It definitely
Oh my god,
group was talking to me about the situation. At this time, people
Alright. Hey Taft, sorry if you PM'd about this today, but for the scratch stuff, we have blank and blank told you about it, or told you to do. And it's alright, dude. Blank and blank basically told me that I have to show the screenshots to the public sooner than later by like a video or a journal. I just feel so hesitant, I don't know why. And you should probably trust your emotions. I mean, like, coming forward about a story on the internet I'm really of the opinion we gotta stop coming forward publicly about something that is potentially traumatic, though there probably is no trauma in this situation. If there is, you need to get off the internet, because based on the DMs that I saw, it's pretty fucking tame. It was just two kids sexting. That's really what it comes down to. Two kids consensually sexted with each other, and regret does not equal, like, anything horrific happening, alright? Get the fuck out of here. It's fine if you look back on it and say, like, hey, I think this is gross, I didn't like it, but it's just because you regret it doesn't mean, like, she broke a boundary. Oh, you do? Well, keep in mind, you don't have to put our names in it if you don't feel forced. The only reason I think they are being adamant is because they care about you, and they feel even if it wasn't physical, this is still made you feel uncomfortable, and no person should ever go through this. Okay, you guys are acting like this, that fucking Taft got, like, Andrew Tated or something. Like, chill the fuck out. It's not that serious.
were telling me I have to upload a video sooner.
Oh my god, it's really not that serious.
It definitely made
Oh my god, okay. And especially have the person in question get off scot-free. I don't know, that's just my 2 cents. I by no means am going to tell you what you said or should not do. I'm just saying, do what you think is right. I'm not gonna say what's right, but genuinely just think of this situation. Also, if it's about the backlash, you are the victim. There's no victim in this situation, just to be clear. I don't know who this fucking person is texting, but it's like, you all are a bunch of children. You guys don't know what the fuck you're talking about. Maybe go outside. I don't know, man. This is so not that deep. There's no shame in saying you felt uncomfortable if someone did something to you or made you feel weird. That doesn't matter. I don't care if you felt weird about it afterwards. That doesn't mean you were, like, internet raped or groomed online. Like, that's the energy that you're coming at this with. What the fuck? There's no shame in it, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, of course, I totally get what you mean. So sorry for the late response, I'm gonna call right now.
made me hesitant, and I didn't even know why at the time.
Oh my god, oh sorry, but yeah, you don't feel too pressured. It's okay, don't worry about it. If you're worried, I'm not trying to be, like, rude, but, like, anyone that actually stops to pause this and analyze what's actually happening, any adult in the real world would look at this and go, this is not that serious. Any adult in the real world would be like, this is really not that deep. It's just two kids sexting with each other. It's like, get a fucking grip. But, like, for any, like, fucking kid in the object show community that just, like, watches through this and doesn't actually pause to analyze what's going on, they're gonna be like, oh my god, this person got, like, fucking Andrew Tated or whatever. They got fucking trafficked by Andrew Tate. Oh my god, so terrible.
Friend was really reassuring and eased my anxiety for a little bit. And
Oh my god, okay. Like, this situation is mainly about you. It has nothing to do with us or the unspeakable situation, so it's fine. You were just telling on your own account. Anything, you are popular and will probably have tons of people backing you. I doubt I doubt it's the other way around. But yeah, sorry to bug you. Just want to give my 2 cents, and I just don't want to talk too much about it or upset you. Oh no, you're not bugging me at all. This is a serious situation, dude. On the serious scale, okay, if I had to rate this on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not that serious at all, and 10 being super fucking serious, I'd give this situation like a -1. This is so not that deep. Oh my god, this is so, like, not a big deal. Thank you so much, by the way. Your 2 cents really made me feel a bit more calm about it. Oh my god, okay.
I appreciated that. However, it is true that I kept getting told, the longer you wait on posting a video, the less likely people are to believe you. That is completely false. And it took me a while.
Yeah, and I would agree with. I mean, like, anyone can come out about a story about anyone. It just seems like you can come out about a story about anyone online. It doesn't matter how many fucking holes are in it. If you're in, like, a super far left space, people are just gonna fucking believe it regardless, and they're gonna over-affirm it regardless of, like, actually sifting through it. They just want to, like, look good.
To not have that mindset after being told that. It seriously does not matter when someone comes out about sexual trauma, or any sort of trauma for the matter. Victims can take as long as they need in order to make such a public or even private statement.
Sure, yeah, I agree with that, but in this situation, you are not a victim. Like, you guys had a fucking sexual conversation, you didn't really push back against it, and you blamed your own friends for trying to look out for you, it seems like. But I don't even know if they had your best interest. It just seems like they came forward with it because they thought what they did was best. So maybe they did have your best interest, but you still fucking blame them in this video. Jesus fucking Christ. It's so fucking, like, you guys are so weird. And also, your narrative is, like, so shaky.
I should not let the concept of it happening weaken. That is such a harmful thing to shove into people's heads. It can take several months or even years for most people to come out. And that is—
Oh my god, you guys are acting— it's not that deep! You're acting like you got fucking internet raped or something, and considering you said— I'm not trying to be that guy, but, like, you opened up earlier about being sexually assaulted, so if you know what it's like to actually be sexually assaulted, you would know that this was pretty tame. Or you would know that this is not as serious or even close to that same level as that. So, like, it just seems like, I don't know, man. Your narrative is so weird.
Absolutely okay. Everyone is different when it comes to processing traumatizing situations. Whoever gives people shit for taking the time to come out on something is a prick. Despite me being
You tell them, Taft.
calm about it every now and then, I know that 2018 was definitely not the time to come out about it. I probably thought I was ready every now and then, but I really wasn't. Later on in the month, specifically November 27th, they wanted me to upload something fucking tomorrow. Looking back at it, that says a lot on how some people perceive coming out about this sort of situation. It is not an easy topic to cover in just a day. It's—
well, if you don't think it's easy to talk about how 2 fucking teenagers sexted each other, then, that's, I don't know, man. That says a lot more about you than it does about SuperScratchkat or any of these fucking people involved, and it just seems like you guys are trying to cancel SuperScratchkat. It seems like you were successful because you got a lot of fucking support on this for some reason, pretty much saying, and, like, giving, like, it seems like you guys are just supporting this person. It just seems like you guys are trying to cancel SuperScratchkat for really dumb bullshit for no reason.
I found a pretty important message on that day when I told a friend about what happened, since it was beginning to spread even more. Here's what I said.
Oh no, is it more grooming?
Oh, I thought I told you. Hold on, I'll send you a rundown that I sent another friend. Okay, so Scratch sent some disgusting things to me in PMs. Like, really sexual things to put it down.
Oh no, they consensually sexted with you. Oh no.
She first started off being really nice and saying that BBBOF is cute, and I was really flattered.
Oh, so BBOF is your character. Okay, cool. Got it.
Scratch is highly respected in the OSC, and I truly looked up to her. But later on, she started complimenting my appearance, saying how I'm cute, pretty, stuff like that. But at the time, I was still really flattered, so I didn't think of it that much. But as the conversation led on, it started getting more and more sexual throughout. It turned—
Oh no. Like, you guys were fucking flirting with each other, you guys were consensually flirting, and naturally it progresses to the next thing as being sexual. And I know for a fact this person has been in prior relationships before they were engaging with the SuperScratchkat person. So how the fuck did you not know it was going to lead to something sexual if you guys kept flirting over and over again? You guys were enjoying it. Considering they also asked you about a fucking sex NSFW thing if you were to add it to your Discord server, even though you were considering to add it yourself. Fuck out of here. That's such a tough sell.
into a fucking sex roleplay, basically. She called me hot and sexy and stuff, and I just—
Oh my god.
to make her happy, which I regret so much, and that I admired her. I just feel awful about the whole thing, and I let her fucking do that to me.
Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, it sounds like a you problem.
Back then, I had a very timid—
And I know a lot of people are going to accuse me of victim blaming here, but, like, if you're a sexual assault survivor, you would realize that this is not on the same level as that. The fact that you're insinuating that this is on the same level as that, and you're treating this as the same level as that, is kind of disgusting, and it's legitimately insulting to actual survivors of sexual assault. I don't know, man. I'm not trying to be that person, but, like, if you truly were sexually assaulted, you would know that. But, I don't know.
people-pleasing personality. I wanted everyone to be my friend, you know? I had a very hard time saying no to people, even if I really wanted to say it. The
Oh, well, that sounds like you need to work on yourself.
situation is a very clear example of that. I ended up feeling regret and guilt for everything because I honestly never wanted to do the roleplay. I wanted Scratch to have a good first impression of me, and so I just went along with it. Does this add some fault to me and my actions? In a way, yeah. I am completely aware I wasn't perfect in this situation in the slightest.
Yeah, no shit.
I never
But I mean, that's something you can learn when you grow up. That's something that you can get better at as you get older. Yeah, that's something you can do better with, all right?
said I was. I still wish I had the guts to say no to Scratch at the time. When there is a clear power imbalance, that makes it extremely—
I don't give a shit about the power dynamic argument. I don't care. Like, we don't cancel groupies. We're not going to cancel this situation, all right? Power dynamics exist between us and our parents, all right? There's power dynamics everywhere, all right? Just because our mom tells us to do our fucking homework or tells us to go to bed doesn't mean that we're being abused, all right? If the power dynamic, if Scratch says something like, hey, if you don't have sex with me, I will do this to you, or if you do have sex with me, I'll do this to you, that's a problem. That's obviously a problem. Or if you send me a picture of your tits, I'll do this for you. Or if you don't send me a picture of your tits, I'll do this to you. Then that's a problem. That's obviously an abuse of a power dynamic. But there's none of that here at all. Every time people talk about power dynamics online, it's some of the most unintelligent fucking conversation I've ever heard in my whole life.
really hard for someone to refuse doing shit, even if it—
Oh my god, that's so terrible.
Compass. And some people in our friend group know about it and got disgusted about Scratch. Also, to add something, I don't think this is the first time Scratch has done this to people.
Oh no, they're fucking internet raping other people too. Oh no.
And I was right. I wasn't and never was the first. Definitely not the last either. That fucking disgusts me to no end.
Oh no, they're trying to fuck other people. They're trying to fuck other people on the internet. They're trying to roleplay other people. They're trying to be like awkward teenager love on the internet with other people. Oh no, that's so terrible as a 17-year-old kid. Oh no.
The fact there are multiple people who had to get sexually traumatized by her breaks my heart.
Oh no, having sex with someone gives them trauma. That means every single one of our parents is traumatized. That is essentially what Taft is saying here. Like, Taft is not going to word it like that, but that is essentially what you're saying when you say that every single fucking parent that has ever had sex and then had us as children is traumatized by that logic. Got it. Cool. That's a very, very intelligent conversation that you're giving us here.
Nobody deserves that at all. She favors 14 to 15-year-old girls / trans guys. So I
Okay, they're 17 years old. I don't care.
have no idea if she did this to other people, but it's—
Okay, well, listen, just to be clear, 17 and 14 I think is inappropriate. I wouldn't say that makes them a predator. It's just more of like a behavioral problem. It's like, hey, like 17 and 14, that's inappropriate. But again, you guys were 15 and 17, so I don't care about that as much. You're trying to make it seem like that you guys are victims. It doesn't matter.
just disgusting. I just feel absolutely awful right now because of the situation. I told a friend group about it and they
Oh my
want me to reveal
God.
the information tomorrow, and I'm so fucking anxious to. Thinking of this now—
You're so anxious to fucking reveal this information. Yeah, I would be too, because the information is a whole lot of fucking nothing.
this really angers me. I clearly was not ready to bring this shit to the public.
You're certainly angering me with watching this video. I'm about to fucking... I'm about to have an aneurysm.
As I was very anxious and fearful about people finding out about it. I was only really comfortable talking about it with close friends. I don't think they understand.
Yeah, I probably just wouldn't have talked about it at all. I would have talked to like a therapist or something, but it sounds like you are... Okay. Oh my god.
That I would have to deal with all the backlash alone. If I didn't make a video that covered
I don't know. If you got any backlash from coming out and saying that they fucking groomed you, then I'm sorry. You deserve that backlash. I'm not trying to sound like an asshole, but it's like you deserve that backlash if you're alleging that they groomed you while you guys were in a reasonable age range. Fuck out of here.
everything, it could cause something chaotic. That is a lot of fucking pressure for a 15-year-old, and you cannot change my mind. It's
No. It's a lot of pressure for just you.
okay, but I've been thinking about the situation so much that I started sobbing in the middle of a call when my friends were talking about it. It wasn't great. In fact, it was really embarrassing, as I hate others seeing me in such a vulnerable state. I just
Yeah, that's probably why you should deal with this offline or with other people and get like a grounded perspective on the situation.
couldn't handle the fact that the interaction between her and I even happened. I couldn't believe I let her do that to me. It really started to break me in a way. I was clearly still emotionally affected, so I don't know if making a video the next day of showing that would do anything good.
And I agree with you, because when we come forward online about something that's potentially traumatic, it's one of the, that's what I'm saying. It's like you have all sorts of different opinions. If people overvalidate or undervalidate your feelings, that can be an additional trauma. That's why I feel like if something really bad happened, like if a legitimate sexual assault happened, or if like a legitimate case of grooming happened, you need to go to the police. Listen, I get that it's like the police is a flawed system. I get that like it's flawed, but that is a much better avenue to go than going to the fucking internet about it and going online about it.
I was scared telling people in the first place. Just the entire thing makes me want to sob. It wasn't easy.
Wow, that sucks for you.
To tell my friends either. While I was more comfortable, I still feared how they would react to it all, that they would think of me differently and distance themselves from me. Thankfully, that didn't happen for the most part. They were mostly supportive, but really pushy on me making a statement of some sort. This
So fucking dumb.
situation at the time was a very emotionally hectic thought for me and was extremely hard to talk about. I was very hesitant about making a video in November, and I could tell my friends were upset about that. At the time, I felt really bad because I also kept thinking to myself that I had to make a video, even if I seriously didn't want to. It would be the best to do it as soon as possible though, right? I know their intentions were good at heart, but it's mainly the execution that really stings for me. I think the timing could have—
Yeah, well, you blamed them earlier in this video and you were like upset about it, so it just seems like even though they had their best interests at heart, you don't seem to care about like what other people— I don't know, you seem to be like a very inconsiderate asshole. I'm just being like real with you. This does not— like Taff does not seem like a good person here. It seemed like they're coming forward with this very maliciously, and it just seems like, I don't know. This is very stupid.
Been a lot better. I definitely still needed time to fully decide on what I wanted to do. I also want to note here that the friends who wanted me to make a video were all older than me. They were probably able to process this stuff.
Oh wow, that makes it even fucking worse. Jesus Christ. Are they grooming you too? Is that what you're going to be alleging in the moment?
Happening much faster than I was because they were more mature, and also the fact that they didn't have to deal with it firsthand. On the same day, I was messaging another friend on how upset I was about the whole thing.
Oh my god, okay. This situation is truthfully scary, so I don't blame you for getting upset. And blank, I'm gonna be honest with you real quick. One of the reasons I started crying in this whole situation was it reminded me of when I got sexually assaulted last year. That probably is true. You are reminded of that, but it's like, I don't know. Like, that doesn't mean that that's equivalent to what this situation is. So, if you really were sexually assaulted, I don't know if you were or weren't, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna sit here and say you were or weren't, because we don't know for sure. But, like, even if you were, it sounds like you're projecting a lot of that onto this situation and you're making it sound like it's the same thing when it's not even remotely close to the same thing. You guys consensually sexted with each other. All right, maybe like maybe you're uncomfortable with sexual situations in general, but that's not a fault of Scratchkat. That's more of something that you kind of have to just deal with offline and deal with the trauma of offline if there is trauma associated with it. Made me feel awful, and overthinking everything just destroyed my mood. I just wasn't able to say in that call because I know people don't know about what happened last year. Yeah, no, I understand. Literally, when you told me that, I knew I had to watch your back.
It really did remind me of another traumatizing experience I mentioned earlier. It hurt me knowing that something under the umbrella of sexual misconduct happened only a year later. That shit can cut deep.
What are you talking about? You said a year later that a situation of sexual misconduct happened? No, you're fucking kidding me, right? We realize what she just said there. She insinuated that SuperScratchkat committed sexual misconduct. No, you're so malicious for that. Nah, you blamed your friends for looking out for you earlier in this video, and you're insinuating that they're grooming and committed sexual misconduct? Fuck out of here. I'm sorry. No, I just don't even, I don't know, man. It's like when you insinuate so many things that are, like, have such malicious intentions and insinuations behind them, I don't know, like, how are you expect people to believe you on anything else? And also, you were very dishonest about the way things were framed. Your framing of the situation is very different from what the actual DMs were. So, like, I don't know. To me, like, it sounds like you're being very malicious. Like, how do you expect me or any adult in the real world to fucking believe you if you're clearly not telling the truth about this?
On November 29th, that was when I started working on the video. The words finally got to my head, and I believed it was for the best to make a video. A friend helped me with the script, and it took almost 4 hours to get it finished. I think I would
Yeah, and you came out with this when you were like, what, 15 or 16 at this point? Okay, I don't care. They just say, like, you guys are literally, like, nothing bad happened.
Definitely need more time writing the whole thing, but whatever. After the script was done, nothing was really done about the video until mid-December. That was when people started telling me to make the actual video, like recording the audio and getting the conversations between Scratch and I. I remember being very anxious about actually getting to that point. Deep down, I never wanted to have—
So you guys made up a plan to go on a call. Scratch is under the impression that you both are still consensual with each other and you both still are consensually talking, and they convinced you to go on a call to talk with them and try to sound more vulnerable than you actually are. We realize how this looks, right? This makes it look like you're trying to set Scratch up, right? We realize this is how this situation looks, right?
To make a video about this, especially at the time it was uploaded. I do remember that I was very anxious turning this into the people. There were little spurts where I felt like I should make the video, video, but for the most part, I was in so much fear, anxiety, and I would often worry about what would happen if I uploaded something. I believe what really
Yeah, I would be too. This situation is not that deep.
motivated me into making it was, I wanted to bring light into my situation with Scratch so that other victims of her would feel heard. And
Oh no, other victims would be heard. You mean other victims of consensual sexting? Oh my god, Scratch needs to be locked up by the police. They need to be fucking locked up into Horty jail immediately. Oh no, something that like every fucking kid in the real world fucking probably is engaged in once or twice. Unless you're like really like unless you're like fucking asexual or something. I don't know.
not alone with her situation. So I did just that. On December 17th, I recorded the audio, edited the video, and uploaded it to YouTube. It absolutely wasn't easy, but there was no going back now. Another person.
Yeah, because you're alleging that they committed sexual misconduct, which implies that they like fucking sexually assaulted you or some shit like that. I don't know, or they sexually harassed you, but it was very consensual and you guys were within a reasonable age range. It doesn't fucking matter.
Who went by Mouse to stay anonymous, came out about their experience with Scratch alongside me. They have since privated the video, so I will not make comments about it. My video quickly spread around, and the feedback was mostly positive at first. The Truck Discord showered me with support, and I was
Oh my god, you guys did so fucking bad. Dude, they probably banned Scratch because, like, public perception looked fucking terrible. It's so fucking weird. Like, this is so dumb.
thankful for that. It was such.
I'm sorry, but, like, if there's any legitimate adult in this community that looked at this situation and thought what Scratch did was terrible, they're fucking stupid. Like, hot take. I'm sorry, but, like, this is not that deep. If you actually analyze the entire situation, you are being so malicious here.
a hard video to upload, and knowing that people have my back meant a lot to me. However, the feed.
Oh no, oh my god, all this fame that I got because there's incentive of coming forward online on the internet because there's a lot of clout you can fucking gain from it, considering they're a bigger content creator than you are. Wow, crazy.
Feedback started to mix quickly as well. Whether it was from the truck server or the comment section, there were already some people siding with Scratch. Big red flag in my opinion. A lot of cruel comments were quickly sent to
What do you mean it's a big red flag? They probably looked at the situation and thought that, wow, these are just two teenagers consensually sexting with each other. Holy fuck.
me as well. Personally, when it comes to situations like these, I really think people should support the victim first before anything. It's just wrong for someone to come out about another person, especially if they're not the
God, I hate this. This is so stupid.
Of course, there are definitely liars and people who would take advantage of being a victim, but just know that if you supported someone who's
Yeah, like you.
turned out to be a fake
Sounds like you're self-reporting there, Taft.
victim, you were doing the right thing, just not to the right people. It's okay to be skeptical about things.
Holy fuck, this is disgusting. This entire video is just fucking disgusting. You're like insinuating that they're like this violent fucking predatory grooming person, and they're this like violent person that like committed like an Andrew Tate on all these other fucking people, and that's what you alleged, and so many people believed you because most people in the object show community don't fucking vet out allegations or look into allegations. It's just like, I don't know, like the internet is just so like bloodthirsty to cancel people, and so that sounds like that's what happened here to SuperScratchkat. This is like, really, this is so not that serious.
Trust me, but giving your support to a victim can really do wonders. Being hateful and shitty is definitely not the way to go. The fact that so many people decided to victim blame and shame instead of keeping it to themselves is
Oh no, victim blaming when there's no victim. Oh no.
disgusting to me. Around an hour later of the video being up, Scratch made a statement. I believe it was from her own server. This is what she said.
At the time me and Taff did that stuff, he made no mention of his discomfort.
Yeah, that's exactly what I mentioned. That's what I took away from the fucking thing. Like, how are you supposed to fucking fault Scratch here when you're not making it known that you're uncomfortable? What are you talking about? She agreed. She consented. This is true. Scratch is telling the truth here.
He agreed. He consented. If he was uncomfortable, he should have told me. I would have backed off immediately. I had no idea he was uncomfortable and couldn't have known.
Exactly how in the fuck was I supposed to know that?
Backed off.
Oh my fucking god. Hold on. Let me read the rest of this because you stopped reading in the middle of it. Jesus fucking Christ. He was uncomfortable and should have told me. I would have backed away immediately. I had no idea if he was uncomfortable and couldn't have known. Exactly! Exactly! There's no way you couldn't have known! I don't know why he decided to make a video aimed at, his child fan base, instead of just talking to me about it. Taft is a good person, and I would have never acted in such ways had he just said something. I can't read minds. He said yes, but I guess trusting him wasn't a great idea. This is hot take. This is probably all Scratch needs to say as a response, because this whole situation is such a nothing.
Immediately. I had no idea he was uncomfortable and couldn't have known.
Exactly how in the fuck was I supposed to know that?
Set the fucking boundary is how you supposed to make them know that? What the fuck are you talking about? Don't act like you don't play a role in this either.
We haven't actually had a one-on-one conversation together prior to the roleplay. How could I have possibly known that I could trust you about consent? You made
How the fuck could you, by that, okay, so by that logic, how could you have known to trust them to be fucking sexual, huh? By that logic, by your own logic, you realize that this own logic that you're using is falling apart when it's flipped on you, right? Again, the age range was reasonable. I don't care. You guys were obviously consensual. You guys were in a reasonable age range. I don't know. Like, you can look back on it and hate that it happened, but I don't know. Like, why can't it just be that alone? Why do we have to fucking overload the narrative and say that, like, there's some, like, weird person that, like, committed sexual misconduct? What the fuck are you talking about?
The first move of doing this shit with me, and the only knowledge I truly had of you is that you were an animator for BFB.
I don't know why.
So why did you fucking engage back with them? What are you talking about?
Why he decided to make a video aimed at his child fanbase instead of just talking to me about it.
Are you serious? You really thought I would want to talk to you after having that as our first conversation?
Well, you seemed like you wanted to talk with them, considering you said that they were a big content creator. What? Why are we changing our narrative now? Why are we suddenly changing the narrative saying, I didn't want to talk to this person, oh, but I looked up to them and there was a power dynamic. Okay, so is there something traumatic happening here or not? Like, why is your narrative changing? Holy fuck, you are so malicious here. This is such a malicious person, just like coming out and just lying about this. And it seems like the cancellation worked for years because nobody fucking vets people properly in the object show community.
Of course not. After posting a video, I think I very much implied that I wouldn't want to make up with you. I didn't owe you shit, and I still don't. Also, you do realize—
Yeah, you don't owe them anything, but you also shouldn't have fucking came forward with this saying that they fucking internet raped you. What are you talking about?
Of our fan bases are mostly made up of young kids and teenagers, right? We can't really change—
Yeah, and you wanted an NSFW channel in your server full of young teenagers and kids as well, so you can't really fault them for that either when you said, well, I'm considering of doing that. Yeah. Okay, cool.
that.
So by that logic, you should be condemned for it too, right?
In the blink of an—
And to be clear, I don't think either of them should be condemned for that, by the way, because they're both fucking kids. I'm just using Taft's own logic against them.
Why would you suddenly care about the children when you're literally talking about the situation to them as well? Albeit, you're way more vague.
You're talking to them about the situation as well. What are you talking about? You can't fucking flip that logic.
But it's still talking about it nonetheless.
Taft is a good person, and I would have just never acted in such ways had he just said something.
Yeah, and I probably would believe that, by the way. That seemed, because there's no way that they saw that you were uncomfortable with it whatsoever. There's no stop, or there's no, hey, like, I'm not comfortable with doing this. There's no setting boundaries. It seems like you suck at setting boundaries, and you're trying to fault them for thinking that they should have known better. Like, believe it or not, what do you expect? Everyone to be a fucking mind reader?
Listen, when you have such a big influence on a community, people are most likely going to end up doing what you say because they look up to you.
I don't care about that. That doesn't matter. I don't give a shit about that. Like, where's your same energy for every single celebrity in the world, every single groupie situation, every single famous person in the world that's dated? Okay, so by your own logic, every single celebrity is a predator by your own logic. That's where we're at with power dynamics, is every single celebrity has engaged in fucking... So, like, when we talk about power dynamics, if you think power dynamics are so bad, okay, so, interracial relationships are gone. You can only date... white people can only date white people. Black people can only date black people. Relationships between people who are different heights than each other are gone. You have to be the same exact height because there's power dynamics between someone who's bigger than someone else. Poor people can only date poor people because there's power dynamics, social power dynamics with money. Rich people can only date rich people. And people who are just middle class can only date just people who are middle class. And it just seems like, I don't know, non-famous people can only date non-famous. Like, you see how stupid this gets? Like, you see how really dumb this gets? Like, if we're gonna, condemn power dynamics in general, we would have to condemn so much other things. Like, the power dynamic argument is, like, one of the most terminally fucking online arguments, like, I've ever heard in my whole life.
Fucking 15-year-old girl. I looked up to you, and I did not want to have a bad impression on you.
Didn't you just say earlier you didn't want to talk to them? Like, what the fuck?
I was very scared of saying no to you as the sexual shit was slowly eased in. Not to mention, you had these sexual motives from the very fucking start.
That doesn't matter that they wanted to fuck you. I don't care. I'm sorry. It's like, just because they're horny for you and they have a crush on you, that's very, like, what, are you gonna cancel every single person who has a crush on someone and who wants to fucking... Okay, so anytime you've had a crush on someone, SuperScratchkat, Taft, anytime you've had a crush on somebody and you felt sexual towards them before you expressed it, then, I guess that makes you a predator too. Oh well.
I can't read minds. He said yes.
I didn't expect you to. I just find it really gross you would go out of your way to do that stuff with me in the first place.
But I guess trusting...
I don't care.
him wasn't a great idea.
No, trusting you being a decent person wasn't a great idea. That sentence right there is so manipulative. You
Okay, so changing our narrative constantly in this video, fucking trying to be like, oh my god, you know, like, this is fucking, like, you're so manipulative for trying to defend yourself, you're so manipulative for saying, like, what did he even say that was manipulative?
Idea.
I just find it really gross you would go out of your way to do that stuff with me in the first place.
But I guess trusting him wasn't a great idea.
No, trusting you-
That probably is true. Trusting you was not a good idea because you're fucking coming out with this, trying to fucking cancel them, and then you're lying about your narrative along the way, which is like very, you're a very malicious actor in this story. You're extraordinarily malicious.
You being a decent person wasn't a great idea. That sentence right there is so manipulative.
Yeah, wow. Sounds like a lot of projection, Taft.
You talk about trust as if we had any sort
I might sound like a huge fucking asshole for saying this, but I question your narrative about being sexually assaulted, to be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest. I know I'm probably gonna get a lot of flack for saying that, but it's like, you have lied so much in this video. You have changed your narrative so much, and you have changed your story. You're saying that you weren't comfortable with them, but that you didn't want to talk with them, and now you're trying to say that they should have known better for asking about NSFW in your Discord server to add it, even though you were considering the idea of adding NSFW in a server full of fucking kids yourself. So, like, I don't know. It sounds like your narrative is so fucking deceptive here. How did anyone not notice, like, I mean, I guess some people were like, is it bad that I don't care about this situation? I saw that as, like, a comment earlier. So, like, I think some people pushed back against this narrative, but then you reframed it as victim blaming. I don't know, like, I think if anything, it sounds like you have more manipulative tendencies in this story than SuperScratchkat does.
of notable bond beforehand, and that's so funny to me. I barely even knew you. You shouldn't have had that much power in this community since you were so willing to be sexual to people who know you from it alone.
Oh no! How dare a famous person ever be sexual? If a famous person has ever had sex with somebody, that means that they are a predator. That's what Taft is saying here. I hope we understand that.
While being popular is not really a choice. What you decide to do with your popularity is a choice. Your choice.
Yeah, and you decided to use what status you had in this community to try to come forward and cancel this person for really dumb bullshit, and this whole thing is so fucking terminally online, it's insane.
Choice, to be exact. With that statement being out, a lot of people bought it and sent hateful words my way. I remember those
Oh my god.
next few days after uploading the video being absolutely
Yeah, you deserve that hate, by the way, just to be clear. Like, you're literally lying about sexual misconduct and her committing sexual misconduct.
hellish. I was so anxiety-ridden. I was so scared of what others were saying about the whole situation with just my video alone. Later,
Yeah, it was probably not a good video. I didn't watch the original video, but it probably was like something in the vein of what you just said here, so I don't know.
later on, Scratch makes a community post on her channel that goes more into depth of her previous statement. Most of what's said here was pretty much said in her previous statement, so I'll only really break down the new stuff she puts in this.
Okay, I'm gonna try to read through most of it because I just don't trust. You cannot trust Taft's narrative at all. Taft is like such a fucking malicious liar here. It's
Old stuff
insane.
is being brought to light.
Already off the bat, there is something wrong with this one. When this
How? They just said some old stuff is being brought to light. I mean, it's been 2 months since the situation happened. You said it was 2 months when you came forward with it.
was posted, the whole roleplay happened almost exactly 4 months ago, Scratch. That is not fucking old at all. Also in this post,
It seems old enough, clearly. I mean, if it wasn't old to the point where you're still talking about it, it seems like, I don't know. It sounds like you're not over Scratch, if anything. I don't know.
she decided to keep me anonymous for some reason. I don't really understand why that is because the post was clearly about me, and your fans were coming after me either way.
I wish they had talked
Oh my god, well, they tried to prevent harassment towards you. Don't you understand? It probably just sounds like SuperScratchkat is, like, super well-intentioned.
to me about it instead of exposing their child fanbase to private logs depicting sexual content.
That's true, by the way. I didn't even think of that. Like, earlier Taft was mentioning, like, you should have known better than to, like, not have a sexual fucking NSFW channel in a server full of kids. But then you literally were exposing sexual DMs with your fan base that has kids in it. So, that's cool. We love changing the rules the moment it's convenient for us, right?
But now that the information is out there, I might as well tell my side of it. Consent was given. I repeatedly asked them if
Yeah, this is all true.
they were uncomfortable because I was worried they might feel pressured. I was scared of them not telling the truth. You can see proof of my claims in their own video, though they scrolled by a few messages rather quickly.
Yeah, they did, and that's also extremely deceptive because it makes you think that there was something more insidious going on than it actually was. Fucking Taft here is such a fucking horrible, like, person, to be honest with you. Like, they are so fucking horrible for the way that they're framing this.
I am not a psychic. I
They are, like, such a malicious liar in, like, every fucking avenue.
cannot read minds. When I ask someone if they are okay with something and they respond yes, there are only so many ways to interpret that.
Yeah, this is true. Like, how the fuck is SuperScratchkat supposed to pull back from that?
Granted, I shouldn't have expected them to be telling the truth. I was on BFB at the time, making me an important member of the community and also making me inherently intimidating. It makes sense that they felt pressured. However, I will reiterate, I asked them several times if they were being made uncomfortable and never
I don't care that you were more famous than they were. That does not matter to me. Like, again, like, famous person can date a non-famous person. It's okay. We're gonna survive. So many people have done it in the real world, and, like, I feel like the power dynamic conversation in the online atmosphere is just so terminally online. Everybody has the most unintelligent conversations about this topic, like, ever. This is so dumb. This is so fucking stupid.
every time I did, I was assured that everything was fine.
Make up your mind. Were you assured that everything was fine, or were you scared of me not telling the truth? Those seem to really contradict.
What?
Everything was fine.
Hold
I'll
on.
reiterate, I asked them several times if they were being made uncomfortable, and every time I did, I was assured that everything was fine.
Yeah, that's true. Like, what is the discrepancy here?
Make up your mind. Were you assured that everything was fine, or were you scared of me not telling the truth? Those seem to really contradict what you're
What do
trying.
you mean scared of them not telling the truth? That wasn't even, was that even in the original post? Scroll by a few messages. Hold on.
However, I
Hold
will
on.
keep me in
There's something so wrong about the way Taft is portraying this. Hold on.
only so many ways to interpret that. Granted, I shouldn't have expected them to be telling the truth.
I shouldn't have expected them to be telling them the truth. Okay. Yeah, I mean, they say... Okay, so just to be clear, when SuperScratchkat says I shouldn't have expected them to be telling the truth, that's because this is in response to the fucking series of allegations you came forward with. And that's probably why they're saying this. You should have expected them not telling the truth. They're saying that because you came forward with the story publicly for the whole fucking internet to see. I was on BFB at the time, making me an important member of the community and also making me inherently intimidating. It makes sense that they felt pressured. They're probably just like caving into the audience because they're facing a large cancellation, so they're probably trying to be a little bit more understanding, even though there's nothing to be understanding of whatsoever, because Taft is not a victim here at all, and Taft is a fucking, like, malicious liar throughout this whole thing.
Truth. I was on BFB at the time, making me an important member of the community and also making me inherently intimidating. It makes sense that they felt pressured. However, I will reiterate, I asked them several times if they were being made uncomfortable, and every time I did, I was assured that everything was fine.
That's true.
Make up your mind. Were you assured that everything was fine, or were you scared of me not telling the truth? Those seem to really contradict what you're trying to say here.
I mean, you have plenty of contradictions here in your own narrative, but they're only saying that because they're scared of being fucking canceled, and so they're, like, panicking a little bit. I can just tell by the way they're typing.
Sorry for making them uncomfortable. I'm sorry for letting so many of you down. I'm sorry for not being the role model I should have been.
Those apologies look like they were just thrown in unwillingly. If you were actually...
Based on what, huh? You just made that assertion. Like, and you're obviously not a very reliable narrator in this story, so it's like, based on, like, how is it manipulative? How is it, like, just thrown in there? Huh? Are you willing to explain that?
fucking sorry about not being the role model you should have been, then I probably would have been the only one affected by you. Worst case scenario. However, that is far from the truth. You have done this to multiple others. I know for a fucking—
Oh my god, they're fucking gooner fuckboy behavior to other fucking people as well. Oh no! Oh no! Oh my god!
In fact, I'm not the only one you did this bullshit to. I know that others had to deal with much worse than what I did. You're lucky I was the only one to come out without any sort of anonymity. This isn't and never was an isolated event.
They're not really lucky at all because you're not a fucking victim whatsoever, Taft. Nothing traumatic here happened whatsoever.
I'm still young. I'm still learning.
You're kidding, right? You know who was younger in this situation though? Me!
I don't care. You guys were in a reasonable fucking age range. I don't give a fuck. Like, what do you want me to do? You all are so fucking stupid and terminally online, and you're both dumb and young, and you need to grow up and move the fuck on. This is so stupid.
Just because you were still a teenager during the time of this happening, it doesn't make it any less excusable.
What are you talking about? So, you were a teenager, they were a teenager, what? So, suddenly, just because, like, you have, like, a 1-year age difference, suddenly that's a big enough difference where your levels of maturity, your levels of decision-making, and everything about this situation are such stratospheres and dimensions apart that suddenly there's no realm where you two could have never been close? No, of course not. And I think that's what you're being very dishonest about, Taft. The fact that you're not even saying their age proves that you are very clearly trying to run with a narrative, and so that people don't fucking question you for it. This is so fucking stupid.
You were 17 going on 18.
Who cares? That doesn't matter. Who cares?
You were closer to adulthood than I was, and that was—
Oh no! They're almost an adult. But they're 17 years old, which means they're not an adult. They're still a kid. Listen, I don't know. I'm 23 turning 24. To me, an 18-year-old's still a kid. To me, a 19-year-old's still a kid. You're still very young, but you are a legal adult at that point. But it's like a fucking 1 year, 7-month age gap. What do you want me to fucking tell you? This is not a story. This is not a fucking story. And if you think that this is a story, if you think SuperScratchkat is a predator from this situation, you're fucking stupid. You're actually fucking dumb. Look at the entire allegations. Look at what Taft is presenting here. Taft is very clearly a malicious fucking actor here. Holy fuck, dude. This is so disgusting.
15 going on 6.
This is so insulting to legitimate victims who have, like, been, like, actually, like, been through any sexual misconduct, who are legitimate survivors of sexual abuse of any kind, or who have been legitimately groomed. Like, what? This is so insulting to those people.
16. I'm curious. Why did you think that being a teenager excuses anything you did? Try to just
Yeah, okay, so by your own logic, that means that you had more agency over yourself, right? I mean, you're a teenager. You're 15 years old. You're a teenager, which means that you have agency over yourself as well. By your own logic.
justify your actions this way only makes you look immature. Just saying.
The call's really coming from the house.
I'm not deleting my channel or turning off comments or anything, because frankly, I am a teenager, and this is a misunderstanding that has been publicized far more than is necessary.
Yeah, that's all true, by the way. Hot take, but SuperScratchkat is actually making a very good response. Everything that SuperScratchkat is saying makes a lot of sense. Like, their narrative, like, makes so much more sense than Taft's.
Right. A misunderstanding. What part of any of this was misunderstood? I don't get why you...
The fact that you alleged that there was sexual misconduct when there was no sexual misconduct, and you were totally fine with everything happening, and you also completely changed your narrative like 3 fucking times in this video.
I mean by that. Could it have been the way I formatted the video? While I wish I had more time to make a better video covering this whole thing instead of the one I posted, part of me is glad I made this public.
Well, this video sucks as well, so I don't know. You had a lot more time to, like, reevaluate this situation, and you still made a shit video, which kind of goes to show your intentions here, you fucking idiot. Jesus Christ.
It did make some sort of change, and I'm glad I was able to bring it to light. It just sucks that I felt like I had
Oh, man, I'm so glad I was able to bring it to light and gain more clout from it, and now I have, like, thousands of fucking people that, like, follow me and stuff, and I have a big platform. Jesus Christ.
to rush it at the time, because I was so scared that nobody would believe me if I posted it later.
Keep an eye on your influence and how people act around you. And remember to be clear with people if you expect them to know what you want from them.
Was this some pep...
Oh my god. The fact that you even have to write this in your response is just so sad. And I'm not blaming SuperScratchkat here. I'm blaming the fucking people around them, and I'm also blaming Taff, because they are all so malicious. And it's like, I don't know, man. Like, if you have someone that, like, talks about how famous you are, or like, someone who makes that clear, if you're talking to a girl or a guy or whoever, right, and they talk about how famous you are, just fucking run. Or if they joke about canceling you, just fucking run. Because, like, these people, they're half kidding. They're half kidding, man. These people are nuts. These people are very unhinged.
Fuck you gave yourself but forgot to remove from the post? After this community post, things started getting more hectic. People were beginning to really choose their side and stick with it. It was so fucking awful, because a good amount of people ate Scratch's community post right up and believed everything she said. Take it.
I believe Scratch, based on, because Scratch is very consistent with her narrative, and you, Taft, are not very consistent with your narrative, and quite frankly, I don't think you're a very good person, to be honest.
Taking what she said at face value, if you will. People were thinking I was the bad guy in all this, that I was so evil for calling poor, innocent Scratch out. On December 20th,
Oh my god, how terrible.
Person made a video called regarding the SuperScratchkat controversy, discussing the situation and looking at it through both sides. Person talked about the information that was public at the time and the 2 statements I previously discussed. I agree with most of what he said. The only 2 things I disagree with looking back at the video is when he said,
This happened around September of this year, and finally came into the public eye 4 months later. 4 months later than it really should have.
and the pedophilia claims he made.
4 months than it should have been later.
The minute he turns 18, anything similar to this could be considered as pedophilia.
No, okay, so just to be clear, pedophilia, that's also wrong, by the way. Pedophile, by the way, if you actually look at the legitimate definition of a pedophile is, there's a lot of different parameters that need to be met. I like to use the DSM-5's definition of pedophilia because I like to make sure that words actually maintain their definitions, their appropriate definitions, because everything becomes a fucking buzzword on the internet, and so pedophilia is unfortunately a buzzword, groomer is a buzzword, everything is just a buzzword on the internet. They have to be 16 or older. The age gap needs to be 5 years or greater, and there needs to be a consistent sexual attraction or a sexual encounter with someone that is 13 or under. Pedophiles are an attraction to prepubescent children, and they have to be 16 or older. And so this is not even close to it. Even if this person was 18, if the age gap was 18 and 15, yeah, I would say that's inappropriate, but they're not even close to, being a pedophile. Like, it's far from it. And also, you have to consider this happened in 2018. So 18 and 15 in 2018... Like, I still am not shitting my pants over it. It's really not that big of a deal, to be honest with you.
And lead him to actual jail time.
However,
Well, I mean, it depends. I mean, there are Romeo and Juliet laws in, like, every state, and I assume they're in the United States. They could be in Canada, for all I know, but it could be illegal in a state, maybe. It just depends. It varies from state to state, some Romeo and Juliet laws are 3 years, some are within 4 years, age gaps I'm talking about. So,
That video is now unlisted as of 2021. There was a notable comment
yeah, I mean, it seems like a very uninformed video based on the very few things I'm watching from it.
left by Scratch herself. Let's take a look at it.
Hey, I just want to say thanks for making this. I don't think I would have figured out how wrong and stupid I was until like way later if you hadn't put it all so well. I don't think anything like in this video will ever happen again, and I have to thank you for that, for a lot of reasons.
I'm pretty certain that I was not the last victim of yours, and I definitely wasn't the first.
You're not a victim at all. Shut the fuck up.
So that makes your words extremely hollow. How could
Oh my god, you are so malicious. Holy fuck. You are such a malicious fucking actor in this whole story.
anyone possibly trust that you wouldn't do it again?
No one is going to revisit this story either. That's like the sad part, is no one is going to revisit this and see that SuperScratchkat got falsely fucking canceled for dumb bullshit. And they're not going to fucking see that Taft is being such a malicious liar, and Taft is probably still going to get tons of opportunities to, like, work everywhere. You know, like, we talk about power dynamics all the time, but no one fucking talks about the power dynamic about some fucking nobody who comes forward on the internet, makes an allegation about a content creator that's bigger than them, and even if they find out that the allegation is false, you could still go offline and do stuff offline in the real world, and you get to still live life normally while they pretty much have a permanent dent in their reputation. And it seems like these fucking allegations worked against SuperScratchkat because there's a lot of people who stopped watching them and stopped supporting them after this. And, yeah, then you got a lot of clout out of it, so that's the state of the world that we live in now, I guess. You know, people who make false allegations are completely unscathed. They go unscathed.
I'm deeply sorry that this video was ever necessary in the first place,
That aged like fine wine, didn't it?
but I thank you
Shut the fuck up. It was, okay.
for doing it properly.
If it was portrayed in any other way than proper, then I don't think anything would have been truly done in the situation. Situations like these have to be handled
I
really
wish nothing was truly done in this situation because this is such a giant nothing burger.
delicately, or else it will end in chaos. I commend the video made for that reason, especially with me uploading mine only 3 days prior. Unfortunately, with this comment, I really do not believe anything she says in it. You will know why later in
Yeah, wow. That's, who would have guessed?
this video. When it comes to this situation, 2019 was definitely a weird one. More and more conflicting sides and a bunch of shitty people shaming me. It was
A bunch of shitty people shaming you. Those are people that actually, like, see how much of a fucking loser you're being, coming forward and alleging that they committed sexual misconduct against you.
extremely hard to handle for the most part. Sometime early in the year though, someone by the name of DB Malachite uploaded a now deleted video called In Defense of SuperScratchkat.
In defense of SuperScratchkat. I mean, there's probably a lot of, people that fucking... I would probably agree with this video, is what I'm getting at.
I do not have the video saved, unfortunately. If it was still up, this section would have been a whole lot longer.
Oh, great. So I can't trust anything you're about to say here because you've lied so much in this fucking video. I can't trust a single fucking word you're gonna say.
The only thing I have of this video is an edit made by a good friend of mine. Shout out to Revel. Personally, I didn't watch
Okay. What was I supposed to take away from that?
the video. I didn't have to. It was 40 plus minutes long, and knowing that it was about me didn't change shit. However, there is one thing
I didn't watch the video because I don't need to see what an actual analysis of the situation is. I don't need to know what the situation is actually about. My narrative is the only narrative that's right, and if you disagree with me, then you're victim blaming. You're a horrible person that victim blames a reasonable age range within teenagers. Oh no!
I know she said in the video, and that was her saying he participated in the roleplay. While
You did. That's true. Based on the fucking DMs we saw, you participated in it and you didn't say no.
that is true, I barely even did anything to participate, and my responses were way more tame than Scratch's. You have to admit. I don't.
Well, you still engaged sexually. It doesn't matter. And you weren't displaying any discomfort, and there's no way Scratch could have known that whatsoever. And the only reason that was brought up in Scratch's response to begin with was because they were probably scared of getting canceled. And so that's probably where that comes from.
I don't know why she made that a huge point, but whatever, the video was gone. I also remember her description saying how she apparently went off about this on her Discord server. I find that to be really funny considering she was most likely an adult at the time of her making the video. Going off about some 15-year-old's video is hilarious to me.
Oh, wow. Great. Yeah, Scratch would have been a fucking kid as well by your own logic. Cool.
I don't know. I recently found out that she is currently 20 years old, so that's how I know she was pretty much an adult when she made her video. Since
Okay. Who cares? They were just saying that ScratchKat didn't do anything wrong. Who cares if they're an adult? You were literally, like, I don't care. Like, you're saying that someone is close to being an adult. Oh my god. But, like, I am never at fault here because I am so bad that I can't say no to people, and I have trouble saying no to people because there's a horrible power dynamic or whatever. They're probably using the same... How much do you want to bet that they're probably using the same fucking excuse to this day?
The video is now deleted. I do not know what her current standpoint on this whole situation is, and I honestly couldn't care less. I didn't know who she was when I found her video, and I'm sticking
Yeah, well, you seem to care a lot because you're talking about this unprompted, so...
by that. If anyone does have the video though, don't be afraid to send it my way. I can definitely make another video covering it alone considering how long it was.
I don't give a shit.
On July 10th, Scratch made a Google Doc named Final Apology. There's honestly a lot to unpack with this one, so bear with me here.
Oh, great.
Hey, it's me. It's been a while since my last apology, and even longer since this whole thing went down, and I've taken the time to fix myself and properly, admit to myself what happened.
I think Scratch is overcorrecting here. I feel like they needed to respond twice and never talk about this again because these people are extraordinarily bad faith.
I was heavily considering making this a video.
Oh my god, this whole thing's so terminally online. We're only half an hour in, and there's an hour and 30 minutes of this left, and I'm gonna fucking paint the wall with my brains if this keeps up.
On my second channel, and I know I'll get shit for not doing that, but I really just can't. I don't feel like not being taken seriously. I don't feel like deleting a bunch of boring clown comments. I just want this to be out there in written form because if I make a video, it's just gonna be a target for a bunch of dumb jokes, and I really can't deal with that right now.
I'm sorry, what? I think if you had made a video about this, it would have just maybe helped you out a little. The fact that you made a Google Doc limits...
How would it have helped them out? How would it have helped them out? Aren't you saying that they're in the wrong? If they're truly in the wrong, how would it have helped it out by your logic?
The amount of people being able to see it easily. Also, why would you upload it on your second channel? Uploading it on your main where it would be the easiest to access would have been the best place to address an apology. I don't get the logic here at all. No matter how or where you apologize in this situation.
Right, so everything that ScratchKat does is wrong, and everything you did was completely justified. Got it. Cool. Thank you, Taft. Thank you for being so intelligent and on this retrospective of yours. Thank you so much, Taft.
There are going to be people that won't take you seriously. Is that seriously where you cross a line with how the public portrays you? The guilty party? That was what stopped you from making a video?
Oh my god, this is so fucking manipulative. It's just every word we're hearing from Taft, it's just fucking crazy.
Want to respond to this talk like you might by commenting on a video? Just DM me on Discord or something.
I'm gonna bet that nobody actually did that. Who would actually want to DM you on Discord about this? Leaving a...
I'd be willing to have a conversation with SuperScratchkat. Hey, SuperScratchkat, if you're down for an interview, I interviewed Alchemist Area earlier this year. And I was pretty happy with how I did that interview. There's probably a couple things I would have done better. And, hey, if you want, an actual legitimate conversation to have about this, SuperScratchkat, feel free to talk to me. My DMs are open. I'll give you my Discord. We can have, a legitimate interview and retrospective on this situation. I'm down. So, let me know, SuperScratchkat, if you're watching this.
Comment would have made it a little easier, in my opinion.
I'm open to criticism. I'm open to anything you have to say. I don't know what this will bring, but I can only hope that its lack of YouTube-based accessibility will make it less of a target and more of a subject of serious, genuine discussion and feedback.
The fact that the accessibility is extremely lacking would make it difficult to have a serious discussion about it with a good amount of people.
No, it wouldn't. What the fuck are you talking about? No, it wouldn't. If anything, it would make it easier. What are you fucking talking about? Why does everything have to be okay, so we're just gonna sit here and try to say that everything that SuperScratchkat's doing is incorrect. They should have known better. Everything. But everything I did, all the same stuff that I did that SuperScratchkat did, I'm just an innocent person who didn't know any better. Oh my god, even though I've had previous relationships and have known that if you flirted, it's fucking common sense that it would lead to a sexual conversation, especially since they asked about an NSFW Discord earlier in the conversation.
Almost as if you didn't want people talking about you again. Even if your statement was more of a target, it would be good to know you had some sort of statement that's not just text.
So, enough beating around the bush. I didn't want to admit that I had sexually harassed people because at the time—
You didn't sexually harass people. What are you talking about? Why are they saying that they... I'm going to be real with you. This whole thing that SuperScratchkat is doing is not going to help them at all. It's not doing any favors for you because, there's no sexual harassment here. There's no sexual harassment here.
I didn't really know or understand that I was doing it. You don't have to believe that.
Yeah, which wouldn't make it sexual. It wouldn't. There's no sexual harassment because they were engaging back with you. And they weren't setting any boundaries saying that it was uncomfortable. There's no sexual harassment. The fact... I don't know. It seems like SuperScratchkat added this in here because they were gaslit into thinking that they did a bad thing. And just because you're gaslit into doing something bad doesn't make it a bad thing. It's the same logic with sexual assault survivors. Some sexual assault survivors blame themselves for getting sexually assaulted. It's not their fault that they get sexually assaulted.
and it doesn't mean I was in the right. I am the sort of person who, if I know I'm hurting someone, tries to rectify that.
That's cool and all, but when it comes to sexually harassing people, there's no way to really rectify that if you already did it.
They didn't sexually harass you.
Most people who
You're not a victim of sexual harassment.
fall victim to sexual misconduct do not want to make amends with the
There was no sexual misconduct here. Shut the fuck up. Stop lying.
perpetrator. Even
Oh my god. Can't stop lying. Can't stop lying. That's Taft here.
if they did, it would probably take a very long time to even consider that.
You weren't sexually harassed. There was no sexual misconduct.
Don't put up a mask of being a friendly and kind person. That is and always has been what I strive to be. I wasn't intentionally lulling people into a false sense of security, but that's what I did. And I was oblivious. Horribly, stupidly oblivious.
Yes, that is what you did. Oblivious or not, you still did that to people. I'm pretty sure if you weren't oblivious, the same outcome would have happened.
Wow, how dare they engage sexually with other people consensually. Oh my god, it's such a horrible crime.
Intentions usually do not matter in cases like this. It's absolutely your actions.
Shut the fuck up. Intentions always matter. Like, literally, there's a reason why we have first degree, second degree murder, and third degree murder. If intentions didn't matter, then proportionality wouldn't exist based on crimes, and our legal system would be much more punishing than it actually was. Intentions do matter. And clearly, they basically... Here's the entire situation. SuperScratchkat engaged with Taft here, right? It was consensual. They met, you know... SuperScratchkat's a bigger content creator. They're within a reasonable age range. Don't care about any of that. 17 and 15. Don't care. They engaged sexually. They were flirting at first, and then it led to sexual conversation. It is common sense whenever you're flirting with someone, and it escalates further and further, it will inevitably get to sexual conversation. That's what happens when a man talks with a woman. That's what happens when a woman talks with a man. It's common fucking sense to know that. And, like, considering that's not your first relationship... I know for a fact it was not your first relationship. You've definitely been in other relationships as well, Taft. And so, like, you would probably know that flirting with someone consensually and then getting sexual with someone else, that you would know that. Which essentially just makes... I feel like you probably came forward with this probably because there was clout to gain from it. That's what I feel like. You knew that there was clout to gain from this, and you gained a lot of clout from being a fucking fake victim.
And I know that sounds like I'm trying to skirt around and make excuses, but no. This is my fault. This is what I've done. I've sexually harassed people. Nothing I've said...
You didn't sexually harass people. You were gaslit into thinking you sexually harassed people. That's not what you did at all.
...moves that blame.
Keep this in mind. This is very important for the timeline moving forward.
Before these...
Oh my god, people are going to be like, oh my god, they admitted to sexual... Here's what Taft is going to do. Taft is going to take that admission saying, I sexually harassed people. Oh my god, I did this. Taft is going to use that, and they're going to fucking plaster it all over this video, being like, you admitted that you did it. Just because you admit to doing something and you think that, and you were gaslit into thinking you did something wrong doesn't mean you did anything wrong. You consensually sexted with each other. You consensually had a sex role play with each other. I don't care. I don't care.
Interactions happened, I was conditioned over a few years to believe that sex role plays were a thing teens did for fun. My most influential and important friend group at the time were what set this in motion. A couple of 18-year-olds, I was 16 at the time, possibly 15 if I'm wrong, would constantly do sexual acts out in the open, and since I knew these people and trusted them, I came to accept that as a normal thing.
Okay, I don't care. None of this is gonna matter that much. I'm letting you know right now. None of this response is gonna matter because the entire situation is just such a nothing.
Before long, the rest of the group got involved, and it became further normalized, both in my head and theirs.
I really think SuperScratchkat would have been better off just not even responding to any of this at all. Like, I feel like you responded once and twice, and you should have just left it at that and kept making content. Like, none of this shit matters.
This is a bad thing for a developing teenager to get into. It was too early for me to be...
Not really. Most teenagers get into sex all the fucking time with each other. Like, that's a normal thing to get into in high school. You're discovering yourself.
Participating in things like that.
Bro, I was a fucking terrible, horny, fucking sinful gooner when I was in high school. When I was 15 years old, I was such a terrible fucking gooner. I was beating my fucking meat to Charlie Cooper all the time. What are you talking about?
Only of the effect it had on my brain and the only way I perceived sexually and consent. Other friend groups were open to it too. Even some people I knew in the object show community later on. And so I came to believe, oh hey, people do this. People do this whether it's with their best friends or people they barely know. And it's normal.
That explains a lot. Deciding to fucking roleplay with a 15-year-old girl you barely knew is truly normcore.
So just to be clear, Taft is saying the 15-year-old girl tried to make it sound more awful than it actually is, to make them sound more like a victim than they actually are. Just to be clear, that's why Taft is saying that. They're not going to bring up the fact that they were 17. They're not going to bring that up in the allegation specifically. Even though they brought it up earlier, they're not going to bring it up now because they want to make them seem more like vulnerable and like a victim than they actually are, just to be clear. That's what Taft is saying here.
I didn't know anything about power imbalances or indirect pressure, or even the fact that
I don't care. The power, it doesn't matter. You guys were consensual. It doesn't matter.
hey, this wasn't normal at all, because it never was. I was just around a lot of horny people who didn't know the consequences any more than I did.
You're right. It never was and never should be normal to anyone. However, I feel like you're still making excuses about this. While yes, it may not have been your fault when these adults were grooming you, but what you do
What the fuck? They said they were around other teenagers. When did the adults come into play? There wasn't any... What are you talking about? What are you saying? The other adults were grooming you. Oh my god. Everything has to be a fucking buzzword. Grooming, pedophilia, sexual misconduct. Oh my god, it's like everything is a fucking buzzword. And it's just like, you're like, there's just so fucking, what are we talking about here? There's no grooming here at all. This is so like, bro, kids need to go outside. You kids need to go outside. Go outside. Stop spending so much time on the internet. The real world is not like it is in like the eternally online world. Go outside.
after that is on you. You were 17 going on 18 when you first talked to me. I
That doesn't matter. I don't care.
really feel like you should have had more of a grasp of who you should not talk sexually to.
But my
Okay, so if a 17-year-old talks sexually with a 35-year-old, it's the 17-year-old's fault. That's essentially what Taft's logic is. You're 17 years old. You should have known who to talk to and who not to talk to. Okay, so if a 17-year-old sexts with a 35-year-old, or if they get sexually assaulted by a 35-year-old, it was the 17-year-old's fault. That's Taft's logic here. That is what fucking Taft just said there.
My core values when it came to sexuality were built around the idea that doing role plays with people you barely knew was an acceptable, everyday occurrence.
Yeah, because that is definitely how people you are just getting to know each other interact. This sounds more like a you problem. Didn't you say that the people you mostly did this with back then were people you actually knew? It's just so weird how you branched out to doing it with people you haven't actually personally talked to. I hate that you're trying to explain your past mindsets as if that justifies anything. Yes, it was wrong to think that.
You did that earlier in these allegations. You did that earlier in these allegations. You're like, I was a fucking hopeless person and I didn't know how to say no to people, and I'm justifying that, like, that makes the situation so much worse. I'm sorry, I'm just using your own logic against you here, Taft. Just saying.
Get your mentality now, but it was fucking wrong. You now know that it's wrong. It literally doesn't matter in this case. Stop trying to justify why you thought it was okay at the time.
That was a
Why don't you shut the fuck up? Stop talking in general, bitch.
problem, shockingly. It took me a very long time to figure that out. Too long to be acceptable. Too long to be understandable. Too many polite brushed off as flukes, feeling a growing paranoia in my head that something was wrong.
It honestly really does feel like it took an awfully long time for you to understand the concept of sexual harassment, and that you actually hurt
There's no sexual harassment.
people with what you did.
I made myself more and more into a walking time bomb with every mistake I made along the way. I pressured friends into role plays when
I'm gonna speed this up further. This is so boring. This is so fucking boring. This is so stupid.
I thought it was consensual, and then repeated the process when they convinced me that the bad vibes were just my paranoia getting the best of me. Though they only did that to prevent the perceived threat of me being angry with them.
It's really sad knowing that you did this to multiple people. It's really upsetting knowing that they also felt like they had to go through with what you said, just so they didn't upset
I agree. When people consensually sex with each other, and when people consensually have sexual conversations and sexual roleplays with each other, it's very horrific and it's very tragic, and it makes me want to cry every time. It turns me off so much that my dick retracts into my body and comes out of my mouth.
you. Did that pattern not make you think that maybe being sexual with people who look up to you is not a good idea?
I harassed friends for like a year.
Oh my
and
god,
for some
this
of
is
that,
so
I was completely aware of
boring.
it. That's disgusting.
Oh, so you weren't completely oblivious? You actually knew what you were doing in some cases? Interesting.
Even with Taft.
Yeah, that's interesting. And you definitely knew what you were into as well, but this whole thing doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if he knew. It doesn't matter if she knew or not. It doesn't matter. Like, you guys consented. It was a consensual fucking roleplay with each other. It doesn't matter.
I felt like maybe something was wrong, but by that point, I thoroughly dug myself into a deep, deep pit of delusion, convincing myself over and over that everything that seemed wrong was just me being paranoid, and that I had
What kind of pleasure did you get out of role plays then? Why did you do this with people if you were so paranoid that something bad would happen? This isn't adding up, at least to me. You planned ahead on telling someone that you
Wait, so what was it? Hold on, what? I pressured my friends into role plays when I thought it was consensual, and then repeated the process when they convinced that there was bad vibes and my paranoia, yada yada yada. I don't know. It's hard to, like, I really don't think SuperScratchkat's doing themselves any favors. Like, SuperScratchkat is literally just, like, fucking talking, and they're, like, responding to things that didn't even, like, they don't need to respond to. It's like they're saying I pressured friends into roleplays because I thought it was consensual. That's because you were gaslit into thinking you were pressured. I don't think that this is them this is not an admittance of them saying that, like, hey, I pressured them and I knowingly pressured them into doing it. This just seems like so many people on the internet were telling them that they did a bad thing, and this is them just like admitting that, which it's not doing them any favors, because this could come off as like an admission of guilt. So I don't think SuperScratchkat is doing themselves any favors here.
Everything that seemed wrong was just me being paranoid, and that I had nothing to worry about.
What kind of pleasure did you get out of roleplays then? Why did you do this with people if you were so paranoid that something bad would happen? This isn't adding up, at least to me. You planned ahead on telling someone that you wanted to fuck me, and then actually getting to it, you constantly tried convincing yourself that what you were doing wasn't wrong?
I mean, to be honest with you, I think SuperScratchkat has a bad taste in men, or I guess men, because you go by he, him pronouns. So SuperScratchkat has a really bad taste in men if they wanted to fuck you.
And sexually explicit artwork despite being a minor. I took photos of myself, even if I thought everything was...
yeah, 17 and 15, which equals predatory, sexual misconduct, terrible behavior, horrible age gap, horrific age gap. Listen, if you are a day apart in an age gap, if you are 1 day apart of an age gap, it's automatically predatory.
Consensual. It was still so weird and creepy. Looking back, I'm frankly disgusted and horrified that I never stopped to think how it would affect me in the long run.
I'm not. This whole thing is so fucking... I really... I have to describe this without saying slurs. Oh my god, I almost broke my streak of not saying the R slur. Jesus fuck.
Or how it would affect those I called my close friends. Even months after Taff's video, I have rationalized my mistakes in my head, and to those around me. I told myself that obliviousness was innocence. I told myself that if I received a yes, then any weird vibes I got didn't matter. I told myself that my status in the community didn't make me more powerful. I lied to myself over and over, trying to pretend that none of this affected me. None of this made me a monster. But it didn't work.
So you had a feeling from the start that you had some sort of power in this community? Yeah, no shit that it didn't work. Trying to lie about it won't get you anywhere.
I don't care that they had power and that you wanted to... If someone wants to have sex with someone because they're famous, I don't care. It means nothing to me.
Serious situation that you really have to be honest for it to actually make any sort of impact.
I became the type of person I hated most. I lashed out at former friends and bitterly skulked away, barely getting work done, barely talking to anyone, barely keeping myself from committing suicide, because to me, everything was gone. My whole world, everything I'd worked for.
Watch, Taft is going to be like, you're manipulative for bringing up your suicide in your response. You're manipulative. This is manipulative. That's what Taft is going to say.
Everything my supposed talent has earned me vanished in an instant.
People were holding you accountable for the actions you did. Of course, a good chunk of people did that in such cruel ways, but nonetheless, you were being held responsible for your actions. The way you react to it is your responsibility. Lashing out at people is on you.
So true. The 17-year-old lashing out at a 35-year-old for the 35-year-old wanting to have sex with them, it's the 17-year-old's fault, because that's the logic that you used earlier in this video. And it's your fault because you're older than me. You're 1 year older than me, which means it's your fault. You're supposed to act more responsibly, and I have no agency over myself. By putting this video out there, you are saying that we should take away the rights to, like, women's rights, essentially. Like, I don't mean that in, like, a transphobic way, by the way, just to be clear. But by putting this video out, you're saying that you have no agency over yourself. You have no autonomy over yourself whatsoever. I assume you're, like, female at birth. So it's like you're saying that we should be taking away the rights to other people. They have no autonomy over themselves. Cool.
Not anyone you decide to do it to. You did shitty things, and wouldn't you know that those shitty things have consequences?
And I didn't even think for a second that all I had to do was stop all the unwanted attention was to stand up, apologize properly, and admit what I did was wrong. If you've gotten into an argument with me in a reply thread, you might have heard me say, making videos is all I can do, or I will die. That's a true statement. This is 100% true. However...
Oh my god. I think you could have just not put this response out, SuperScratchkat. You're really fucking yourself over. I don't think SuperScratchkat is a malicious person. I just think that they are really young and stupid, and they shouldn't have put this response out because optically, this is gonna look like an admission of guilt to the object show community, so I really think it would have just been best to not put this response out and to just keep making videos and leave the two responses the way they were.
It was also an excuse to brush my mistakes under the rug and pretend I wasn't a sick person in need of fixing. Losing myself in my work has always been what I do during times of crisis because it distracts me. It allows me to keep my focus away from
No, you were gaslit into thinking you did a bad thing, and then you came forward with this, and you're admitting that you did a bad thing even though you didn't do anything wrong whatsoever in your allegations.
Myself, it allows me to pretend I don't exist, but I do. Everything I've done does. And even if I am a person with feelings, complex emotions, and 101 traits completely separated from the attitude towards sexuality I was trained to have, none of those traits stop me from hurting people. Real people who have emotions just as complex, whose feelings matter, who aren't to blame for not being perfect. Unlike me, who was so far from being perfect it wasn't funny.
Great, I can't wait for Taft to somehow twist this and completely strawman this entire point this time.
Closest friends cared about me because I was a sweet...
Oh, I guess Taft doesn't speak. They actually learned to shut the fuck up for once. Holy shit.
Caring, supportive friend.
Taft, can you do that for the rest of this video, please?
But none of that negated the fact that I had gone too far. Way too far. And was dead set on avoiding the blame at all costs. Nobody's perfect, I told myself. I'm a kid. I make mistakes, I told myself. But the only other people I knew who had gone this far were people I detested. People I wanted nothing to do with. I came to realize that I was on Aria's level, and that disgusted me.
What the fuck? Wait a minute. I was on Aria's level?
People I detested. People I wanted nothing to do with. I came to realize that I was on Aria's level.
I was on Area's level. Wait, what the fuck? Area got a name drop in these allegations? Holy fuck, I was not expecting that one. What the fuck? Oh, they showed a picture of Area? Dude, listen, I'm gonna be real with you. I literally showed all the Area allegations. I was one of the 2 people involved in canceling him. I was one of Area's best friends for a while. I was one of the 2 people involved in canceling him. Listen, I'm not gonna dive into the Area allegations again. We don't need to go, like, into all of it. But just a TLDR, just like a quick summary of it, is that Area... A lot of the behavior was very inappropriate. It was repeated behavior. Some of it was concerning at the time. The 16 and the 12-year-old incident was very gross. I don't think on its own that makes Area a predator, but it's super inappropriate. And he had like a pattern of concerning behavior. Some of it was sensationalized. Some of it definitely could have been handled better. I could have played a better role in it. Again, I have videos going over the Area situation, so just go look at my analysis of the situation. Just go look at my interview with him again if you want to know like everything about the Area situation. I was not expecting him to be brought up in these allegations. That's fucking insane.
That disgusted me.
While Area is also a very controversial person in this community and has similar accusations from you, at the very fucking least he actually left.
Accusations from you? I don't remember SuperScratchkat being involved in like a series of allegations from this person, or like giving allegations to Area. Listen, I knew most of the people who accused Area. I knew like who most of the people were. Some of them were normal relationships that Area had. Some of them is just Area could have acted more appropriately. That's it. I don't remember SuperScratchkat ever being involved with Area whatsoever in the allegations. I don't remember that ever even coming into play whatsoever.
You, on the other hand, have clearly not and still tried to get involved in some sort of way. Area fucking affected me personally as well. But I actually have a very small amount of respect for him that he actually left. He did the bare minimum of leaving where he wasn't wanted. What is stopping you from doing the same?
Oh my god. Oh man. I mean, listen, I think I could have handled the allegations of Area better. I was one of the 2 people involved in canceling him, but you are obviously being very fucking malicious and just lying at like every opportunity you can get with Scratchkat and hoping that nobody will notice.
If you consider what you did to be Area's level.
I don't care if it's too late or too early to...
Wow. So, wow, someone was gaslit into thinking that they did a bad thing, and now that's a red flag immediately. Wow. Crazy.
Apologize to not up to this. I don't care what this apology brings, whether it ruins me or fixes me.
Hold on. Wait. You skipped out on a whole bunch of stuff. You skipped out. I hate Area. I had to physically touch Area to take a group photo with him and Fusion at the meetup. My god, I can only imagine what people who took photos with me are thinking. Probably the same level of distaste and regret. I don't care if it's too late to apologize, to own up to this. I don't care what this apology brings, whether it ruins me or fixes me, but the only right answer is to just go ahead with it. Okay, whatever. Jesus fucking Christ.
But the only right answer is to go through with it.
When it comes to apologizing, I really think you should
I hate that I hate when I was a kid that I thought just like these people. If I was a 16-year-old looking into these allegations, I probably would have believed every single fucking word Taft was saying if I was younger. Thank God I grew up, I matured, I went through my own cancellation and fucking realized how over-sensationalized shit gets on the internet now. Thank God I actually had a mirror held up to my soul and I actually like look at these with more skepticism and actually look into allegations instead of just people blindly believing everything just because they're told to believe one thing.
About those things. Timing can really make or break an apology in situations like these. I mean, it's good that you're apologizing, but since you've hurt multiple people, they might react differently due to when and how you portray something like this. Most people didn't even want an apology, especially one like this. They just want you to distance yourself from the community, which you have refused to do.
I'm done hiding.
No, you want to cancel them and gain clout from it. I'm so confident that that was the motive for coming forward with this, is that you, like, wanted some clout from this.
I'm done running. It might not seem like I left, but I did so much as I could, as much as I thought would cover my ass. No more lashing out, no more whining, no more woe is me.
This is also extremely important for later on in the video. Keep this in mind too. Even with
Great. We're having more admissions that they were gaslit into thinking, and so you're going to use that as a gotcha later in this video. Wow, you're so smart, Taft. You got it. Holy fuck. Wow, this is so brain rot.
This apology, I felt like you pulled a woe is me throughout it. I'm pretty sure people do not want an explanation for your actions. They want you to own up to them. You talked a lot about yourself and how you...
They don't need to. It was a consensual age range, and it was a consensual sexual roleplay, and you didn't push back at it whatsoever, so it doesn't matter.
Were impacted by everything, and barely gave light as to how you hurt others with your actions. It was only really...
Oh no. Consensual roleplay is hurting each other people. Oh no.
At the end of it where you talked about it. And even then, you were super vague.
I hurt people. I care about those people, whether or not I have the right to. And the only way I can take any kind of step towards fixing anything is by admitting my mistakes and setting the record straight. This is the hole I dug for myself. My name is Scratch. I have sexually harassed people, and that disgusts and disturbs me.
You didn't say they didn't sexually harass anybody. They're just gaslit into thinking they did a bad thing, and so they're admitting this and they think they're taking accountability for it. But the SuperScratchkat literally did nothing wrong here. Like, they're within a reasonable age range, and it literally does not matter.
I have been through therapy and came out a better person. You don't have to believe a thing I say. You don't have to trust me. You don't have to like me. You don't have to forgive me.
I do not believe this apology at all. I feel like this whole thing was so
Yeah, well, why do you not believe it? What was so bad about their apology? The fact that you gaslit them into thinking they did a horrible thing, and they came forward and they admitted everything that they did, and they got vulnerable in their apology, and so far their record of like talking about their narrative has been accurate, and you have been malicious and lied about being a victim of sexual misconduct multiple times throughout this whole fucking video. Wow. What is so disingenuous in this video that you could point out? Maybe you could give some lovely insight and project how you lie as well.
Follow and only trying to explain yourself so people could understand your point of view. I feel like you were trying to apologize to your fan base in a way, even though they were not the ones personally affected by you. Also, the fact that later on you completely go against this. I will get to that later.
But I am sorry.
Oh my god. Wow. You know, I'm a horrible victim of something. It also continues to be sassy throughout this entire fucking video. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. Normally, whenever, like, someone is a victim of a traumatic thing or a horrible thing, they're usually not sassy. They're either stoic or they're, like, usually really, really upset throughout the whole thing. Instead, you're just being very sassy throughout this entire thing, which further disproves your narrative that you're not actually a legitimate victim of it.
Truly, completely, genuinely sorry. I may have said I was sorry before, and while that wasn't a lie, I don't think it was the same kind of sorry. I didn't know then what I've truly done, why my actions were wrong, and why they were definitely my fault. Now I do. I'm sorry for all the ignorant, gross, horrible actions I've committed. I'm sorry for all the people I've hurt, the people I betrayed, and the people I failed by not living up to the lowest of expectations. I apologize to everyone I've argued with in reply threads, especially those I knew and respected. Whoopdo, Rick, Wuggle, Cormac, Ivan, Bum, you're all good ass
Wow, these are all fucking names I haven't heard of in a long time. Jesus Christ.
people, and I've been a real shithead to all of you. I interpreted it as harassment, but on some level, you were just trying to make me understand what I did. It was more than I deserved. I appreciate it now.
It's funny to me that you were able to
Bro, they torture people out in fucking North Korea with videos like this. I swear to God, it's so boring. This video is so fucking boring.
name out a few people who you lashed out at, and the paragraph above it only says, the people I hurt. It just shows that priorities in this apology were definitely there and glaring at me in the face. It makes it seem like people you lashed out at deserved the apology more than anyone, when that could be farther from the truth.
I've sunk to an unfathomable
So true, Queen.
level.
Or King, I guess. Sorry, I keep forgetting.
And though I like to think I've dug myself free, I don't really expect anyone to give me another chance. I can hope, but I don't expect. Optimism isn't always a blessing. It has a tendency to disappoint. If you take anything away from this, just know that I really, truly understand now what I've done. Not what I told myself I did. I really am sorry. I've changed. I've healed. I'm better now. And with any luck, the parts of me that people actually like survived all that bitterness and pessimism I tried to replace them with. I'm 18 now. I don't get to make excuses anymore. It's time to grow up. If anything I said wasn't clear, or if you want further clarification on something, or if I'm still not getting something right, feel free to tell me. I think I'm better, but better doesn't mean immune to criticism. Do what you will with this text. Spread it wherever you please. Just know that my extended period of denial has finally come to an end. This pattern ends. Nobody else gets hurt. I'm sorry it took so long for me to understand what really happened and say what truly needed to be said. Thank you for listening. Scratch. What a load of shit!
So, did I
Wow, okay. Wow, you're so funny, Taft.
think this apology was good? Honestly, not at all. I know that she didn't expect some
Wow, who would have guessed that you thought an apology would be good when you're trying to run a narrative?
sort of desirable outcome from
Who would have guessed?
it, but this really did not feel like an apology at all. She really just explained her side more.
What made you think it was not an apology at all, even though they clearly did feel bad about what happened? They expressed how bad it was. Like, what makes you think it wasn't an apology?
And then slapped in that she was sorry in the end. It's good that she did admit that she sexually harassed others, because that is what she did. I just feel like
That's not what she did at all. That's not what she did, but okay. Keep lying, I guess.
she was talking about how she felt throughout this and not her victims. On September 1st, Scratch posted a small
Yeah, I mean, what do you expect? They got like a bunch of seriously disproportionate allegations of sexual misconduct, and you're trying to run with this fucking narrative. What do you expect? Holy fuck, what a stupid thing to say.
thread on Twitter complaining about the downsides of taking accountability pretty much.
Maybe I'll never get forgiveness, but it'd be real darn nice if people would stop going around calling me a predator still.
You're obviously not a predator. You were never a predator whatsoever.
Scratch, what you did to me and multiple others can be considered predatory. I don't
No, it can't. No, it fucking can't, you malicious lying bitch. Jesus Christ.
know what else to tell you there. You apologizing and expecting it to fix everything is super unrealistic.
Like, damn, dude.
Shut the fuck up. Holy fuck. It makes sense why no fucking meaningful adult in the real world listens to any kid online when they talk about this dumb shit. Holy fuck, like, I can understand why when you have dumb morons like this.
Dude, I have the capacity to change and learn. I'm barely 18, not a 40-year-old creep bag who's set on their values for life. Just let me be a new person without trying to sabotage me, lol.
There's more than one way to being a predator. Not all fucking predators are middle-aged men. Nobody is trying to sabotage you. They're just
So true, Queen. That's why a 17-year-old can be a predator to a 35-year-old. That was the logic that you gave earlier. And if we're really going to go with your logic about being a predator, saying that the NSFW Discord thing earlier, when they asked if you were considering making an NSFW channel in your Discord server full of kids, the fact that you were considering it could make you a predator by your own logic. Just saying, Taft.
cautious since you are still interacting with the situation at hand. In your final apology, you even said that some of the time you were doing the shit you're being held accountable for, you weren't completely oblivious. You literally admitted to that. How can people not come to—
They admitted to it because they were gaslit into thinking that they did a bad thing, even though they didn't do a bad thing whatsoever.
the conclusion that you are a predator?
I can't
They're not a predator whatsoever. I read through the conversations. It was a consensual sexual roleplay. That's literally all that happened. It's such a fucking nothing burger, and they're within a reasonable age range. I don't give a shit at all.
grow unless people believe it's possible.
And I can say this for certainty. I was one of the 2 people involved in canceling Area. I think it was a little bit disproportionate, but like, again, just go watch the fucking Area accusations on my thoughts of it. I already made a video talking about the Area stuff.
You can't truly grow unless you truly acknowledge what you're being held accountable for. In this case, you have shown predatory behavior to not only me, but multiple others. Change
No, they haven't.
is possible. I don't doubt that, but the fact that you're still whining on Twitter about being called a predator doesn't show change to me at all. Honestly, Scratch, what you did—
Shut the fuck up. How about that? Please, just shut up. And do me a favor and do everyone else a favor and please just shut the fuck up. God, this is so fucking boring.
is unforgivable to me, and nothing you do will ever change that. You
Got it. So if a younger person, a person that hasn't even reached adulthood yet, engages in sexual activity and like explores their sexuality, that means that what they did is unforgivable. So every single high school student that has explored love ever is unforgivable. Every single adult now who has been through high school who has explored love in any intimate capacity is unforgivable by your own logic. Got it. Cool. Cool, man. Cool.
put yourself in a position where you still involve yourself with the OSC, and that alone is really shitty. I don't know what you expected by doing that. People are not just going to suddenly forgive you and forget what has happened.
What are you, the fucking gatekeeper of the object show community? You fucking get off your high horse.
Scratch, you haven't shown to actually take accountability for what you did. On October 21st, Scratch made a thread on Twitter on how people are attacking someone just for being friends with her. This person in question is named Quinn. When I first read this thread of tweets, I had no idea who the fuck Quinn was, but by asking around some friends of mine if they know who he was, I found out that he is just as bad as Scratch. No wonder they became friends.
Oh, wow. You're being so sassy. Yeah, true. You're such a victim of such horrific crimes, but you're still being very, very sassy about all these things. Wow. I get so skeptical whenever people come forward with stories online. They get so fucking sassy about just everything. I get so skeptical immediately because usually when someone is a legitimate survivor of something, normally they're very stoic or they're like very, very scared or like very sad to come forward about something, but they're not usually like a smartass like this. So I get very skeptical like just immediately when people have an attitude like this and they try to be like a smartass about everything.
I was originally going to cover up his name in this thread, but I ended up not doing it because this person is also a groomer. They were at Google Docs explaining what Quinn has done to people, and
Oh, great. So fucking SuperScratchkat's a groomer. Area's a fucking horrific groomer. Who's this groomer? There's so many fucking groomers. There's so many predators in this story. You might as well fucking put a dog here based on how much grooming has gone on here.
I will be providing the links to them in the description below. With that said, let's take a look at what Scratch had to say about this.
Is that how it's gonna be? You gonna cancel Quinn, an amazing, innocent person, because he's friends with me? Oh, I see. You are being very foolish.
This person, yeah, it's fucking Cat. SuperScratchkat's really not doing themselves any favors by like constantly responding to the situation over and over again. They're really not doing themselves any favors.
Yeah, I'm not so sure about that one. People are going to be cautious not only around you, but the people who choose to associate with you as well. If anyone's going to be friends with a predator, they're going to have to deal with the consequences of doing that.
I would like to be nice and
There's no predatory person in this.
polite in how I word this. Forgive me if it is difficult. Quinn is sweet, caring, understanding, loving, and wonderful in every way. He's listened to Kent and I, taken the time to know us personally, and I'm proud to call him a friend.
This is what creates audience capture, by the way, is when you frame someone being a predator. This is exactly why so many bigger object show content creators and any big content creator in any space period is gonna fucking cut someone off regardless of whether or not an allegation is true or not, because they're very fucking audience captured and they're gonna lose their fucking audience because of people like this, by the way. Saying, I don't want to be associated with this person if they're going to be associated with that person or whatever. You know, that's what creates that audience capture, is dumb fucking morons who think they know what the fuck they're talking about coming forward with stories like this when they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Hey, and anyone who decides to become friends with a known predator is dodgy to me. Cool that you're friends with him
They're not predatory.
and all, but people are going to raise their eyebrows about that.
Jesus fucking Christ, you are such a malicious liar. Holy fuck, this person is such a scumbag.
No doubt.
This person is so disgusting for coming forward with this. I'm sorry. This is so disgusting to, like, falsely label someone a predator for this dumb bullshit.
This is going to backfire on you. You can't keep this up for much longer. Quinn knows I've changed, and he's strong enough for your little mob mentality to keep him.
Which is probably true. Scratch probably has changed, and they probably are more careful when they interact with people in the fucking world now. Like, if anything, I would imagine this was super traumatizing for them, because cancellation for anyone is super traumatizing. They get disproportionately fucking criticized by other people.
Ignoring that. He thinks I'm a worthy person to spend time with. How much more will it take?
Does he though? What exactly did you tell him?
What? Why did you show that for like a split second? You didn't even give me time to pause that.
Keep him from ignoring that. He thinks I'm a worthy person to spend time with. How much more will it take?
Does he?
Okay, deleted user. Yeah, I'm just thinking about how much Scratch tried to get me to live with her. I don't know the context of this. We don't know. We don't even know if this person is Quinn. We don't even know if this person is, like, we don't know the context that preceded this. This is just an out of context screenshot. What do you want me to do with this, Taft? Like, what do you expect me to do? Be like, oh my god, wow, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. What do you want me to do? What do you want me to do?
No. What exactly did you tell him? What does he now know since you two are friends? Also, nice one for calling the people who hate you a mob mentality. It's literally just common.
It is mob mentality. What are you talking about? Everybody that was so audience captured had to fucking turn their back on ScratchKat, or else they would look bad in front of the community because you falsely labeled them a predator and a fucking awful human being, and you said that they were grooming you. The fuck are you talking about?
Sense to stay away from people you consider to be a predator.
Must God herself calm down and
that you consider to be a predator, but that's delusional. And the actual reality of the situation is that you guys consensually sexually roleplayed and you never pushed back against it. So
no support? What will it take for the concept of giving a second chance to a stupid teenager who learned her lesson to grace your hateful minds?
People are literally just holding you accountable. What do you think that means?
Holding them accountable disproportionately. They're giving what Taft means by holding them accountable is giving a disproportionate amount of energy to a situation that they don't fucking deserve to get canceled for. That's what Taft means when they say shit like this, is when they say, like, hey, we're just holding you accountable. Oh, okay, what does holding accountable mean? Harassing them, bullying them off the internet for something that you engaged in as well?
Not everybody is going to be nice to you after everything that's been out about you. Also, how should anyone trust you that you've learned your lesson? You have yet to provide any sort of receipts to back you up here. You don't even have evidence relating to fucking Quinn. How should I take your word on this alone?
You're not just picking off dead skin anymore. You're getting rid of good, sweet, respectable people because you can't stand to consider, for even a second, that if they're friends with me, maybe I'm no longer a danger.
That literally doesn't mean anything. People who are dumb enough to be friends with you are doing that to themselves. People can get suspicious from that. It does not mean that you aren't a danger to anyone anymore. Besides, you are only talking about one person who decided to
Oh, if you say so, Taft.
be friends with you.
Holy
What kind of
fuck.
difference did you expect that would make?
It's insulting. You're all better than this. You're going out of your way to talk about innocent people behind your backs because they had the audacity to give my best friend and I a chance. That is foul. I hope it's worth it to you, because they don't deserve this.
That's probably true. Quinn's probably not that bad of a person. And, like,
Yeah.
given how much fucking Taft is just so comfortable lying throughout this entire video, I just cannot take Taft's narrative on literally fucking anything. Like, everything is just so everything just has to be, like, such disproportionate energy with every single fucking narrative here.
Sure, Quinn is an innocent person. It is not foul to feel off about people who give predators a chance. Scratch. Sure.
Oh my god, they're not a predator. Shut the fuck up.
People can be absolutely ruthless on what they say. But then again, who am I to judge since you provide nothing other than your word? I am moving on. On November 10th, Scratch sent an apology to me, but since I had her blocked at the time, I did not see it until almost 2 years later. I actually spotted it when I was recording our DMs back in February of 2021.
What the? Oh. I didn't even see this. Wait, what?
Nonetheless, though, let's read it.
Hey,
What?
you definitely don't want to hear from me, but I feel like if I go any longer without delivering some kind of apology, I'll combust.
Yeah, I didn't want to hear from you after posting the video. Like I said before, making amends on this was never my intention at all. It feels weird.
Yeah, your intention was to come forward with a sensationalized story to try to fucking cancel Scratch and get them out of it. You literally admit earlier you wanted them to leave the community, which is essentially you admitting that you want to get Scratch canceled. And by doing that, by coming forward on the internet and saying this, you are maliciously lying about Scratch throughout the way, and now you're trying to fucking cancel Scratch for really dumb bullshit. And, yeah, you got a lot of clout out of it, and hope it was worth it, Taft. You falsely accused someone of being a predator. You sure are giving people who have been through childhood sexual abuse a really fucking good name, Taft. Good job. Good job. You're really doing God's work here.
You DM me despite me being extremely uncomfortable with you.
There's no easy way to say what I did was fucking disgusting. I didn't think I was in the wrong, but like, wow, holy shit, dude. I was so fucking in the wrong.
Honestly,
No, you were gaslit into thinking you were wrong.
that's a start. It's good to know that you know what you were doing was beyond wrong.
I am really, really sorry for a lot of things. You're a really great person, and first and foremost, I'm sorry for shitting all over your friendship by being a nasty.
Holy fuck, this is so malicious. It's just like pretending to be a victim and then being all soft all of a sudden and being like, oh my god, that's really good that you're in the wrong. Oh my god, it's a really, really good start that you're in the wrong. It's such a good thing that you're being gaslit into thinking you did something wrong. What a fucking bitch. Jesus Christ.
You gross, horny weirdo.
It just barely even felt like a friendship. We didn't talk all that much prior to the sexual roleplay we had.
I'm so sorry for being—
Okay, well, I don't know. Maybe you should have set that boundary then. I don't know. You're growing up, obviously. You're like 22 now. I checked your fucking Twitter profile. Maybe it's time to learn to set fucking better boundaries.
You're so fucking weird and creepy. I'm really sorry for being so dense and ignorant that I couldn't even pick up on the fact that you were super fucking uncomfortable.
There's a part of me that doesn't entirely blame you that you weren't really able to pick up my discomfort. I wish I was more clear on that. I really do. I hate how much of a people—
Yeah, exactly. But wait, no, you said earlier in this video that you have a tough time saying no to people. You were trying to victimize yourself for it earlier in the fucking video. What are you talking about? Why are we changing the narrative again? Oh my god, we're changing the narrative so much in this video. Oh my god.
Believer I was back then because I sacrificed my own comfort just to please someone I barely fucking knew. I wish I didn't want to do anything gross with you, but I didn't. I felt as if I was in too deep.
You deserved better.
No, wow. It's your fault, isn't it?
I should have been better. This is the sort of shit that people were doing to me when I was your age, and the thought of becoming like them makes me sick.
I think something important to say here is that I had no idea you went through something similar when you were my age. It's not something I could know immediately. Like your name, for example. I am genuinely sorry that you were groomed by adults. Nobody should ever have to go through that. It's unfortunate that so many people have dealt with it. However, your trauma responses are your responsibility, especially in this situation. Imagine how you felt when you were groomed. Did it not feel ideal? Did it feel crushing in a way?
I don't even know if they were actually groomed. It's like grooming doesn't even sound like a real like, you realize grooming is a very deep, methodical process of setting typically a child up for typically sexual exploitation. Okay, they were hanging out with other teenagers, and the logic is that they were being sent porn by like other teenagers around their age, and that was considered grooming to people now, apparently. And you're saying, I'm sorry that you were groomed yourself. It's like, okay, like, it's Jesus fucking Christ.
Would you not want to give those feelings to someone else? You were a victim at some point, but then became a predator since you went and did all
Oh my god, this is so dumb.
of this disgusting shit with multiple people.
Oh my god, it's like having other kids around you. Bro, if fucking sending porn to your friends is grooming, then I guess I'm the biggest fucking groomer ever, because like all my friends were around my age. Like when I was 16 years old and I had friends my age, I guess I'm like the world's biggest fucking groomer ever, because I guess I sent porn of like as like a joke to my friends. You know, like, we were all teenagers at the time, too, you know, like, 16, 15, 17-ish. You know, like, I sent that as a joke. I guess that makes me the world's biggest fucking groomer, by that logic. And I guess that makes my friends the world's biggest groomers as well, because they did the same thing.
Be really fucking bad, and I understand completely if you never see fit to forgive me.
I'd be more inclined to forgive you if I was the only one who was affected by you. However, that is far from the case. I'm not the only one. I never was, and I wasn't the last either. It angers me so much, because I know how they feel. It crushes me that others have been affected by you too.
You don't know how they feel. You don't know what it's like to go through sexual abuse, to be honest with you. I highly doubt it. You said you were sexually assaulted last year, and if you genuinely were sexually assaulted, I don't think you would have came forward with this. You would have realized that what happened here was just really uncomfortable, but it could have been, like, worse. I don't think you would have came forward with it if you actually were sexually assaulted, but you've lied so much in this fucking video that it's hard to take anything else that you say seriously. You've lied so much.
You to know that. In the past year, I've been to therapy and taken many steps to improve myself and reflect upon what I've done.
I mean, cool. It's good that you've been working on yourself. Definitely keep doing that. But I don't know how that alone would affect my perception of this whole situation even happening. I just think that the damage has already been done. I'm sorry to say.
Yeah, that sounds like it's your fault, not his or hers.
Nothing like this is ever going to happen again. I am so sorry that it happened at all. I really hope you're doing okay and that you're safe from people who act the way I did.
It only got worse.
It only got worse? Okay. Why? Did fucking Scratchkat, did she go on to groom other people?
So much worse. I am not too sure what to really think of this apology. On some aspects, I thought it was nice that Scratch knew that she fucked up. It does seem a little more sincere. I wanted to believe her at some point. I really did. On the other hand, I did not want to hear from her again. I did not want an apology. I just wanted her to not associate herself with me or the community anymore.
Yeah, oh my god, I don't want you to associate with the community anymore. I'm the gatekeeper of this community. I'm the moral authority. And you can't be in this community anymore. Or else I'm not going to associate with you anymore. And I'm going to make every single big content creator audience captured and have, like, this fucking perception of them. Oh my god. Incredible.
Although she privately apologized to me, not even a fucking week later she posts this on her Twitter.
There are people in the community with the power necessary to convince the public that, oh, no, Scratch is not in fact—
Wait, what? Hold on. Wait. What?
Keep doing that, but I don't know how that alone would affect my perception of this whole situation even happening. I just think that the damage has already been done. I'm sorry to say.
Nothing like this is ever going to happen again. I am so sorry that it happened at all.
Why? Okay, so why is the date here 11/10/2019? What? That doesn't make a lot of sense. It says 2018 here in the Discord DMs. Why is there the date that says 11/10/2019? I'm so confused. Why is that even here?
I really hope you're doing okay and that you're safe from people who act the way I did.
It only got worse. So much worse. I am not too sure what to really think of this apology.
Hold on. So, wait. I'm so confused. Hold on. I'm so confused.
What the?
At the time, I did not see it until almost 2 years later. I actually spotted it when I was
Okay, so here, is there, like, there's no icon that says that this message has been edited on your screen recording. You have a screen recording here.
recording our DMs back.
Oh, it is edited. Okay, got it. Okay, I'm so confused. What the fuck? Yeah, it was edited, and then you added this here. Oh, it's because they're blocked. Okay, so they couldn't send another message. Okay, I got it. It's because they were blocked. Okay, so 11/10/2019. Okay.
More. Although she privately apologized to me,
No, Scratch is not in fact lying about
post this on her Twitter.
There are people in the community.
Okay, so I guess a week later. Okay, so that does check out. Okay, got it. So the message was edited. Okay, I was so confused. They edited the message because they were blocked. Okay, I guess I must have missed that part. Cool. Okay, got it.
With the power necessary to convince the public that, oh, no, Scratch is not in fact lying about going to therapy and fixing herself. She's deserving of a second chance, for real.
Do you seriously think that saying you're sorry and going to therapy for a few months is an end-all be-all way to get rid of the backlash? Anyone who has the power necessary is not obligated to stick up for you at all. Nobody really has to believe you either. I don't think you're lying about going to therapy.
Yeah, just like how I don't have to believe a word you're saying either, because you verifiably have lied so much in this fucking video. So I don't have to believe a word you're saying either, Taft. Thank you for that information.
But you thinking that knowledge alone is going to give you another chance?
Watch, Taft is gonna, like, if Taft ever comes across this video, which I'm sure people are gonna come across this video eventually, because I'm talking about the fucking object show community here, so I'm gonna get some, like, weird fucks in the comments that are saying that I'm victim blaming, but there's no victim here, so you cannot victim blame someone if they're not a victim of the situation. Just saying.
Really?
It's selfish, but I wish those people would speak up once in a while, and I wish people who exaggerated certain things would admit to it. Is it selfish to just want things to be better? Probably. Who cares?
Yeah, it is pretty selfish, actually. Why should they have to speak up for you? Do they have any proof that you've changed, unlike you? I agree that some people take this out of—
No, they're not going to speak up for Kat because they're audience captured, thanks to you, because you literally were saying that you don't want them in the community and that you are not going to support anybody who supports them. And, like, everybody is so fucking audience captured in the community because the narrative in the object show community is ran by literal fucking dumb idiot kids who are weighing in morally when they don't even wipe their ass correctly. They don't know what goes on in the real world. They don't have any idea. They haven't even, like, experienced life yet, and they're fucking running the narrative online.
Proportion, such as calling you a pedophile. You are not a pedophile, and anyone who calls you that needs to educate themselves on the word. What you are, though—
Yeah, I agree, but you implied that they're a fucking predator, but they're not a predator.
is a predator. You do not have to be a pedophile to be a groomer or a predator. Already—
There's no grooming here. What the fuck are you talking about? You're saying they need to educate themselves on that word, but you haven't educated yourselves on what fucking grooming is. You haven't even educated yourself on what legitimate predatory behavior is. God, the call is really coming from the house, Taft.
It feels like your apologies are more insincere because of this tweet, and many more to come. On December 27th, Scratch posted a lengthy thread confessing and admitting that she has been in the wrong this entire time. Out of anything I've said about this whole situation so far, I think that this is the most important and crucial part of it. I know that I've been mainly focusing on my own perspective of what's been happening throughout the years, but for this section I'm going to be talking about another incident Scratch has done. I'd argue it is way, way worse in my case with her by far. I am going to keep whoever Scratch is talking about anonymous, out of respect for the victim and their healing process. They don't wish to be contacted about the situation or have their identity associated with what they went through, and are trying their best to move on. So please respect that. They gave me permission to include this for context of some of the actions she refers to in her apologies and other discussions around the topic. With that being said, let's read this confession Scratch has written.
I might,
Great, okay.
like, elaborate on this whole thing further at some point soon, but I just want everyone to know that I was completely, entirely, 100% in the wrong.
Because you were gaslit into being in the wrong. That's literally it, but okay.
About everything. I've known it for months, but I have since made a horrible mistake. I'm not bringing some of the nastier, grittier details to light. I've been dishonest with all of you, and you all deserve so much better than that. Everything regarding that doc that was previously withheld was done so for two reasons. The first is that the person's identity needs to be kept private, and the more details I gave, the less easy that it would have become.
So is Kat talking about a different person here? Is ScratchKat talking about a different person here?
But even my closest friends, who I trusted with my deepest, most heinous secrets, didn't know some things, and that was purely based on my own shame. Completely inexcusable and absolutely selfish. I did, in fact, directly and physically harass a close friend of mine a year ago without the knowledge—
Physically harass? Wait, what does that mean? Physically harass? Did you sexually assault somebody? Did you grab them? Like, what does that mean? What did you mean physically harass? Why are you being so vague?
that it was harmful. It was out of ignorance, naivety, and a complete lack of understanding what about it was wrong. But that—
What does that mean? What does it mean physically harass? I need to know what that means. Did you, like, grab a private part of theirs? Did you, like, grab, like, a body part of theirs sexually without their consent? Or did you, like, physically harass them, meaning, like, you punched them or physically assaulted them? Both are still in the wrong, but these distinctions are very important. I need to know what physically harass means. What does that mean?
That didn't make it any excusable. I have been cowardly. If I was confident enough and trusting enough of the people who cared about me, I would have never kept it under wraps. But I did do that, and now it's finally out there. For clarification, everything in the doc's own screenshot is true. My hips twitched, and as much as I'd like to say it was involuntary, it fucking wasn't. I was as ashamed than as I am now.
Oh, what does that mean? So if it's NSFW warning, okay, so you gave an NSFW warning. For clarification, everything in the doc's own screenshots is true. My hips twitched as much as I'd say it was involuntary. It fucking wasn't. What does that mean? I'm so confused by all of this. I feel like I'm getting context missing. Is there like, can I find this doc anywhere? Okay, I can't find where this fucking doc is. I like looked in the description of the video. There's like a Google doc with like many different links to this Quinn person. Apparently there was like some pedophilia accusations or whatever. I don't know, man. I'm not reading through a bunch of million fucking documents to get to the bottom of it. I don't know what Scratch is admitting here. Scratch is being so fucking vague that there's not really much I can do with this information. Like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do with this.
I didn't go any further. I couldn't have possibly done that, even at the lowest possible points in my life. Am I creepiest?
Like, Scratch just has, like, a fucking pattern of just, like, admitting shit and being gaslit into thinking they did such a terrible, horrific thing. And so they, like, completely overcorrect and they over-apologize about literally everything, but it just doesn't fucking matter because it's like the community has already made up their mind that ScratchKat is, like, this horrific fucking predator when they very clearly are not, based on the DMs that are publicly available.
Nasty, something like that wouldn't have been within my capabilities. All you have is my word, so take that for what it's worth. Not much, I know. I've always described a time period in which I was horrible scum in very fake terms. I was shitty and gross to mouse. Doesn't scratch the surface of the hell they went through just because I was too socially inept to see cues of any kind. I was horrible. I was rotten. Anyone who defended me back when it happened was completely misguided. I was a horny, selfish, oblivious idiot who was groomed on the idea that sexting people you barely knew was a perfectly normal bonding experience.
Okay. That's definitely not true. Like, because you admitted the extent of the grooming, by the way, is them mentioning that, like, they sent porn amongst other teenagers, or other teenagers amongst them sent porn, and that's the extent of the grooming, by the way. Just want to make that clear. Not forget any of the people that have been, like, legitimately groomed as children when they're, like, fucking 13 or 12 by, like, some older 20 or 30-year-old who, like, committed an extremely vile act by, like, sending them porn to wear down their boundaries. Now, forget that. It was just friends sending each other porn. Teenagers fucking sending each other porn. That's the extent of what the grooming is. That's what ScratchKat says when they say groomed here.
I deserved and do deserve every last ounce of criticism that has ever been thrown my way. It doesn't matter how much I've tried to change. It doesn't matter how much I've done to try to atone for my mistakes.
You're overcorrecting. Stop beating yourself up and just move on. This whole situation is such a nothing. It doesn't matter.
Because as long as I pretend the worst didn't happen, I'm just being dishonest. And from a year ago to today, the thing I've hated most in the world is dishonesty. Dishonesty from myself, dishonesty from the people I called my friends, and the dishonesty that bore this entire hellish situation. Was I led on? Yes. Should I have been fucking smart enough to realize for myself what was and wasn't okay? Yes. Have I ever wanted to hurt anyone? No. Have I hurt people? Yes. I've never been innocent. I've only ever been a victim to Cherry. And even then, it's hard to blame her. People have tried to tell me that I'm not entirely in the wrong, and that feels nice when I'm upset, but I don't give a shit in the end. I was mentally destroyed by all of this, but that doesn't fucking compare to what anyone on the opposing side experienced. I don't give a shit how gray the situation is. I don't care. I was in the wrong. I hurt people.
You're overcorrecting and you're blaming yourself. Please just say, like, ScratchKat needs to go offline, talk to a therapist, which it seems like they are talking to a therapist, and, like, actually, like, go through this and, like, be honest about the situation. You know what I mean? And not be honest in the sense of being like, hey, you know, I sexually harassed these people or whatever. No, you don't start by saying that. You actually show the extent of the conversations, and you actually you have someone else ground you in the fucking real world, and any adult in the real world would ground you and let you know, oh, this is not that bad. You were 17 years old. This person was 15 years old. Don't care about that age gap. I don't think that's a very big age gap to me. That's certainly not grooming. It's certainly not predatory. He's not a pedophile. Or she's not a pedophile. It's like, this is not anything. It's not anything. You're just overcorrecting here, and you're vent tweeting here, which is not very productive for your cause at all. You're not doing yourself any favors.
I don't have the capacity to think too hard about anything because there's nothing I like to do less than hurt people. I'm so sorry for everything. I'm sorry for not being self-aware.
The situation is so fucking exhausting and so convoluted because, like, Taft is just, like, lying about everything and just, like, so disingenuously framing things.
For never recognizing how close other people's stories of abuse lined up with what I experienced or actions I committed. I am sorry for hiding away this little detail like a fucking trinket in my closet as though it wasn't a thing I needed to be open about if I ever wanted anyone to understand and forgive me. I am so sorry. You all deserved better. I'm still learning, and I don't know if that will ever change. I've never wanted to hurt anyone, and without a doubt, that will never change. All I can do is prove myself to be better, and that's what I'm going to keep striving to do. I will never stop stop trying, because if I stop trying, then people will get hurt again. I will sooner die than allow that. For now, I can beg for your forgiveness. I don't deserve it, I don't expect it, and I'm going to keep bettering myself either way. Thank you for your time. Please, if anyone I know is reading this, stay safe and live happy lives. You all deserve so much better than how I was. Thank you for teaching me what was right.
Just holy shit. The victim in question has since deleted their doc on what Scratch did to them. It was initially kept private to be viewed by close friends of theirs only, but eventually got spread to a larger population, at which point they privated the document for their own safety and healing.
Okay. What was the extent of the document? It was like, apparently it was like some kind of like, what was it? Was it sexual assault of some kind? Was that the extent of the allegations? Like, what was it?
Thank you for teaching me what was right.
Just holy shit. The victim in question has since deleted their doc on what Scratch did to them. It was initially kept private to be viewed by close friends of theirs only, but eventually got spread to
What did they do to them? Why are you being so vague about it?
a larger population, at which point they privated the document for their own safety and healing. But I think
Why are you being so vague about it?
Scratch explaining it gives you all the detail you need on how truly fucked up it is. She sexually harassed someone physically. She grinded on someone without their consent while they were fucking asleep.
Oh, that's really inappropriate. Jesus Christ. Okay, yeah, that's not good, if that's true. So what was it? How old were they? How old were they when this happened?
And how truly fucked up it is. I feel that she was naive and ignorant. I know that she doesn't excuse it, but I don't know why she'd even bring up the fact that she didn't know it was wrong, as if that would change the action itself. Whether or not your intentions were good to anyone you've hurt, the action is what stings.
Yeah, but like intentions always matter. You're trying to make it sound like intentions don't fucking matter at all. If that was the case and intentions didn't matter, then you probably would have been canceled by now, Taff, for all the mistakes that you've made in the past, probably. You know, if intentions didn't matter, someone could take what you said earlier, saying that you considered making an NSFW channel full of, in a Discord server where there was a lot of 13 to 16-year-olds. Some people could say that you're a predator for that. Even your intentions don't matter. Just using your own logic against you, intentions don't matter. You said it yourself, intentions don't matter. So, hey, the intention doesn't matter. You're still a predator, Taft. By your own logic, you're a predator. Just saying. Just fucking saying. So yeah, as for the grinding, on someone in someone's sleep, that's not good. That's, what would, okay, I want to know, how old was, SuperScratchkat during this time?
Action is what traumatized someone. You still went through with what you did, and that is so fucked up. It doesn't matter if it was a few years ago now. Physically doing
A few years ago. So, it's 2021 here. I'm just gonna assume that they were a kid, probably. I would say that's not good. That's probably a form of sexual assault, at the very least. That's if that is true. But, like, we don't even know if that's true because the victim privated the document. And you have lied so much about your own narrative here, Taft, that it's just hard to believe anything else surrounding this narrative. So we don't even know if the sexual assault did happen. We don't know if it didn't happen. If it's true, that's not good. That's really bad. But, like, there's just so little to go off of that I can't do anything with it. I can't run with the narrative that SuperScratchkat did or didn't sexually assault anybody.
this to someone without them approving is sexual harassment. This situation makes you more of a predator than not. It's unforgiving and inexcusable.
We don't know that. We don't know that. Like, fucking SuperScratchkat has a history of just, like, admitting, quote-unquote admitting, I'll say that in quotes, because they claim to admit that they are a horrible person for what they did and the pain that they caused, but they got gaslit into thinking they did a bad thing, which just because you got gaslit into thinking you did something bad doesn't mean you actually were. So I can't take the admission of guilt as like, oh my god, they definitely grinded on somebody. Like, it doesn't seem like you're being a reliable narrator here at all. Like, I can't do anything with this information.
And it is absolutely revolting that you ever went that low. Now I know for a fact that I can't really trust you on anything, since you've hidden crucial information.
I can't trust you on anything, Taft.
Information about the situation to others truly isn't a good look on you. Keep this thread in mind throughout the rest of the timeline. It is very important to keep in mind how she reacts after she posted this.
No, I don't think it is important to keep in mind at all. It just seems like you gaslit them into thinking that they did a bad thing. I don't think that's relevant at all.
I believe 2020.
I mean, like, and not to say that the situation itself is not relevant. If it's true, it's not a good thing that happened. But again, we don't have any legitimate evidence. The accuser privated their document, and it doesn't seem like it's available in any capacity anymore. So, like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do.
Is really when shit starts to hit the fan on this situation. And
oh wow, you said it shit hit the fan earlier and it got worse, but now you're trying to say that it gets even worse here? Oh no.
Scratch as a person. I think it would have been very obvious that a good amount of people did not want Scratch to be publicly involved with the OSC anymore. It actually made a ton of people.
No, it sounds like just you or any fucking child in the community is like, I don't want that person in the community anymore. It seems like just children are mad about this situation. Any adult in the real world would look at this and go that this is not a big deal at all. It's pretty clear to me that this is such a nothing burger. And you're also a very malicious liar, and you're like super disgusting throughout the entire video.
Well, especially victims, extremely uneasy. However, Scratch has yet to do that, and 2020 really shows a lot of her true colors. On February 16th, Scratch posted this on her public Twitter, Pink Cat Lemonade. Despite her getting fired from BFB, she made not 1, but 3 auditions for the show. I honestly do not know why she decided to do this, as she would obviously not get in. It feels like she's really starting to not give a shit about the people still in the community that has been hurt by her. On March 16th,
Okay, let her make the animations. Who cares? Who gives a fuck? Why are you still keeping tabs on her? It seems like you're like super obsessed with her. I don't know. It seems like this is like just some crazy bitch that just decided to come forward with allegations and is like super obsessed with every single breath that SuperScratchkat makes.
she posted a tweet on how she wants to make an object show, but wants to take a lot of time on it so maybe people wouldn't be mad at her.
If I made an object show and did it really slowly, then maybe by the time I uploaded it, nobody would get mad. I am aware that this tweet makes me look like a whore, but posting OSC stuff on main, you're gonna make folks angry.
What? Scratch. No matter how slowly you go when making this object show, people are most likely still gonna be fucking mad at you. Not every-
It sounds like just you are. I mean, they seem to believe a lot of the lies that you made, so... Yeah, I mean, considering the object show community is full of a lot of children, it's just it makes sense.
One is going to simply forget you're a problem in the OSC and accept the fact that you're still here. And also the fact that you and Kint know that talking about the OSC will make people upset is just, why do you continue to do it? On April 8th, a joke OSC account posted her shitty tweet about the BFB auditions, and she decided to reply with it with a threat-like joke.
I know, you're right, but I have 2 hands and you have 1 neck, so who's really coming out on top here?
Good one. Do you even know who runs the account? Why would you say something like this to anyone who isn't your friend? On June 21st, someone on Discord-
Why would I care? That doesn't matter. Why would I give a shit?
DM Scratch to get a few clarifications as to why people hate her. This is how it went.
Scratch, why do people hate you? What do you mean? Link. Are you not aware of shitty, creepy 2018 Scratch? No. I was a gross freak in 2018 who did gross sexual stuff. That's why. Oh, okay.
I know you weren't. You're just overcorrecting and you got gaslit into thinking you did a terrible thing, but it's really not that big of a deal, but okay.
I didn't pay attention to the OSC in 2018, so I wouldn't know. Too busy focusing on fucking storytime animations. But Blank and other people are claiming you're a groomer. And Blank said what you did, and I'm like, that's not what a fucking groomer is. I was a pretty nasty, bad person, but I'm not a groomer. I was
yeah, I don't even believe you're a nasty bad person for the most part. I mean, if the sexual assault allegation of them, like, grinding on someone in their sleep is true, that's not good. That's, like, really bad. But I need so much more context for that. I need to know, like, everything more, because the accuser privated their original document, and just because Scratch admitted it, I can't take Scratch's word for it, because Scratch is very clearly in a vulnerable state where they're, like, desperately trying to say that they did something wrong, and they got gaslit into thinking things that they did wrong weren't actually wrong. So I need to know so much more details on that. We can't say for certain whether or not Scratch sexually assaulted that person or not. We don't know.
And hurt my friends, but I wasn't a groomer, and I actively try to prevent shit like that from happening now. Okay. I see now. This shit's confusing me. I don't know whether to unfollow you or unfollow Blank, because I think it's funny to follow Blank. Doesn't matter. But I want to still follow you without Blank breathing down my fucking neck. Good luck with that. I'll just follow you back in a couple days probably. I know the shit Blank gets caught up in, so that's why I'm skeptical about this. He's not a bad kid. Yeah, I just thought it was weird that they made false claims about you being a groomer. It's a misunderstanding, I guess.
So from what I'm getting here, Scratch was being extremely vague when answering the question. She didn't go into detail at all, and that's very concerning in my opinion. It doesn't-
Why would they need to feel the need to relitigate this over and over again? Oh, okay. So when I ask you about the situation, when I ask you about your sexual assault that happened, are you going to want to relitigate everything about your sexual assault that happened to you? Why? Going through a cancellation is fucking traumatic. Like, for anybody, getting their fucking platform taken away from you, like, you're never going to know what that's like until it happens to you. And that's just the reality. You're never going to know what that's like. That's a very scary position to be in. No matter what you say, you're going to be in a lose-lose situation. That's a very tough position to be in. You're not going to know what that's like. Getting fucking disproportionately canceled is fucking terrifying. And so, like, the fact that they're going to be vague, yeah, I can see why Scratch is not going to fucking relitigate everything amongst themselves anyways. They've already done a horrible job, like, overcorrecting anyways. They shouldn't have even been talking about this as much as they were. And now you're, like, trying to sit here and be like, oh, well, something traumatic happened to you? You're not going to fucking say that. Okay, you know, if a sexual assault survivor or a fucking person who legitimately got raped by a fucking pedophile or whatever doesn't want to go into why it happened, you know, I find that very suspicious. You know, that's the logic that you're giving right now, Taft. That's the logic that you're giving right here, right now.
If she didn't want to scare this person off immediately. You saying that you did gross sexual stuff to someone who, at the time, did not know what you did is so harmful. That can be interpreted in so many-
Shut the fuck up. There was nothing bad that happened from the conversations. You're acting like as if you got fucking Andrew Tated, but like nothing bad happened to you. You're not a fucking victim. You're just a weird fucking lying shit fucking human being, and you're just stealing the voices of legitimate people who have gone through traumatic events. And that's why I don't take anything you say seriously. You're a fucking horrible person. Jesus Christ. And you've lied so much throughout this whole video.
ways. Gross sexual shit can literally mean anything. It is really sad to see that you were still heavily downplaying the shit you did. I find it weird that you suddenly bring up the fact that you were groomed as if that means anything in this
Yeah, well, you hid information in your fucking video as well, so, like, shut the fuck up.
situation. You just add that into the conversation with someone you just started talking to, as if that piece of information is going to make things any better. Also, the way that you type that makes you look like you're trying to excuse your behavior with the fact that you were groomed. It's really funny to me that you think it's a misunderstanding. That sounds awfully familiar to one of your first statements back in 2018. It only gets worse, though.
Wow. I'm sure sexual assault survivors and people who have been through traumatic events are so sassy to people normally. Wow. I've never seen anyone who has been through such a traumatic event like that be so sassy with other people like that.
The next day, she tweets a thread.
I'm a dumb fuck with limited social experience who got groomed by adults and then sexually harassed my friends and peers as a result.
What were you
Well, I thought they said earlier that they were, like, groomed because, like, a bunch of teenagers sent them fucking porn in, like, a Discord server. I thought that's what they said earlier. What the fuck?
exactly trying to go for in this sentence? It sounds like you were making excuses for your actions. Like I've said, while you being groomed may not have been your fault, it does not make an excuse for you to sexually harass others at all. That's 100% on you,
There's no sexual harassment in this situation.
It is not anyone else's responsibility. The fact that you think that you being groomed is an important aspect of the subject is
I'm, like, this close to 2 times speeding the video because this whole video is just so fucking boring and it's just, like, a whole lot of nothing. We're, like, a little more than halfway through the video, by the way, and it's been such a drag to get to this point.
concerning to me. People are not and never were seeking for some explanation for your actions. What people actually care about are the actions themselves and how fucked up they really are. You still trying to justify the result of you sexually harassing people really says a lot about how you perceive this whole controversy. The fact you're so vague about what you did as well only adds fuel to the fire.
I did not groom minors. I did not hold my status over people and coerce them into shit. I was bad enough. You don't need to make shit up.
Grooming or not, what you did was still extremely fucked up and predatory. Honestly, I really do think what you did to me and multiple others was grooming. In my experience,
How? Grooming is a very deep, intentional, methodical process of setting typically a child up for typically sexual exploitation. How is it grooming by that definition? Like, grooming is more than just I'm gonna do sexual role plays with other people consensually. Grooming is, like, fucking separating you from your friends and your family. Making sure that, like, drawing a dependency onto you. And then, like, grooming is, like, fucking getting people really attached to you. Finding an opening in, like, a vulnerable story. And then being like, hey, we both went through a vulnerable thing together. Hopefully, and then, like, people will try to find, like, an opening. And hopefully they'll, like, we can do sexual things together. Like, that's what people do. That's what grooming is. It's like, it isn't just like haha, you know, like, we do sexual roleplay. Like, it's all these methodical things to make sure that the abuse and the horrific things that happen can continue. Like, like, grooming is no fucking joke. It's like, it's no fucking, it's not a laughing matter. It's no fucking joke at all. It's not just a word you can throw around. We're not talking about someone's fucking beard here. Like, you act like this is such a, like, grooming is just, like, a thing that can happen to you. And the fact that you believe that leads me to believe that you weren't a fucking victim of grooming. Sorry, you're just not. And you're not a victim of Scratchkat whatsoever. You weren't fucking sexually harassed. None of this happened to you. You're such a weird fucking lying weirdo that's, like, trying to be, like, this controlling gatekeeper for the object show community. And that's why I don't take any of what you say seriously.
showered me with compliments and then eased into the extremely sexual roleplay. Technically getting what you wanted from the start. Is that not
Technically getting what you wanted from the start. I wanted to fuck them. Oh my god. Oh my god, that means every single fucking person that's been through a high school relationship is a victim of grooming, by your logic.
not grooming to you? While you
No, it's not. It's not grooming.
may not have intentionally held your status up to your victims, at least to me, the fact that you were such a big influence on the OSC back then and what you decide to do with that power is what the problem is.
Got it, so every single famous person is a groomer. Thank you.
Your intentions are not what's being looked at in this situation. It is your actions, 100%. You were able to get what you
Every single famous person that is ever dated ever is a groomer. Harry Styles, that relationship you were in with that older woman, that cougar you got, Harry Styles, you groomed her. You groomed her, Harry Styles. Sorry, you're a fucking gooning groomer. Sorry, Harry Styles.
wanted back then because you were popular. You shouldn't have had that much power if you were going to just misuse it like this. Also, didn't you fucking say in your final apology that you indeed did pressure people into doing sexual things with you? Are you
They were fucking gaslit into thinking they did something wrong. I've already mentioned this a million times, and I'm not gonna repeat myself.
backtracking now? Interesting.
Kent is not the only
Shut the fuck up. You're being so sassy. You're being such a weird bitch in this video for no fucking reason. It's like, it makes me not want to believe you even more.
person who's friends with me either. Sometimes people just form their own opinions and, oh, wouldn't you know it, those who forgive me tend to be the ones who engage with me on a daily basis. How interesting that is. How fascinating.
I'm going to bet that most, if not all your friends who forgave you were not even personally affected by you at all. Prove me wrong though. You type like you're very pissed off in this thread, by the way. It's as if you just want everyone to forgive you and you're tired of people just holding you accountable.
Yeah, because dumb fucking moronic kids on the internet are weighing in morally, and they're trying to, like, constantly relitigate this onto Scratchkat over and over and over again. over a situation that they shouldn't even be relitigated on. This whole thing is so disproportionate. You're acting like SuperScratchkat is like Andrew Tate. That's the energy that you're coming at this with. That's what you're fucking trying to insinuate. Even though you've lied so much in your video, you're not giving me any reason to fucking believe you because you're such a weird fucking malicious lying bitch. And it's just like, I don't take you seriously. You don't have any idea of what actual grooming is. Grooming is a lot more insidious than just a consensual sexual roleplay that you two had. And it's like, you guys are within a reasonable age range. I don't care about 17 and 15. I don't give a shit about that. I don't care. I don't give a fuck. I don't care that you regretted it after. It's a valid feeling to have, but I don't care. That doesn't mean, like, everything has to be, like, this worse, horrific narrative that you apply to it.
One who forgives you and openly talks to you is at risk of being a target just for associating with you. While that sucks in a way, that's just kind of what happens on the internet.
That kind of what happens on the internet. Oh my god. Yeah, well, people getting canceled on the internet, people getting fucking wow, who would have thought audience capture was a fucking thing?
Associate with can be really important, especially if the person in question did absolutely awful things. You may also
They didn't do anything wrong.
be wondering though, who is Kent? Why are they important? Why did I bring them up earlier? Well, they are a close associate with Scratch. They even dated her at some point. They are infamous for making
Wait, what was that text on the screen? You fucking
Why are they
go
important?
so
Why did I bring
fast.
them up earlier? Well, they are a close associate with Scratch. They even dated her at some
And I think they're dating again. Okay, who cares? Who gives a shit?
point. They are infamous for making non-con NSFW in the past, and I'd like to believe that they don't do that anymore, but I don't really know what they do now. So it's kind of up in the air. Also, they made porn at BBBOF, which I find to be very fucking strange. This was made after the whole Scratch stuff even came out, without my consent, mind you. That is really gross to do. It doesn't matter who asked for it, they shouldn't have done that. But all of that in itself is a whole other can of worms. Back to Scratch.
It's almost like people who talk to me and interact with me every single day know me better than people who either haven't spoken to me in 2 years or, for that matter, people who have never met me.
It's almost as if, wouldn't you know it, people don't trust you and would much rather distance themselves from you after, wait for it, everything that has happened. You can't.
Why are you so sassy throughout this whole fucking video? Like, throughout this whole video, I've never seen someone who portrays themselves as such a victim be such a sassy little fucking bitch. Why are you so sassy? Like, genuinely. Like, it's such a turnoff in this whole fucking video.
Be serious, Scratch. Just because your victims haven't talked to you in years doesn't mean we have to catch up with you. What the fuck?
Oh my god. Wow. Victims, 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 victims. Take a shot every time she tries to insinuate that she's a victim. Or he's a victim. Sorry. I keep forgetting. I swear to God, I'm not joking. I'm not doing that on purpose. I'm not trying to misgender them on purpose. I legitimately just keep forgetting. I think it's the feminine voice that keeps getting me to instinctively say she, even though, Taft goes by he, him pronouns. I keep forgetting, so I'm not doing that on purpose, I promise.
Fuck? I mean, if that's what you're implying at least, considering that pretty much most of your victims stopped talking to you around that time. People are allowed to have negative opinions about you, even if they haven't spoken to you or even met you.
Yeah, kind of like how I have negative opinions about you, Taft, because quite frankly, I don't think you're a good person. I think you're a very malicious fucking actor, and you see so many people blindly believe your narrative because they're audience captured, not because you don't even know if they actually believe your narrative. They just like, I don't know, they just want to because they don't want to look bad.
Almost as if people just form their own opinions and decide not to fucking trust you. How explicit is that?
Oh, wow. You're pretending like audience capture is not a thing. It's like you're suddenly pretending like it's not a thing, even though we've acknowledged that it was earlier in this video.
What are you trying to prove here? It's like you're trying to say, oh yeah, there's proof online of me being predatory, but that was years ago. That's not who I am now. You gotta trust me. If you haven't talked to me now, you wouldn't know who I truly am. Honestly, what did you expect to happen when you were being held accountable for your actions? People.
Oh my god. This whole narrative is just lie after lie after lie, and I'm just so sick of it.
Would obviously want you to fucking leave because they don't trust you that you aren't going to hurt anyone else. This is the backlash you're going to have to deal with since you've stayed put in this community.
Holy fuck, you are so boring. Can you just get to the point? Like, I can see why this video is 2 hours long because you just won't stop fucking yapping.
Yes, you don't
Jesus Christ.
Hate to pull the fucking I'm just a kid, oh I'm learning shit, but in my case, yeah, I kinda was learning, and I did. And the proof is in the grumpy bitch sitting here whining on Twitter. I am the fucking proof.
You're just throwing your attempts at apologizing right out the window, huh? We're literally back at square one. Remember when he said, no more lashing out, no more whining, no more woe with me? Guess that meant fucking nothing. You're pulling out the same shit.
Wow, you got him. Holy fuck, was that what you were saving that for? Was that what you were saving it for? Just that, like, little sassy gotcha? Oh my god, you're so smart. Look at you. You're so smart. You see right through the deceptiveness. Oh my god, you're so smart, Taft. Look at you. You're such a fucking tiny rock brain. So smart. Oh, man. Oh my god. Oh my god, put a fucking bullet in my head. Fucking smash an alcohol bottle over my head, and please put me out of this misery from watching this fucking horrific video. This fucking train crash and train wreck of a fucking video.
You did when the situation was just getting started. It's really sad to see. You saying that you learned isn't enough proof of it actually happening. You never seem to have any sort of evidence except for your word, which even you have admitted it's not much.
Nothing matters more to me.
Yeah, so okay, so by that logic, we can't take the sexual assault allegation either for word. Just to be clear, like, you said that just because you said something for word doesn't mean you can't prove it. Okay, so you said you were sexually assaulted. Someone else claimed that they were sexually assaulted by Scratch. By that logic, we can't prove that that happened either because they're just words at the end of the day coming out of other people's mouths. Just saying.
Than protecting kids online, because I desperately want kids not to end up like 2018 me, or for the matter, be hurt by people who act like 2018.
They're obviously just overcorrecting here, and because they're so convinced that they did something wrong, even though they literally didn't do anything wrong whatsoever.
18 me. I am actively whipping my servers into safer spaces because this is what fucking matters.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I haven't seen anything about you protecting kids online, despite you caring about it more than anything. I've only been seeing that you say that
How would you know? The fuck? How would you know?
you do. How is anyone supposed to trust your word on that?
Do you admit, is this like a subtle, are you self-reporting here, Taft? Are you reporting that you like fucking stalk them 24/7 and that you watch their accounts 24/7? You doing a little bit of a self-report here?
As of now, those are just words. Frankly, they're pretty fucking hollow as well. It's cool and all that you don't want kids ending up like you, but I really do not think someone like you should have the responsibility, especially in this community. I seriously do not think you can be trusted with that. Also, what do you mean by making your servers a safer place? What do you do with them exactly? That is extremely vague and makes me less inclined to believe what you say here. On July 30th, Scratch
Oh my god, so the insinuation is that they're meant to be a safe space, but that he grooms other children, by the way, just to be clear. That's the insinuation when Taft says shit like that.
decided to upload a video called Grassy's Afternoon, which features a good amount of EFD characters. It was a birthday gift she made for Kent, that she decided to upload on her main channel to the public. That is super questionable to me, as you could have
How? How is it questionable? It sounds like a really nice thing, even after they were fired and they were gaslit into thinking they did something wrong. It seems like a really nice thing that they did.
definitely just sent it to Kent in private. On August 2nd, Scratch seems to really run to the ground that she was groomed, as she adds herself into a conversation where she could have easily just ignored it.
Why doesn't that have an insanity?
What the fuck? Huh?
Hate women so much. Like, it's astounding. The only show that seems to hate women more is Object Universe.
Bitch, you're friends with a groomer. You have absolutely no room to talk.
Fuck you! I was groomed, and so was Kate, bro. Fuck off!
Literally just
Okay, Jesus Christ. None of you actually know what grooming is. Like, I like, literally, at this point, I'd think you guys are talking about dogs. You're, like, grooming the fucking fur of a dog at this point.
because you were groomed doesn't mean you can't become one, Scratch. There's more than one way to be groomed. On a side
Oh my god, yeah, wow, you're so knowledgeable on grooming. Look at you.
note, did Kent give you permission to tell this random person that they've been groomed? That is a pretty heavy topic that's hard to come out about. I don't know if they would want others to know that right away.
Okay, so by that logic, why are you coming out with this video if your audience is a bunch of kids? By your own admission at the very beginning of this video, saying that your Discord had like 13 and 16-year-olds. Like, these are all heavy topics to talk about. You literally opened up about a sexual assault earlier. What the fuck? Why are we applying all these criticisms to ScratchKat but not yourself in this very video? And this was made in 2021, which means you likely would have been an adult at this point. You would have been an adult at this point because you would have been 18 at this point. So I don't know, like, by that logic, why aren't you applying these criticisms to yourself?
Despite people being rightfully frustrated with Scratch being in the OSC, she still interacts and comments about it as if everyone was fine with it. On September 15th, 2 years after the whole shitstorm even happened, she tweets this.
Oh, I wish I could go to Fiery Fest. Added to the ever-growing list of things I could have been a part of if I just wasn't stupid.
If you don't know what Fiery Fest is, I'll explain it briefly. Fiery Fest is an upcoming online music festival where people in the OSC show their musical talent. Scratch wants to be in Fiery Fest for some fucking reason. A day before she posted the tweet, the people who were going to be participating
No, sounds like a nice thing to do, to get away from all this shit.
were revealed. Notice something? Yeah.
Okay, let's see how many people I can fucking recognize from here. I think I only recognize like 3 people. I recognize Whoopdoo, Webs for Evs is a name I've seen. Spartan Dash, is that Tech Canadian Spartan? Or is that his like new name or some shit? I don't fucking know, dude. I don't know the rest of these fucking people, and I kind of don't care either. Whatever, I don't care.
I was going to participate. Everyone who saw this little picture
Oh, Rice Krispies. Oh yeah, that was your name a while ago. I do remember that. Because I remember who this person was a while back. I did not see them as malicious as I see them now, by the way. Because I definitely knew who this accuser was. I've spoken with them in DMs before when I was in the Object Show community, so I knew who they were, but I did not think they would turn out to be this fucking malicious with allegations. I kind of just don't like them as a person now after seeing this video. This video is so fucking disgusting.
could clearly see on my
It's such an insult to people who have legitimately been fucking groomed and predatorized as literal children by like actual legitimate adults and have been through like legitimate grooming. It's disgusting, and it's just diminishing to actual survivors. This whole video is just a fuck you to people who have been groomed. This whole video.
at the time was there. And despite that, Scratch still felt the need to tweet that she would want to be in Fiery Fest. That just screams tone deaf to me. When she says, if I just wasn't stupid, I just replace that with, if I just wasn't predatory.
If you say so, Taft.
I think now is a good time to bring up that Scratch has an alternate account. This channel goes by Pinky and was created in October of 2018.
Second channel where bad videos go.
Yeah, no shit.
If you've come to snoop on me, you will not find anything evil.
The sassiness is so boring.
Sorry.
That's a half-truth, I'll be honest. I snooped on the channel, or rather just simply looked at the video thumbnails first glance, and I found that you made fucking reaction videos to object shows that I work on. I find that to be—
Okay, who cares? I'm reacting to your video right now. And I'm giving a lot of meaningful commentary. Don't you dare try to false strike this video either. Like, and don't try to insinuate that I'm stealing your content, because I am adding a lot of meaningful commentary. I'm suffering just to get through this. I might even 2x speed your video, because that's how fucking terrible this whole video is.
really strange. Out of any object shows you react to, you choose the ones I voice act in? Really? Is that not a problem to you? The fact you even make reaction videos to object shows says a lot, because it shows that you're still tuning in with the OSC, which people don't want—
Who cares? Who gives a fuck? Why do you care? Why are you such a gatekeeper of a fucking community? Like, why are you pretending to be like this moral authority and holier than thou of this community? Who gives a shit?
You to be doing. The first instance of you doing this on this account publicly was April 3rd, and the last instance was November 5th in 2020. I do not think anyone you made a reaction video for did not fucking want one from you. I especially don't want you uploading reaction videos for shows that I work for. It's really—
Why are you stalking them? Why are you so concerned? Why do you care so much? Like, if I didn't know any better, I'd say you want SuperScratchkat to get down and dirty with you again if I didn't know any better, because you seem to be fucking caring a lot about them. Jesus fuck.
really off-putting to me. Oh yeah, not to mention, you made posts relating to your animations in BFB a little over a month after your final apology back in 2019. I also noticed that you went back to that video 5 months ago saying you want to remake it. What the fuck? Don't redo—
Who cares? Who gives a fuck? Why would I give a fuck? Why would any reasonable person give a fuck if they want to make animations again? Who cares?
Quit. Please, don't. It only gets worse though. On November 20th, my friend—
Oh, great. You said that like literally 5 different times, and it has only gotten worse in the sense that I have to sit through this fucking video and I'm getting more and more bored. So every time she says that, I know I'm gonna fucking fall asleep. It's good that I'm not gonna have trouble falling asleep tonight because of how boring this is.
Webbs posted a thread about Scratch on Twitter. This is what he said.
I find it worrying.
Webs for Evs. I find it worrying that Scratch is still in our community. There have been others in our community called out for their actions who have left. However, Scratch has refused to leave and continues to join Discords. Who cares? What they did wasn't fucking sexual harassment. They didn't groom anybody. There wasn't anything. Who cares? Responds to users and inserts it into conversations. This puts a lot of people's comfortability and safety in jeopardy, and I believe that the biggest issue is that Scratch owns... Wait, what? Is that Scratch owns Wait, he owns minors? Wait, you mean he fucking sex traffics and owns minors? I think... Just to be clear, I think that was a typo on Webs for Ebs' part. I think that was a massive typo. I don't think they actually own minors. I think they meant to say they own a Discord server with minors in it. I think that's what they meant to say. Someone like Scratch should not be allowed to have this. Okay, listen, just to be clear, Scratch does not engage with minors inappropriately. They just fucking... They were in a reasonable age range with Taff. They're a 17-year-old talking to a 15-year-old, and it was a consensual sexual conversation. I don't fucking care. Well, what? Are you supposed to make me believe that, like, this Discord server, they're grooming other minors in it? Oh my god, holy fuck. Maybe show legitimate evidence of that. I don't know. Instead of making, like, these weird fucking baseless insinuations.
That Scratch is still in our community. Discord, the biggest issue is that
Okay, I've already read some of this. Let's just skip past this.
We need to do something. I know that many people believe she has changed, but there has been no evidence and little remorse. People are not safe with
Yeah, there's no evidence that they do anything with the minors in the Discord server. Show the evidence. Why aren't you showing the evidence for that?
here, and people are not comfortable. Honestly, I'm still unsure if this is my place and if this is a bad idea. Please tell me to delete this, but I can't stand by anymore. Our community should not allow people like this to stay.
I completely agree with what he said here. People who have been called out—
Of course you would. Why wouldn't you? You co-sign these false allegations completely. Why wouldn't you agree with what he said?
in the OSC in the past usually leave. But Scratch is quite the special case. She still continues to get involved because she literally has no respect for her victims. However, it was
There's no victims.
that she apparently owns a—
Why would she need to feel respect for you? That's like such an entitled thing to think. Why would she need to give respect to people who aren't actually legitimate victims? Why would she need to listen to anything you have to say?
minors only Discord server? What in the actual fuck, Scratch? Did you think that making a server just for minors despite you being 19 at the time would help your image at all? It's sadly true that so many—
What? Okay, there's minors in the Discord server. Like, what do you want me... Like, show me evidence that he's, like, actually grooming these minors. Show me legitimate evidence that he's doing that. But you haven't been able to do that because there's no evidence for it, and it's also probably not true because these grooming allegations are false, and you're lying a lot throughout this whole video.
people have forgiven her, even though it wasn't in their place to. There's barely any proof of Scratch actually doing something good for the community. And the fact she keeps flaunting about it months ago is really confusing to me. On the same day, Scratch posts—
It's confusing to you because you keep fucking stalking their social media pages for some reason. Why do you keep fucking stalking them?
on Twitter. This tweet is extremely important moving forward.
Committing to not having an OSC present and deleting Sage and Neos while I'm at it. They're both dead. Plus people think Neos is some fuck shit and it isn't, but I don't want people to think I'm doing bad stuff with it, so it's getting the axe.
So I'm guessing Neos was the minors only Discord server? I like how you say that it isn't a fucked up server, but you don't go into detail as to why or how it isn't. You don't even bring up the claim that was said about your server either. That being your server was from— minors only. Wouldn't you want to prove that it wasn't for
What? Why would they need to? It doesn't matter. There's nothing bad happening in them. Why would that even be relevant?
malicious purposes to maybe, oh, I don't know, help your case? Your commitments to not having an OSC presence are also really laughable because you actually never go through with it every fucking time. It's getting really infuriating, Scratch. Besides, deleting your camp server and whatever the fuck Neos was is like barely anything to prove that you've actually left the OSC. I'm sorry to say, but I'm pretty sure there's a lot more to do when it comes to that. On December 10th, a member—
This is one of the worst videos I've had to sit through in a long fucking time. This is actually like torture. This is so fucking... It's like, this is depressing.
of the OSC, Digvio, uploaded a video called Thoughts on the Modern Object Show Community. The video is now either privated or unlisted. Luckily, I downloaded the video before he removed it. He basically
Oh, wow. Yeah, wow. That's totally not a sign of someone who's mentally stable. Jesus fuck.
ranted on how
Just like stalking their social media 24/7 to see what they're saying constantly.
his experience in the OSC nowadays wasn't ideal for the dumbest reasons. What I'm
What the fuck? What? Okay.
going to be talking about is his 7th and 8th points in this video, which are people being unforgiving to people's past actions and that pronouns don't matter. What?
That's probably true. I don't know about the pronouns thing, but the fact that people apply a disproportionate amount of criticism to people and disproportionate amount of cancellation over things that don't fucking matter because ScratchKat was also a kid when this happened. Yeah, that's fucking true. That is a pretty good criticism to levy.
He decided to name drop Scratch as one of the perpetrators in both of his points, so let's look into it.
So I think around December of 2018, Scratch was
Why are you so focused on what other people are saying about Scratch? Like, why are you so, like, laser focused on that all the time? What the fuck?
allegedly for sexually harassing a minor, which is frowned upon. I completely...
Who cares? What? There wasn't any sexual harassment. It was a consensual... It was literally a consensual conversation that I read between two fucking teenagers. Like, what do you want me to tell you? There's no sexual harassment. It just really goes to show how fucking, like, out of control this narrative has gotten.
condemn that, no doubt about it. But, like, it's been almost 2 years and I saw people still having beef with this person.
What do you mean by allegedly? The literal proof was right there, and Scratch even admitted to it multiple times. I don't—
People say allegedly all the time because they don't want to get sued for shit. You know, I'm not gonna lie, if fucking ScratchKat sued you for defamation, I feel like it would be a valid case because you are such a maliciously fucking bad liar that you have fucked yourself so legally, but ScratchKat probably doesn't have the money to sue you for a defamation lawsuit. And also statute of limitations are a thing as well, legally, so it would just be like, it would just be like a whole can of worms, but you are just such a malicious fucking actor. And listen, if I was a kid looking into this video, I probably would believe everything Taft is saying. But the fact that, like, we pause and analyze the narratives and, like, we know that Taft is such a malicious fucking liar is just, like, very, it's eye-opening, we'll say.
don't know why you'd use that word. It has been over 2 years, yes, but that doesn't mean shit if she barely did anything to improve herself. She has yet to leave this community, and people are—
How would you know that they barely did anything to improve themselves? That's just an assertion that you made. You don't know that.
rightfully angry
You don't know what goes on behind closed doors. You don't know what goes behind closed doors in their real life, unless this is a self-report to you stalking them in real life as well.
her for that. People are obviously going to still have beef with her since they do not trust her.
Like, even on the wiki, people say stuff like they want to punch this guy for even working on a children's show. And I'm like, okay, geez, that was a year ago. The guy had probably moved on, or at least issued an apology regarding the situation. You're basically just beating a dead horse here. Just stop it.
And just why do you think that—
At least that guy has half a brain. I feel like if you actually looked at the proof, there was no sexual harassment of any kind. It was legitimately consensual. So
it is your place to tell people to stop holding someone accountable when it comes to—
I'm too tight. This is so unbearable. I have to 2x speed this. This is so fucking, this is unbearable. And also, why do you have Vietnamese, like, thumbnails? Or, I mean, that's subtitles, not thumbnails. Oh, what the fuck am I saying? I'm just so brain rotted by this whole thing. I need to fucking just, like, get that. I need to, like, auto-translate. No, it's the fucking... Not Vietnamese to English. I just want English. Why? Okay, this is so fucking weird. Whatever.
to a predatory person in the community? How fucking entitled do you have to be? It is very—
Okay, the subtitles are broken on this video, I guess. Whatever. Fine. I just have to listen. Fine.
very concerning that fairly young people are hiring Scratch to animate in their shows. Why should she be trusted to work on anything OSC related? It is pretty safe to say that she hasn't moved on from this, as she is staying in this community and actively interacting with it. Her sad attempt at apologizing does not instantly mean that everything is better now. Just because she apologized at all doesn't make things right suddenly. Apologies and forgiveness do not come hand in hand. Most of this year, she's made hollow promises and constantly threw herself pity parties over the backlash. How does that prove that she changed? All of her statements are hearsay. She provides no evidence to the table, yet people like you still take her word. It's pathetic.
I mean,
Yeah, you didn't provide evidence to your sexual assault story and the sexual assaults, alleged sexual assault that Scratch committed. There's no evidence for either of those things by your own logic, so I guess they didn't happen.
it's fine to put him in a timeout corner or something like that, but don't close the doors for him. If he wants to come back as a better person, don't make him feel unwelcome.
No, I don't care if she changes. I don't care if she grows. She is a goddamn predator. I will never fucking forgive her.
Who cares? It was like, why? How are they a predator? How are they a predator? You still haven't shown, like, any predatory behavior. If they said something, if they were bigger content, if there's a power imbalance argument, I don't care about that. You guys are within a reasonable age range. There's, like, fucking, like, you guys are, there's just nothing predatory about it. It was consensual, reasonable age range, no power, like the power dynamic argument doesn't matter. Like, why would I care? Why would I care about any of these things? How does that make them a predator? Who fucking cares? Like, you just asserted that they were a predator. Just because you asserted that doesn't make it true.
A lot of people feel that way too. Give me one good reason as to why you think Scratch deserves to come back. She didn't even leave for—
Because the allegations are false. That's why I think Scratch could come back and be totally fine if they cultivated a new audience.
Fuck's sake.
Just by looking at these situations, I'm like, wow, is this the type of acceptance that the people in the community have? You know, once you screwed up, that's it.
The community is obviously very fucking stupid for believing this dumb shit if they actually looked into it, and they still came to the conclusion that Taff did.
You're gonna get canceled forever. There's no second chance. No amount of sincere apology will be accepted, and you can't interact with people that you used to interact with. I saw the community is supposed to be welcoming to everyone, but I guess if your reputation has been ruined, you no longer have any seats left on the table.
You can't be serious. Oh my god. People can definitely be given second chances. That could potentially happen if that person actually fucking apologizes and takes the proper steps to keep those promises.
You're not, yeah, but you're not interested in giving them a second chance. You earlier in this video weren't interested in giving them a second chance whatsoever. You weren't even willing to give them that opportunity to begin with, and so they had to respond the way they did. And then, like, it doesn't matter what Scratch did, you were still going to condemn them regardless. And so, like, it's like you're not interested in giving second chances. So, like, I really don't care for this, like, virtue signal that, like, some people deserve second chances. I really don't care about that.
Really depend on what the person in question did. Scratch's apologies were not sincere. She seems to only be getting worse. Nobody truly knows what she does behind the computer. What we see is what she does online. Everything that I've seen in this—
Yeah, so by that logic, you don't actually know if she changed, right?
It does not prove that she's improved as a person. I don't know if she has harassed anyone else lately, but even if she hasn't, that's pretty much just the bare minimum of being a decent person. She shouldn't be applauded for that. Nobody owes Scratch fucking anything. People do not have to welcome Scratch back if they don't want to. What she did was unforgivable in my eyes. People have every right not to trust her again. You
If you say so, Taft. Holy fuck.
shouldn't be telling others, especially those personally affected, to just get over it and give her a second chance. It's seriously harmful. Also, it's really funny how months before you made this video, you sent me this on Discord. Truly shows how sincere you were when you felt sorry for what—
Oh, this incident was a long time ago, but I do feel sorry for what you had to go through with Scratch. Did he leave the OSC? It's all good, and I don't think so. Okay. Alright, I don't know what to do with this. Whatever.
I had to go through. Moving on to point 8. It is really fucking transphobic, and you will see why pretty quickly.
But what's silly is that people are more concerned with his identity. Basically, people are afraid of others misgendering
Wait, what's transphobic?
this person, despite the actions that he's done. Like, someone on the wiki just let out said it, like, no matter how bad a person is, you should still respect your identity. And I'm like, what? This is what you're concerned with?
Whoever said that on the wiki is right. You should still respect someone's identity.
Yeah, I mean, like, I don't think that's, like, the biggest talking point either. Like, yeah, it's not good to use the wrong pronouns. It's not good to misgender people. That's wrong to do. That's a very wrong thing to do. I did it accidentally a couple times in this video, but I've tried to correct it. But that shouldn't be, like, the main conversation talking point of this video. The top conversation we're having is that ScratchKat is allegedly a predator, but they're not. They're not predatory at all. Like, and fucking Taft is just lying their ass off. You see, I accidentally just did it there. I wasn't trying to do it there. I just did it by instinct because Taft has a very feminine voice, and so naturally I said she, even though you go by he/him pronouns. I wasn't trying to misgender there. But yeah, that shouldn't be like the main talking point here. We're trying to have a conversation about whether or not ScratchKat's a predator, but ScratchKat's very obvious. It's like not even close to a predator.
No matter how shitty you think they are, obviously that's not the main thing people are concerned about. That's just basic respect. The fact that you intentionally misgender Scratch in this video says a lot about you.
If Robert broke into a bank and escaped, what you should—
Oh, okay, so you're gonna— this person literally condemned Scratch in this video and was like actually siding with you, but also trying to give like a more nuanced, different point of view, and instead of actually just like fucking hearing him out, you decide to act on a moral high horse and condemn this person. You're really— Taft is such a shitty person. Taft is just not a good fucking person at all. Like, they just seem like such a really nasty person to be around 24/7. I'm sorry. They just don't seem like a good person at all in the slightest.
be concerned with is the amount of money that's been robbed and from which people the money was stolen from, not what kind of pronouns did the robber use. Come on, this is another level of ridiculous.
Wow, what a shit comparison. Literally, this is the most unrealistic scenario I've ever heard of. Committing robbery is more of a crime that's outside the internet. What happened between Scratch and I was all online.
Wow, you actually made a fucking Venn diagram of grooming and robbery? Holy fuck, I'm gonna actually— this is insane. I'm not even gonna read this. This is so— like, this does not matter. None of this matters.
Be fucking compared. Does it seriously cross the line for you to refer to someone with their preferred pronouns? That is really sad. You shouldn't even compare sexual misconduct with items getting stolen. You know how fucking bad that sounds already? When money is stolen, things get worse in the future. What I can't get is those 3 days back. It's like you're objectifying me and don't see me as an actual person because of the statement alone. And also really looks like that you underestimate the effects of sexual misconduct. It is seriously such a harmful comparison to make.
If you care for identity so much, then you're in the wrong community. This is the OSC, full of kids. If you're all about identity rights, that's fine, but don't distract people from the real problem. This is about someone sexually harassing a minor, and all you do is correcting people what kind of pronoun this person
There was no sexual harassment.
used. I mean, seriously?
What the fuck do you mean by this? It feels like you're blatantly trying to excuse your transphobia. It literally doesn't matter if this community is full of kids. They can absolutely learn about identity. It's not going to fuck—
No, they're just— that's not transphobic. That's just them saying like, hey, this shouldn't be like the main topic of focus. The main topic of focus is that this person is a potential threat to kids, even though they're not. That's just a narrative that you assign to it, and now you're trying to make false transphobia accusations towards this person who's trying to have a nuanced conversation. This, again, just shows how fucking, like, this doesn't make any sense. It's just you being more malicious in this whole video. This whole video is just malicious narrative. It's lie after lie after lie after lie, and it's just so malicious from you. And people are probably going to believe you because you have some sway in the community.
corrupt them if they learn someone's pronouns. What is more concerning to me is that predators could take advantage of the fact that a lot of children are in this community. Nobody is distracting anyone from the real problem. All they want to do is make sure that the person in question, that being Scratch, is being referred to correctly.
Yeah, so you just proved their point. Exactly. You literally just proved their point. You just admitted it. There you go.
And that everyone knows what the real issue is. I haven't seen anyone debate on Scratch's pronouns to this degree, except for you. Whoever agrees with you on this is transphobic.
What the fuck are you talking about? No, they're not, you dumb idiot.
Finally, we're on to this year. Thank God. However, it has only been getting more infuriating throughout the year. Most of what I have displayed here is screenshots I took from Scratch's public Twitter account. All of the tweets I'm going to show are things she decided to post online for anyone to see. I swear, every—
Great, we're still going. This is you, just like, this video is just you self-reporting that you stalked them. Why the fuck do you care so much about what they tweet about? Like, you're just stalking them at this point. You're just, like, harassing them and trying to, like, paint the narrative that ScratchKat is just this horrible predator.
Single time I went on her Twitter, I would always find something new to add here. Not really helping your case at all. On January 10th, Scratch and Kids made a reaction video of
My birthday is January 10th, so okay, wow, cool.
Teapot on Kin's channel. I'm guessing that was an attempt to save Scratch from face, even though it really didn't work. Most of the reaction in this video is just not there, as both of them are radio silent throughout most of the episode. They did have to start over at some point so someone else can watch with them. I believe when that happened, Scratch and Kid were more talkative. At around 15 minutes into the reaction, Scratch starts making jabs at people who work on the show, especially the showrunner, to Tommy. I find it to be so fucking insensitive. Obviously, you have a conflict with her, as you don't work for anything BFDI related anymore. I don't understand why you would just throw in people's names as if you were their friend. That doesn't make you look good, Scratch. Not to mention, throughout the entire video, you talk about how much you love her. At the end of the video, you want to go check the voice of debutaners.
Okay, we're gonna get voice. There's no voices. Oh, multi-deck PDA.
Okay, cool. Anyways.
Cartoon beatbox
I was
battle.
hoping you wouldn't notice.
You found out there were people you hurt and you yelled cartoon beatbox battles like it was some sort of joke to you. I get that humor can sometimes be used to cope with things, but if you—
Why does any of this matter? Like, what does this have to do with ScratchKat? Why does any of this shit matter?
seriously go out of your way to use other people that you've actually hurt as jokes, and that's pretty fucked up of you. The fact that the reaction is still—
Who cares? Like, it was so long ago, and it was such a nothing burger situation. Who cares?
public after the shitty jokes and comments you made really surprised me.
The character I voted for, even.
Cope, did you seriously not think for one fucking second that anyone could see this part of the video? Your jabs at people who you genuinely affected are out there for everyone to see. What gave you such a horrible idea to do this shit at all?
Is there, like, anything else in this video? Is there, like, anything else of relevance, like, at all? Like, you just keep yapping over and over and over again. You're just yapping about shit that doesn't matter. You're just, like, taking every single little situation that Scratch has been involved in, and you're finding some excuse to condemn them for it. That's all this is. You're just trying to find some, like, random fucking thing that Scratch did, and you're just, like, condemning them over and over again. You're relitigating this onto them over and over again. Like, why? What are you doing? Like, what are we doing? You're just admitting that you're fucking, like, stalking them throughout this whole video. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing?
It's too funny.
It's not that funny.
It is
Oh my god.
One day.
You know who else can't go one day? It's almost like if you don't want to deal with this, you could just wait for it, leave. People who do not like you are definitely going to be working on the object shows that you enjoy, and you—
Why are you such a fucking gatekeeper for the object show community? Why are you pretending to be like this holier-than-thou gatekeeper?
complaining about that's really immature on your end. Here are the timestamps where Scratch makes an unnecessary comment or joke if anybody wants to take a look.
Oh wow, you actually fucking looked at the timestamps of, like, you actually marked the timestamps throughout this whole entire 2-hour fucking piece. Jesus fucking Christ. You are, for someone who says they don't want to talk to ScratchKat anymore, you sure are, like, extraordinarily obsessed with everything they fucking do.
In the beginning of February, I've been able to find that she makes joke tweets that are related to BFDI. I found it to be really strange since she was literally fired from BFB. I don't get why she's making jokes as if she's still a member of the OSC. You'd think that she would maybe be a little more self-aware of what she's doing? Well, you'd be surprised. She even knows that people are upset at her still interacting with the OSC. Scratch, people are not mad at you for existing. People are mad at you because you haven't shown you actually left the community, and the fact that you've barely put you change for the better. You consistently backtrack and you don't keep to your promises. Of course people are gonna get mad. Are you kidding? You have every right to enjoy things.
Wow, so horrible. I'm like very fatigued from this whole situation. I kind of just want to get through it at this point. Like, I'm over it. This whole situation, like, do we have any reason to watch any more of this? Is there, like, any other, like, topic that's, like, relevant here? There is, like, a victim blaming chapter that I kind of want to get through. I don't know. Okay, whatever. Let's just try to get through it.
Don't get me wrong, but you could literally indulge in anything else other than the OSC. You know that, right? It would keep you more out of the clear than anything, Scratch. Stop claiming to hope that people will forgive you by making shitty tweets like this. On March 12th, an object show called Just Another Object Show, or just JAOS, was uploaded. The creator of the show goes by Zachary is Short. When it comes to the show, it's harmless. I'm not going to comment on it for the sake of the video's length. However, there's something quite noteworthy about the show, and that is the credits. It appears that Scratch has worked for the show. I saw people on Twitter notice that right away. People were clearly upset with this decision of allowing Scratch to work on the show. She said she was committed to not having an OSC presence, yet here we are. She has now animated for a show whose creator is around 13 or 14 years old.
Who cares? Let him work on a show again. It was so long ago. Who gives a fuck? Who cares? They're not a predator.
She has lied to everyone. She put herself in this situation. What I want to—
Wow, just like you did throughout this entire video. Cool stuff.
No, though, is how she even got hired to begin with. Were there auditions for Joust? Did Zach reach out to Scratch to see if she could animate? What was the hiring process? I'm curious. Quickly after the backlash of hiring Scratch, Zachary made a statement about it. Y'all, I've never made a show before. I know the writing is bad and I don't That's not all, though. Someone DM'd fire scratch, and this is how it went. Fire scratch. Why? Are you fucking serious? No, dingus.
I don't even know what's happening anymore, and I don't care. It's just fucking bitches just yapping nonstop, and it's just like all this is so nothing. It's like very terminally online drama.
You fired this guy, but not Scratch? Actual genius. This guy never worked on that show? Okay. They made that, yeah, but they never did any animation. Plus, that isn't used. And
do we need to watch any of this? Like, none of this fucking matters. I'm very close to just skipping to the next chapter of, like, the victim blaming section. I'm very close to just skipping past this. Like, none of this fucking matters.
Why did you upload it? Old assets. They changed, though. I'm kind of under stress right now. Just replace the old assets in the intro with the new ones. Like, I've never been a show, and now people are complaining how shit it is. Like, I tried my best. Damn. If it's stuff like your first show and not knowing what to do, then it's kind of understandable. But you hired literally the worst people in the OSC. I didn't know at first. I always tried my hardest to stay away from drama. So I don't know what to do. This isn't even drama. It's people trying to help you with your show, and this is how people are, especially blank. Just fire, scratch, and hate criticism. Okay. And educate yourself on new sketches. You'll thank me later if you do. Sorry. When you look at these screenshots, it doesn't seem too genuine that he felt the guilt of hiring a literal predator than he did in his public tweets.
He's not a predator. They're not a predator.
It also sucks that he considers this shit to be drama when it literally isn't. The whole script.
Yes, it is. It's like such terminally online slop. This whole thing is like not serious whatsoever. It is like literal fucking slop drama.
Situation isn't drama. People criticizing your show isn't drama. Hiring the worst possible people
Yes, it is.
for your show is the last thing you'd want to do if you're trying to stay away from drama. The fact that you said this as well only makes matters worse. You don't sound too happy firing Scratch. What a shame. It's like you're not taking.
Yeah, wow. Who would have thought audience capture is a real fucking thing? Because you guys pressured them into firing fucking Scratch because you keep fucking badgering them and insinuating that they're like this horrific fucking predator, even though they're not a predator. And you're like, I have no reason to believe that they are either because you've lied so much in this video. And you're so, like, you're so weirdly obsessed with ScratchKat. For someone who doesn't want to talk to ScratchKat ever again, you're so weirdly fucking obsessed keeping tabs on them over and over again.
Seriously at all, even though people were literally.
It kind of, like, strikes me as, like, you have something to hide and you want to keep, like, maintain this narrative as much as possible. So you're just, like, trying to, like, watch everything that Scratch does.
Trying to help you make a better decision about this. Oh well though, at the very least you did fire her. On March 20th, my friend Phoebe made a tweet calling Scratch out for her more recent behaviors. This is what he said.
You need to fulfill your false promises and permanently distance yourself from this community. If you genuinely had even a modicum of remorse for the individuals that you've sexually harassed, you would take it upon yourself.
There's no sexual harassment. I literally looked through all the DMs. There's no fucking sexual harassment at all. There's none. Please point to the sexual harassment, if there's any. Please point to me where the sexual harassment is, and I'm all on top of it, but there's no sexual harassment.
Leave. You are a trigger warning, and you make so many people uncomfortable. Stop pretending like you're a civil member. You are a predator who is taking advantage of minors who don't know better. Stop.
What the fuck? They were a kid themselves. What are you talking about, you dumb idiot? It's fucking Jesus Christ. Why is the... I feel like being a part of the object show community just like has like a fucking passive ability to just make people lose like 75 IQ just like instantly.
Following OSC members and quit working for.
It's just like a flat loss of 75 IQ just down the fucking drain that could be used on like any other place other than making shows about inanimate objects when people just steal each other's assets to begin with.
Children's object shows.
I completely agree with this statement. Scratch has really shown that she has little.
Yeah, who would have guessed that you would have agreed with it?
No remorse for the people affected by her. It sucks that she still shoves herself into the community as if she's accepted when she really isn't. 2 days later, Scratch tweets out her response in a thread. Let's see what she had to say about this one.
The Phoebe tweet is like good for exactly half of it. The first tweet is like, sure. And then the second tweet is like, here's a baseless accusation. Cringe.
Both of what he said was true.
That's true. Yeah. No. Fucking, yeah, it's a baseless fucking accusation that you sexually harassed minors, but you didn't, they didn't do that.
So weird that you agree that you're a sexual harasser, but a predator is too far for you. Scratch, what you did to me can be considered grooming.
This is none of that. There's none of that. It's this whole thing, you're not a fucking victim of grooming. You're not a victim of grooming. Like, shut the fuck up. It's like, you're like, you deserve to be mean. You deserve to be name called. You deserve to be fucking name called, Taft, and you deserve to be called out for it, because this is just insulting to actual victims and survivors of, like, sexual assault and grooming and other things. Like, I'm sorry, like, based on how much you've lied in this video, I really don't blame people if they come to the conclusion that you weren't sexually assaulted. Because, like, why do you have to lie so much if you're correct? Why do you have to lie so fucking much in this video? I don't understand it. Like, why do you feel so comfortable with just lying?
Did to me can be considered predatory. Just because you weren't a legal adult at the time does not excuse you for this kind of behavior.
Who cares? You guys were the reasonable age range and you weren't fucking setting any boundaries with him. Who cares?
Any age can be a groomer. Hell, adults can groom adults. Nobody is immune to becoming.
Okay. Yeah, listen, if an adult can groom an adult, like, that's very tough. Like, we would have to see, like, an Andrew Tate situation. Andrew Tate's a very good example of an adult grooming an adult. Like, you would have to show them, like, I don't know, grooming them, because Andrew Tate was grooming both minors and adults into being his bottom bitch. And like, like, adults can groom others, and it doesn't always have to be sexual. It can be, like, grooming them into a gang or something. But, like, you would have to show a lot to, like, say, grooming adults. Like, you'd have to show a lot for that. Because, like, grooming an adult's very, very difficult. You're very fucking, like, this whole thing is so fucking, like, you're just being so terminally online about this.
One, nor immune to being groomed. Also, really great that you agree that you should leave the community. It just shows that you're aware people don't want you here, even to the fact that you agree, yet you haven't proven that you actually left. Great. I would have commented on it sooner, but my
Oh my god, you're a fucking idiot. Jesus Christ.
phone's been dead for a couple days, and my eyesight is all but gone, lol. Who fucking who? Instead of not commenting on it and taking what he said, he decided to whine about it on Twitter, breaking another promise you made a while ago. Stop trying to make people feel bad for you, God. If you don't need object show animations, never fear. I haven't been able to create anything in weeks. Take solace in this. Earlier in the same month you posted this, you were in the credits for animation in a kid's object show. Shut the fuck up. Phoebe coming out of nowhere to yell with
Who cares?
me is almost as powerful as their epic her cameo, lol. So you mean it was absolutely legendary for him to call you out? You have to admit this cameo was fucking amazing.
I want to play. What? Fuck off! Oh my.
Anyways, bye. I'm going to keep minding my own business until someone yells at me again. Well, why do you think I'm making this video? Yes, keep minding your business and stay in the community, as if people aren't calling you out for doing just that. The next day, she makes a tweet that
You're making this video because you're an unhinged fucking lunatic that's obsessed with everything that ScratchKat is doing. I wouldn't be surprised if you had a dildo with ScratchKat's OC on it. It wouldn't shock me in the slightest at this point, given how fucking obsessed you are with them.
admit she was whining. She pulled a woe is me at everyone, even though she said she wouldn't. I'm not gonna delete the dog shit tweets where I whine and whine because that would make me look bad. But yeah, they're dog shit and I was whining. I just don't understand why you'd even post something like that to your public Twitter anyway. If you knew that you were whining, how could you think that would make you look like a better person at all? A few days go by and someone replies to her tweet, and there's a good amount of things to unravel. In other words, yeah, I was whining and bitching, but they were bad, but I don't give that much of a fuck to delete them. Leave the fucking community. You'd still look bad regardless because you're still here. Come on. Don't pretend that deleting them would make me look better. It's just hiding evidence of me being a jerk to do that. You being in the community regardless is still a huge issue. You whining about this shit only adds fuel to the fire. It's not helping your case in the slightest. Also, in case you didn't get the memo, yeah.
Oh my god, this is so boring.
I already left. No, you didn't. The rest of the timeline says otherwise. Even canceled a few projects to make it concrete. Wow, good for you. Anyway, you still interact with OC.
I don't care if he left, or if she left, or if she didn't. I don't care either way. Like, what happened wasn't a big deal, and you're trying to insinuate that there's some kind of horrific predator, and you're just such a malicious fucking liar. This is like, this video is a whole lot of nothing. Is there anything of substance you're going to mention here, or is this just every single interaction you're going to bring up with Scratch? Yeah, it just seems like Taff just brings up, like, every single interaction with Scratch in the community, and none of this fucking matters, and it doesn't seem like we're going to get into any serious allegation. You constantly say it's going to get worse and worse, but it doesn't seem like we're going to do that. So I'm actually just going to skip to the victim-blaming chapter, because I feel like none of this fucking matters. And, like, it's only an 8-minute time difference anyways, so, like, we're just going to skip to, like, a chapter that, like, actually fucking matters and something I can actually digest instead of just, like, sitting through these, like, weird fucking interactions that's, like, don't even matter with Scratch. Because you keep bringing up a bunch of non-situations and you're being very sassy in the middle of it, and it's just, like, you're being such a weird fucking, like, loser about it. And like, it's just gonna be more and more lies and more slander. God, I pulled off a fucking River Sever. I did it. I stooped to River's level. I used the S word, slander. I stooped to his fucking level.
Victim blaming. This situation has a whole lot of it, and I'm gonna...
Well, there's no victim blame. I highly doubt that, considering you're not a victim, but okay.
Cover some of the stuff I found in my comment section, alongside other sources such as Twitter and Wikia. Quick warning, I'm not going to sugarcoat this section at all, because frankly, anyone who victim blames is a terrible person in my eyes, and I have no respect for them at all. I have
Yeah, well, there's no victim here, so it's not victim blaming, but okay.
very strong feelings about people who victim blame. There is a huge difference
There's no victim.
between being skeptical and just full-on blaming the victim, and it's genuinely sad to know that so many people would much rather be ignorant and do the latter in cases like this. It disgusts me to no end. The comments
There's no victim.
on my video back in 2018 were pretty mixed looking back at it. However, the only ones who decide to side more with Scratch came off as hateful or very condescending to me, and that is not okay. I didn't grab every
What do you mean it's not okay? What do you mean it's not okay? What are you talking about? Like, there's no victim here.
comment that was victim blaming me, mainly because this section would be way too long if I did otherwise.
Well, yeah, okay.
And typing out this section is already super hard for me to do. Looking back at
Okay,
every
so
comment
why don't we actually read these? Excuse me, but in the messages you allowed that to happen. You showed no sign of discomfort or being uncomfortable. It's kind of weird that you suddenly say you were against it while you continue to roleplay with that guy. Yeah, I pretty much said the same thing. That's what any normal person in the real world would think.
victim blaming me, mainly because
This is a valid criticism that he leveraged against you, or this person leveraged against you. That's, by the way, this is not victim blaming. This is not victim blaming. This is literally just questioning what's actually happening in the allegations. He's not blaming you for being in the actual, because you're not a victim of anything. How can you be victim blamed if you're not a victim of anything?
this section would be way too long if I did otherwise, and typing out this section is already super hard for me to do. Looking back at all this shitty comment
All right, Max is not cool YouTube. Hey, I am cool. That is my real name. I am cool. What the fuck are you talking about? Fuck you. I don't care. Just saying you don't need to go all of your social media if you think someone did something bad. Just talk to them personally. Seriously, you don't need to tell everyone, make a huge deal out of it. Nobody's perfect. You've done crappy things. I've done crappy things. ScratchKat done crappy things. Okay, it just seems like a blanket statement comment. Like, it's not really that big of a deal. I don't know why you're giving it attention, but okay.
is difficult. It's seriously so appalling to me. I can understand in a way why some people would be quick to defend Scratch because my video was not good.
I died of laughter at the part where she says he began to call me cute and pretty while calling him cute a fuck ton, just making making up shit for attention. That is true, by the way. Taft has like lied so much in this fucking video, and it was like super malicious about like everything, and just has lied about like everything. She instigated it at the start and then tried to act like he did it. I'm late, but it's better than nothing. It doesn't even seem like victim blaming. It just seems like an observation. It doesn't even seem like victim blaming, but okay.
The video was show the roleplay in its entirety and do a voiceover. I should have explained more about how it was.
From the looks of it, you were going along with it a bit too much. They might have had bad sense to stop. I'm not justifying this, but he just said, I don't care. They're within a reasonable age range. It
Wrong.
doesn't matter.
Yes, that is on me. However, I better not see any comments like these on this video. I have put in the time to show what happened.
Nice job putting Scratch on blast, Chris. Go ahead. Chris is their Taft's former name, by the way. Also, by the way, just to be clear, Taft paused all the comments on this video. Taft paused literally all the fucking comments on this video.
Behind the scenes and explain my side more in a moral stance. I'll be going over the legal shit in a little bit. If you decide to—
Okay, I can't wait to give your fucking, express your legal prowess in this fucking dumpster fire of a video.
Victim blame me or anyone else who had to do with Scratch, that is on you. This also applies to just giving me unprompted advice about this. I know I should have said no to her. I know I should have made my discomfort more known. There is nothing I can really do about that now. Also, I'm not 15 years old anymore. I'm a legal adult.
Yeah, I'm 18 as of editing this video. Oh, wow, how crazy.
Now have a better grasp of who I am and what my worth is. This was one of the main reasons as to why I didn't want to make a video about this situation in the first place.
Aren't you 19 when this video came out? Because you were born in, what was it, 2003?
Knew something like this was going to happen. No matter what I did, I clearly was not ready to come out about this. And my situation alone is not enough to really prove how much of a terrible shithead predator Scratch is.
Oh my god, you just gave that assertion. That doesn't mean it's true. Just because you said he's a predator doesn't mean, or just because you said she's a predator doesn't mean she actually is a predator.
He wasn't in a good place mentally. So the first few days of having the video up was absolute hell because of the responses. You know what's funny though? Scratch has talked a lot about being against looking at things at face value, yet when her statements came out, her supporters took all of that at face value and forgave her. They take her word because—
Yeah, so many people took you at face value. That you realize that logic can be flipped on you too, Taft. You realize that, right?
That's all she ever fucking provided in this entire situation. All of her friends and supporters do the exact same thing. It's infuriating. I noticed that some people really love you.
Oh my god, they're getting angry. I'm so scared. They're getting so angry. He's getting so angry. Oh my god, I'm so terrified. I'm quaking in my boots.
Using the timestamp 1 minute and 22 seconds.
Pause at 122. Scratch literally said to stop if they ever say stop if they ever made you uncomfy, and responded with okay. Yeah, literally, that's what I'm saying. It's like if you pause at any point in like the fucking DMs, at any point if you pause, you would understand that like this was not a predatory scenario. If anyone did any research on this situation, if they actually looked into it and stopped fucking being so morally loaded on this topic in like other places and actually did research on this, they would realize that this is such a nothing burger. This doesn't matter.
To claim that I was in the wrong. That was when I said that I wasn't comfortable with what was happening. I wasn't lying. The conversation wasn't as—
Yes, you are. You probably were, and you've lied a lot throughout this video. You lied about him or her being a predator. You lied about being groomed. You lied about your intentionality with this. You've lied about their intentionality with this. There's just so much. It's just like all the lies are just adding up, and you're such a malicious fucking person. And I really don't think any person in the object show community, if they had a brain, should take you seriously.
Sexual as it was in the end, and I didn't expect it to be super sexual. If they're gonna be talking about timestamps though, they watched the entire video presumably. So why didn't I see any timestamp 2 minutes and 6 seconds in? I literally said—
I really did not know what to do in this situation. I know in hindsight I could have just ignored him or told him to stop. But then again, I didn't want to upset him or make things awkward, so I went along with it. The more detailed the roleplay became, the more it got really unnerving.
Throughout my video, I acknowledged my faults. I don't understand why people acted like I didn't. It's just so odd to me. Later on in the roleplay, I really did not know what to do. I did try ignoring her at some point, but to no avail. I was too much in fear to express how I actually felt about it to her. What I've been more angry at is that people were commenting on this video in 2020 and 2021. Literally this year. They were commenting as if I uploaded it on that day. It's infuriating to me. This comment was left around October of 2020.
Nearly 2 years later and Scratch is still getting attacked. Please private this.
Really? She's getting attacked? I don't get why some people consider being held accountable being the same as getting attacked. It is so—
Well, they are getting— What's your okay, so what is your definition of accountability? Please tell me, what is your definition of accountability? Like, what does being accountable for actions mean? Like, I don't imagine Taft is going to give, like, a valid answer to this, because Taft has lied so fucking much throughout this whole video, and it's just, like, so exhausting to just sit through this entire narrative and to take Taft seriously here. It's like, your idea of taking accountability is harassing that person endlessly until they leave the community. That's what Taft is essentially dog whistling here. Taft is not going to straight up say it, but that's literally what Taft co-signs. They co-sign that you should harass the fuck out of Scratchkat, make a bunch of false allegations about them, and say that, oh, yeah, they deserve to be harassed and they deserve to be called out for this until they leave the community. Okay. All right, cool. This is so not productive, but okay.
Oh, fucking stupid. Obviously, though, there have been people who went way too far, like sending death threats, and I heavily condemn that. Nobody in any
I'm
circumstance—
sure you do, Taft. Wow.
than to send death threats to anyone. However, not everyone was doing that to her. I'd argue around 2020, more people were beginning to show their support for her than not. And in her comment section, I see nothing but positivity. So I don't know where you're getting the sources of her getting attacked from.
Good. They deserve that positivity. They deserve some level of positivity because it's like you're a fucking weird lying person. You're just a weird lying psychopath. Like this person is fucking crazy. This person clearly is not mentally stable. This fucking Taft person. Like they're clearly not mentally stable if they made like a 2-hour fucking hit piece on them trying to justify their actions that they made years ago as a kid and then saying that like, oh, they're still a groomer and a predator at 17 years old. Get the fuck out of here.
Frankly, I am not going to private the video. Sorry that you cared so much for a shitty person.
You could have said no at any point. Scratch
Yep, I agree.
asked multiple times if you were okay with it and if you wanted to stop. Scratch never used her influence and popularity against you. The only person stopping you saying no was yourself.
This comment was left on January 12, 2011. Super fucking late to the party. It was actually the last comment I got a notification for.
Super late to the party? Well, I guess I'm late to the party as well, but does that mean my opinion's invalidated? Alright, cool, I guess. I mean, it's okay, great. By your own logic, by the way, you're late to your own party. You're late to your own fucking allegations. Like, you made the allegations back in 2018, and now you're gonna sit here and, like, try to talk about this in 2021. Like, by your own logic, aren't you late to the party, which means everything you said here is invalid, too?
On this video before I disabled the comments the next day. You
Yeah, you disabled the comments on this video as well, which I imagine is such a great look.
can't go on such a high horse telling me that Scratch didn't use her
Oh yeah, that's real interesting coming from you, Taft. Holy fuck.
influence and popularity against me.
So rich coming from you, Taft. Holy shit.
He was older than me and an animator for BFB. Are you fucking kidding me?
Who cares? 17 and 15, I don't care. And you didn't say stop at any point. You didn't set proper boundaries. You're an adult now. It's time to start learning to set proper boundaries and start to fucking stick up for yourself instead of pretending to be a victim and lying about being a victim, you dumb idiot.
Whether or not she intentionally held her status to do this shit with people, it's still fucking wrong to do it with people you barely know.
You claim that they intentionally did it earlier in this video.
I was a young and impressionable kid, and I did not know any fucking better. I did.
Wow, I feel so bad for you. Within a reasonable age range of teenagers sexting each other consensually. Oh my god, I'm such a young and impressionable kid. I didn't know any better. Oh my god, I've never been introduced to sex in my life, even though I was considering making a fucking NSFW channel for a bunch of kids in my own Discord. That's what Taft admitted earlier in this video, by the way, in the DMs. There's legit DM proof of that in Taft's own video, so that's not even like alleged or anything.
I didn't know how to properly say no to Scratch since I felt like I couldn't go back, as it just kept getting more and more sexual. This was our only.
Who cares? I don't care. That doesn't matter. You consented to it, and you leaned into it. How the fuck does someone flirting with someone constantly, and, like, not setting any boundaries on flirting, not know that it's gonna lead to a sexual conversation later? Who the fuck doesn't know that when they're flirting with somebody? I don't know, like, it sounds like you're self-reporting that you're a fucking moron more than anything else.
Actual conversation on Discord, and it was intimidating as shit.
Who cares? I don't care if you were intimidated by it. It doesn't matter.
Fortunately, the victim blaming was not only in the comments, it spread around on other websites, Twitter, and Wikia. I'll be honest, these sites were way more harsh than the comments I looked at from my video. Since they're more harsh, my responses are also going to be quite harsh. I'm going to look at a good amount I was able to
I can't wait for you to be so sassy in these. I can't wait to hear that, sass from you, Taft. Sassy Taft.
grab.
Taft most definitely did not call her out for these reasons. Taft called her out for fucking E-fame.
Yep, I agree with that.
Great job assuming the worst possible thing and passing it off as a fact. You know, I could somewhat understand why people were skeptical with my video and my claims, but this is a new level of bullshit.
No, I think it's completely valid. You definitely did this to gain clout, and it seems like you were successful in gaining a lot of clout from this.
Right there is just a baseless accusation of my motives. We have never fucking
No, you definitely were.
spoke before. I never
There's like no other reason you'd come forward about this.
told you personally that I wanted to become more popular for calling out Scratch. Where would you get this idea from? You have literally no concrete proof of that shitty claim. Also, keep in mind of that profile picture. You're gonna see it once more a little later. The other screenshots I have on Twitter stemmed from one tweet that was against Scratch working on an object show. This show is called Action Arena. The creator presumably goes by PK, so I'll call him that throughout this segment. I think it's a bad time as any to tell everyone that rocker PK thought it was a good idea to have Scratch work on his object show that is being worked on with the help of minors.
Oh, who cares? They're not a threat to children. Who cares?
Children. The worst part is, he is fully aware of the shit Scratch did. The replies on this tweet are really fucking awful, in my opinion. Most of the people replying were super rude. They act like just because they forgave Scratch, so should everyone else. It's pathetic.
I am rather late to the scene for this, but from what I hear, Scratch has been trying to redeem herself.
If you're late to the scene, what do you know about the situation? You're an actual fucking moron if you believe-
Just because someone is late to the party doesn't mean that they couldn't have done research. How the fuck would you have known what research they've done? You don't see what they do on their computer every day, Taft. This is you obviously just arguing in bad faith. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about here. You're just pretending like you do because you want to be right on everything in this situation, but you're a weird, lying, loser psychopath, to be honest.
That she's made efforts to change. I have seen absolutely nothing when it comes to her actually changing for the better. All that I've seen her do is whine on Twitter and make shitty jabs at people she hurt and shouldn't even be bringing up. I don't know
Who cares?
where you got that information from.
It doesn't matter. Like, literally none of it matters.
Unlike you, everyone is able to move on.
Stop fucking speaking for everyone. People have every right to be upset if someone is ignorant enough to hire someone like—
Well, if you get a ton of comments that are victim blaming by your own definition of it, it seems like a lot of people are like trying to support Scratchkat a little more and like actually be a little bit more charitable. So I don't know. It seems like, how the fuck would you know what everyone thinks? Clearly, these comments suggest otherwise, right?
Scratch.
Guess there's no such thing as redemption.
Fucking cry about it. Oh my god. Do people take sexual trauma this lowly? The amount of trivialization of this—
If you were traumatized by consensually interacting with someone, then fucking log off the internet. I don't care. Like, just log off the internet and like work on it offline. You're so weird about this whole thing. It's just like, I don't care. I don't care. Like, my empathy for you, like my charitability for you is low at this point. Like, I don't care. Because you're such a weird liar.
The whole thing is sickening to me. Redemption is definitely a possibility in situations that are not as severe as scratches. What she did was fucking irredeemable. Do you know what's great though?
Great. How is it irredeemable?
Creator of the show being a shithead in her replies as well. Literally doesn't make this case any better. PK, you put yourself in a position—
Alright, I'm 2x speeding this again. I'm bored. I'm 2x speeding
Were you-
this. I want to get through this like so badly. We have about like what? Like 18 minutes left of this. I just want to get through this. This is so boring.
someone who many people consider to be a predator. Since you know about what Scratch did, why would you do that to begin with? Not a very smart decision, and you trying to justify it is really fucking lame. Name a good reason for why this is a problem that you needed to get this out there and what you will gain from it. Oh wait, wow. Okay, got a few reasons actually. This is indeed a problem because Scratch is a predator. Pig shocker there. She has admitted
They're not, but okay. They're not a predator.
to sexually harassing someone in their sleep. Can't forget about that one. Hiring her in shows that are always related.
We don't know if that's legitimate or not. That's like, there's no evidence for that. And also, by your own logic, anyone that says words is not enough evidence for anything. So, by your own logic, we don't know if that's actually true.
It's a problem since our victims are also in that very community. Makes their safety jeopardized because PK just wanted Scratch to voice act in his show is fucking pathetic on his end. I don't get how any of you guys in the crew thought your forgiveness meant anything. None of
If you say so, Taft.
you, as far as I know,
Oh
were
my
personally
God.
affected by her, so shut the fuck up. Because Scratch should not be around children.
I think you need to take your own advice. You talk way too fucking much.
She already fucked up her chances. I'm not gonna gain shit from this. I just don't want people to support a show that supports a gross person. Nobody said we supported the actions of Scratch. All the crew except you consented to letting Scratch work in the show. Why does it even matter now? And just how is anyone supposed to believe that you guys don't support Scratch, yet are just fine letting her work for the show? Are you fucking serious? If the consent of adding Scratch was not unanimous, do not let her in. It literally doesn't matter if it was only one person who was uncomfortable. Decisions like polls become pointless if you don't consider the opposing side of adding people to your projects. This only shows you guys are fine with working with the predator, and that says so much more about you than it does for anyone else. What?
Oh, Jesus fucking Christ. You guys are so stupid. Oh my god, like, how does someone get born and be, like, how does someone, like, get older and become this fucking stupid in life? I fail to understand, like, the fucking, like, the internal calculator that must have been broken. You must have been dropped on your head when you were 4, and the internal calculator was, like, permanently fucking fractured or something. Like, I swear to God, it's just, like, how is someone this legitimately so stupid? I don't understand, like, how can you be this fucking much of a stupid bitch, Taft? I genuinely don't understand it. Like, I'm legitimately, I'm gonna start using slurs in a minute. I'm not even kidding. Holy fuck, I'm actually, like, so, like, over this situation.
And by letting her work on the show, you are supporting her. You're even defending her now, too. I don't give a flying fuck if the crew consented to working with her. She is still a danger. Why did you have to make a big deal about it on Twitter about this? You could have settled this with PK more calmly and civilized, but you chose to just assume PK is nothing but a predator support. Hey dude, I did. He refused to listen. What else can I do?
There's no predator in this situation.
Honest to God, who the fuck cares if I posted on Twitter? If Scratch wasn't a bad person, people wouldn't still be enraged at her now, would they? Later on in the replies, PK decides to step in. I did take what you said into consideration. I made a poll determining whether Scratch should stay or not, and the crew voted to keep her. I asked the directors what we should do, and we decided not to take action due to Scratch not intentionally harming anyone. That seriously does not fucking matter. After everything that we know now, time does not weaken what she did ever happening. Your directors did a shit job.
I mean, in all seriousness.
Oh my god. It's just like, she's like, the Taft is trying to treat this like it's an Andrew Tate situation. I'm just so exhausted with it, because it's just like, it's just bullshit narrative after bullshit narrative. And it actually, like, I'm so burnt out of all of it. That's why I have this video on 2x speed, because I just don't take any of this fucking seriously. I just need to get through this video.
PK hired Scratch because he wanted to. I feel like he should be able to choose the voices in the show. If he wants her in the show, he should allow her to stay.
Well, that's his problem, I guess. He could have chosen literally anyone else. Quite a lousy choice of cast.
I mean, I don't know the whole drama.
There it is. This is why people who don't know everything about a controversial situation should have a full-on say or an opinion about how people should manage it. If you don't fully know what happened, you can't tell someone who does know what happened how to act about it. That is just
Yeah, that's crazy. That's awfully interesting advice for you to give, Taft.
plain ignorant. Also, it is not fucking drama. That is one of the worst words to describe it.
It is drama. This is like this is like the lowest of the low slop that I've ever consumed ever, and it's actually like quite miserable to sit through.
I recently found another reply on this thread, and the delivery of it is so ignorant to me. He should be able to choose who he lets in the show, not you or anybody. Plus, a lot of people are pretty much past the scratch drama.
The things I do for people who are falsely canceled, man, like sitting through, I don't know how anyone can sit through this video and actually be like, oh my god, this is so horrible. Oh my god, this is terrible. Oh no.
No need to bring it up again. Who is a lot of people? Who are you referring to there? I am really curious on who you believe is able to just get over the situation and declare it as not an issue anymore. Even Scratch has moved on from it too. Oh, has she now? That seriously does not matter in a case like this.
It sounds like you haven't moved on from this situation because you're talking about this situation so like fucking unprompted and you're like fucking monitoring everything that Scratch tweets. So it sounds like you're the one that hasn't moved on from this situation. I'm literally like, my eyes are closing. I'm actually falling asleep. I'm not even kidding. My eyes are legitimately closing from how boring this video is.
Matters so much to you. By the way, telling someone to get educated is really disrespectful. How is that disrespectful? I think they were making a pretty good point. If you think that the situation is drama, you really need to look into it a lot more. This isn't
It's drama. It's drama slop.
some shitty discourse that blew out of proportion. This is about a sexual predator that has refused to leave the community and continues
There's no predator here. Shut the fuck up. There's no predator. This is just obnoxious. You're just being an obnoxious, snarky bitch.
get hired on object shows. It is so fucking strange to me that people who hire predators get so defensive about it. Plus, did anyone have a problem with Scratch being in the crew? Nope, not at all. Hell, when I was still in the crew, PK held a call and everyone said they were fine with it. You're just being a whiny bitch over it. A whiny bitch, huh? Exactly how are they being a whiny bitch about this? They literally DM'd PK saying how they were not comfortable being in the crew anymore since Scratch was going to be hired. Since their discomfort was pretty much discarded, they had every right to call him out for that. If anything, you and the crew are clutching your pearls about someone calling you out for allowing a predator to work in an object show. I don't know what made you guys so entitled to saying this shit. It really is beyond me. You should be ashamed of yourself. Scratch has completely apologized and moved on from the incident, as you should too. If anyone should be ashamed, it should be you and the entire crew. Just because she apologized does not immediately mean she's a better person. What? You saying that she moved on from the situation is incredibly ironic as well. As she tweeted about the situation only a day before you tweeted this. I do not think that she can just simply move on from this. She doesn't fucking deserve that. Whether or not you forgive her apology does not matter, as you definitely weren't affected by her personally. You do not get to say that people should move on from the situation. Plus, do you
Hey, Scratch, by the way, if you're watching this video, I'm open to having a conversation and an interview about the situation if you're down to talk about it and you want to give more of your side of the story and everything. I'm down to set up an interview. You can feel free to comment on this video if you're interested, if you're available. I'm interested. I'd be down. I did an interview with Alchemist Area on this channel. I was one of the 2 people involved in canceling Alchemist Area. Not a lot of people know that. And I'd be down to set up an interview. Let me know. I'm down.
really think you're going to gain something like an award for bringing up false assumptions? Think about what Scratch and PK have to go through. Why do all of you think that this person wanted to gain something by posting a tweet spreading awareness about Scratch? That is clearly not what they were going for. Picking up on a little theme here with the show's crew members. There were no false assumptions either. Scratch is a known predator at this point, and PK adding her to his crew was just
They're not a predator.
ignorant. Also, seriously? What Scratch and PK have to go through? What about the fucking victims? It's pretty self-explanatory that none of you guys
There's no victims in this situation, which is why it's not victim blaming.
actually care for the victims still in the OSC. Scratch and PK are having to deal with the consequences of their own actions. It's as simple as that. You then also go on to say that
No, it's not, you dumb idiot.
she isn't a sexual predator. When did your personal interpretation
Yeah, no, so, I would agree with that. Scratchkat's not a predator.
of Scratch become a fact to you? Just because you don't believe she's a predator doesn't not make her one. It doesn't matter if she hasn't heard anyone
Yeah, we can apply that same logic to you. Just because you think that they are a predator doesn't actually make them a predator. We can apply that same logic to you, Taft. Isn't that funny how that works?
recently. The things we do know about her, especially with the sexual assault, are fucking serious and can be considered as a crime. It is not in Scratch's place to be able to
We don't know if the sexual assault happened. It was alleged.
simply move on from this, since she is the guilty party. Kinta decided to reply to this tweet as well, and there are some things I'd like to note. Bro, I think Scratch doesn't do shit and would kill herself before even thinking about doing the shit she did again, because she got traumatized and did fucked up shit and realized what she did wrong. Plus, I beat her stupid monkey brain in before she got an opportunity to be in danger. I have no problem with people being uncomfortable with Scratch. That's fine, especially if Scratch directly affected that person. If they want to steer clear of her and never associate with anything involving her, that's A-okay and 100% are right. What I do have a problem with is people invading personal spaces and warning people about how awful Scratch is and fucking with her personal life over shit she did when she was 17 and wanting to talk behind her back and ruin her life until she kills herself. Wait, so crew servers are now considered personal spaces now?
Yeah, and I mean, that's kind of based. I'm not going to lie, because it's like, it seems like you guys are just harassing and disproportionately canceling Scratchkat over some really dumb bullshit. And like, I'm an outsider who hasn't been part of the Object Show community for many years at this point. My extent of the Object Show community was being Aria's close friend for a while and voice acting in BFOD for like the first 2 episodes. That's like my extent of my involvement in the Object Show community. I don't really have any other involvement aside from that.
Okay, nobody is fucking trying to ruin her life until she kills herself. She has done some
Yes, you are.
seriously heavy shit. She has lied about it and hid crucial things about it in the past. And
You guys are disproportionately harassing her over and over again, trying to insinuate that she's a predator even though she's not. And you're trying to, like, you already gaslit her into thinking she did a bad thing. And, like, this is stuff that you could drive someone to suicide, by the way, by disproportionately bullying someone until they leave the community. This is something that could drive someone to suicide. I hope you understand that, but okay. Cool. We're just going to continue to be just disingenuous throughout this entire video. That's cool.
people are just holding her accountable, Kent. People who are still cautious about Scratch are obviously going to warn people about her. Before you go on your little moral crusade, thinking you're protecting others, you're not. I know you're like also traumatized and shit, so am I. You can think of Scratch as a monster all you want. That's cool. Scratch ain't done shit in a long while, and she's definitely not gonna start again. She recognized she was a creep to her peers, and she got her life put into shambles over it. And
I don't even think Scratch did anything wrong, personally. I legit think Scratchkat didn't do anything wrong at all. It's literally just Call Me Carson 2.0. Like, it's literally just the Call Me Carson situation all over again.
your word on it, because just because she's allegedly not being predatory to anyone anymore, why should she get let off the hook for doing the bare minimum? She did really bad things. Now she's dealing with the consequences for doing those said bad things. It is not that hard to figure it out. Because the whole, like, engaging in sexual plays thing?
There's no, like, fucking consequences for it. It's just disproportionate energy being put into a cancellation. But okay, Taft, keep being a girl boss or king boss. What's the male version of that? I don't know.
It was a thing instilled into Scratch from a young age that it was a cool thing to do. And I view the sex that she did as a habit she got when she was a younger teenager rather than her being directly predator. And as someone who also got told that sexual things are okay to do when you're a minor, when I was like super young, I can't judge Scratch getting traumatized in the same way too harshly because I like get it. Because it makes you hypersexual at a young age. Shit makes your child monkey brain fucked and makes you incapable of knowing what to properly do in relationships and how you view the world. Because a bunch of people groomed you into thinking being hypersexual when you're a teen is normal. And that is how everyone acts. I can't see Scratch as a danger or not believe Scratch has changed because I know she recognized she got groomed and she sure as hell would never ruin a child's life like she got her own childhood ruined. She's like super hyper aware of that kind of shit. Okay, this I can understand in a way. Cycle of abuse is absolutely a thing. Don't get me wrong. If she was groomed at a young age, I do not doubt that. However, what I think you and many others fail to understand is that you think that justifies her actions at all. She is still responsible for her actions, whether or not she was groomed. People need to break the cycle of abuse and trauma, or else they're going to become abusers themselves. Just because she recognized that she's been groomed doesn't fucking change any victim's perception of her. If she is super hyper aware of this,
I'm so fucking brain rotted from this entire conversation. We've just socially assassinated and like school shooted the entire fucking narrative of what grooming actually is. The terminally online definition of grooming is just so not what it is in the real world. In the real world, it's such a horrific and terrible thing. And the fact that all of you keep adding like onto this like false narrative of what grooming is or isn't is just really insulting to actual survivors of grooming. And it's really just like honestly exhausting to hear. You guys are so fucking pathetic. It's mainly Taft. Taft is just a pathetic, lying psychopath of a person. They're just not a good person at all.
Then why have I still seen her tweet and interact with the OSC throughout 2020? Why has she yet to show the bare respect for the people she's hurt and actually lead the fucking community? Huh? Also, I think it's a little too late to say that she would never ruin a child's life, because she already did. I want to note here that the creator himself made his own response to the tweet, and he looks so fucking insensitive here. Quit trying to stir up shit after leaving the crew 2 months ago. Just a disclaimer for everyone, I ran a poll to make sure the crew was comfortable with Scratch working for the show. And guess what? No one was uncomfortable from it except yourself. Shut up. Like I said before, the vote was not unanimous. This person showed clear discomfort of Scratch being added, so adding her into the crew despite that is a pretty shitty thing for you to do, PK. It doesn't matter if this person made the tweet when they left the crew on that day, or a few months ago. The fact that you hired Scratch is a high concern for a lot of people who aren't involved with the crew. Oh yeah, while I was looking for this.
Oh wow, Taft's making me Object Show community, Taft's making me really uncomfortable with this whole video. It's like really uncomfortable. Can you guys disproportionately ostracize Taft from the community? They're making me really uncomfortable. Oh my god, please ostracize them from the community. I said they're uncomfortable. They're an uncomfortable person. I'm not even part of the community, but you still have to ostracize them because they make one person in the world uncomfortable.
Show, I came across this video. Oh, the irony fucking shines right here. I decided to give the video a little watch. And right
God, the sassiness is actually makes me want to fucking paint the walls with my brains. Holy fuck.
in the beginning, PK goes on to say,
as most of you probably know, action arena episodes take a long time to make. And usually, it's not really, like, the production that's the reason why it's so slow. We get all that stuff done pretty quickly, but the thing is, we gotta recast a lot of people.
Wow, fucking really? That is quite a shock to me. Additionally, I found the episode for Scratch voice. She has voice in both of the episodes that are currently up. Looks like that poll was purely for fucking nothing, huh? Currently, I have no idea if Scratch still works for the show. I seriously hope not. It's really off-putting to me that PK and his crew brushed off the discomfort of adding Scratch, and in the same month the tweet was made, and months later when episode 2 came out, she was still
I don't care if Scratch worked for PK. If Scratch still works for PK even today, I personally wouldn't care. It was a long time ago, and the situation just doesn't matter. And the sexual assault allegation is alleged. We don't know if that actually happened.
A character really speaks volumes to me. Moving on to Wikia, while I didn't find a lot of comments like I did on Twitter, I still found someone looking through a couple pages. One of them was even Scratch's own page in the BFDI wiki. Dude, even if Scratch did that, it's not her fault.
God.
Yes, it is actually. She had her motives from the start. She showered me with compliments. She eased into the roleplay. She has even admitted that she was in a
What? The motives at the beginning was that the Scratch said that, like, I really wanted to fuck her so badly. I wanted to fuck her. Okay. Having an infatuation in someone and then having sexual attraction for someone makes you a predator, I guess. Every single person in the world, by that logic, is a predator. By your own logic, Taft. Okay?
Wrong the entire time. What else do I have to say to you? The fact that you put all the blame on me says a lot more about you than it does about me. Just
You're not a victim, so it's just you deserve the blame. It's not victim blaming if someone's not a victim, because you're not a victim of what happened. It wasn't grooming and you weren't groomed, so, okay.
saying some people on the wiki and some people in general really like to say that the drama was years ago. It does not matter what happened has happened today, a few months ago, and dare I say 2 years ago. Sexual misconduct is not something to just forgive and forget about. People are trying to excuse this
There's no sexual misconduct.
situation because it was years ago is seriously appalling. Remember when I said to remember that certain profile picture on Twitter? Now I also have the username. Allow me to introduce you all to our lovely little guy, Whips14. He is a prime example of what not to do when someone warns people about a predatory figure. This thread of tweets was under Whips' tweet about Scratch. I was able to grab a few screenshots of what he said about the situation, but he has since deleted his account entirely, so I couldn't grab everything he said.
Should have known better? They did nothing wrong, LMAO.
Bro, NSFWs with minors is never okay. Are you fucking crazy?
17 is a minor.
Yes, and 17 is old enough to know what NSFW role playing with a minor is fucking wrong.
Okay, so if a 17-year-old decides to do NSFW roleplay with another 17-year-old, is that the first 17-year-old a fucking predator by your own logic? If a 17-year-old decides to date a 16-year-old, are they a predator? Dude, I swear to God, like, some of this shit is just so arbitrary. This, like, logic is just so fucking arbitrary. It doesn't make any sense at all. In the way, like, how do these people come to these conclusions and think about these things? Like, I don't understand.
Thank you still isn't illegal and subjectively immoral. Hence, Scratch is guilty of nothing.
There are so many fucking things wrong with this reply loan. I'll try to break it down as much as I can, though. First off, I'm going to be talking about the legality of this whole situation. I've been gathering a ton of information about the age of consent laws in both Scratch and I states. It's important to note that she lives in North Carolina while I live in Massachusetts. The age of consent for both of our states is 16. Well, I was 15 when this whole thing happened, ergo, I was under the age of consent. She was 1 year over the age of consent. Although
I don't care. I don't care about the, like, morally there might be a problem, and if you guys had sex in real life or sent nudes of each other in real life and, like, ScratchKat got arrested for it, or you got arrested for it, that's fine. I wouldn't care about that. I'd let the law do its thing, because legally, maybe there's a problem. But morally, I'm just not shitting myself over it. It's a high school age gap. Like, people in high school probably dated with your age gap all the time. Are you going to cancel those people, too? Are you going to try to, like, fucking say that they're predators as well? Like, this is so insulting to legitimate fucking victims of grooming. This is so, like, insulting. This entire video is just, you're just a shit fucking person, Taft. And I just don't think you deserve to be taken seriously by any human being ever again after this whole fucking situation.
You may be wondering, are there any sort of laws that can protect minors in similar age groups under the age of consent to engage in sexual activity? The answer is yes. There are Romeo and Juliet laws in numerous states, including Scratch's. However, something that is pretty important to know is that my state does not have those laws. Even if I did consent when Scratch asked for it, it does not matter since I legally
I don't care. Morally, it was not a problem.
not. If we are talking about legal shit here, what Scratch did was legally wrong. Even if Scratch was 17 in this situation, it is not protected by law in my state. Which also does
I don't care about the legality of it. And I also think morally it's, like, not an issue. Like, legally there might be a problem, but morally I don't care.
to bring up that the morality of this situation is subjective. Yeah, literally in the next sentence, you let your moral compass come into play as you say she is guilty of nothing. Just because you think of what happened is subjectively immoral doesn't make her guilty of nothing. Your little opinion on everything does not count as a fact. I really hope you know that. I also highly disagree that someone like this should be considered subjectively immoral. May I remind you once more that she messaged someone clearly stating her motives and then started a conversation.
Her motives were that she was she was infatuated with you. That was the motive. She was infatuated with you, and she wanted to get close with you and saw you as a nice person. But to be honest, I think ScratchKat has bad taste in men or women, I guess, at the time, because you identified as a woman at the time. So ScratchKat clearly has a bad taste in partners if they were infatuated with someone as fucking psychotic as you.
With me that slowly turned into what she wanted? Is that not morally wrong to you at all? Also, super great that you decide to add blatant ableism to your arguments.
Okay. Implying that they're a victim of sexual harassment. Yeah, because you're not a victim at all. You're not a victim. Yeah, so this person is correct.
It really does show that you're in the right. It's really sad you had to stoop down that fucking low whips, as if your arguments weren't shitty enough. Especially the fact that I myself am autistic.
Why are you even responding to any of these?
And it affects me every fucking day. It's also really funny that last time I was able to see your account, I've seen you reply to so many tweets relating to predatory people, and that you would always stick up for the perpetrator. That's actually fucking pathetic. Did you really have nothing else to do? I believe that a lot of people who end up blaming the victim for—
We're really just perpetrating every single victim complex in this video. It's like, I was groomed, I was sexually assaulted, which they probably weren't, because I don't think they were, because they're such a huge fucking liar that it's hard for me to believe that narrative. I was groomed, I was this, I have autism, I have a trouble time saying no to people, I give in to people because I easily fall for power dynamics, I look up to people, I didn't want to talk to this person, I was not interested in talking to this person at all, but I still talk to them, so I'm gonna just completely contradict my own narrative. Just like, we're really just like perpetrating every fucking victim complex in this situation.
Sexual trauma tend to put themselves in the situation as if they were themselves. They can be quick to say, oh, if I was in this situation, I would have said no right away, or I would block Scratch in an instant, without even considering putting themselves in my shoes. I obviously had a different mindset to people who would respond to what happened in a better way. It is such a harmful mindset to put on to people who have dealt with sexually traumatizing events in their lives. In conclusion to all
You don't have any sexual trauma. I highly doubt it, but okay.
This victim blaming is a terrible way of reacting to a situation like this, and it is
There's no victim.
a serious problem that should be paid attention to. And if you ever do this to someone, you're a piece of shit. If you know that you don't—
Oh, well, I guess by your definition, I'm a piece of shit. Oh no, fucking sue me. Like, try to take this video down. Fucking sue me, Taft.
on this to me, or you were a bystander to that shit happening, please do both you and me a favor and never talk to me again. Unfriend me, unfollow—
Oh, don't worry. I'm never gonna talk to you. I would never want to talk to psychopaths like you, ever. Genuinely. I would never surround myself with idiots and psychopaths like you. Jesus Christ, you're fucking crazy. Jesus fuck.
me, block me, do whatever you have to do to stay the fuck away from me. You fucking disgust me. I don't want to hear nor see any sort of apology, because frankly
this whole, like, fucking yelling and shit is just so performative. It's just like, this entire thing is just such a performance piece. It's like, I wouldn't doubt that, like, Taft was, like, a theater kid growing up. Like, I wouldn't doubt that they, like, got into theater at some point in school.
damage has already been done. I really hope it was worth it.
That is all what I can really say about the situation as of now. It took me quite a while to gather everything up for this video, but I think it was worth it. If I'm able to explain my side better than I did almost 3 years ago, then I'll be satisfied.
What the fuck? Did you have, like, an anvil dropped on, like, did you, like, decide to, like, get a penis and have, like, an anvil drop on your penis or something and your voice deepened? What the fuck happened?
It's fine. The OC has a huge problem with letting predators overstay their fleeting welcome once they've been outed. People who
There's no predator here.
don't have the say to excuse their actions feel so entitled to do so, and it's really fucking frustrating. We all need to take part in this and not allow people like Scratch to still roam around the community. She has been here for far too long.
So true, Queen. So true, King. So true, Knight in shining armor. whatever.
Has gone to the point where she doesn't even say that she's left anymore. Scratch, if you're watching this, please take the steps of improving and actually lead the community like you promised time and time again. Being petty on Twitter and YouTube are seriously not doing you any favors. You and your friends can say you've changed and grown all you want, but I haven't seen any significant change throughout the years. I've only been able to see what you've been doing publicly online, and it is saddening to say the least. I don't believe that you deserve a second chance at all, since you've actually physically harassed someone and hid it for as long as you did. Please fucking
Alleged.
stick to your promises and fulfill them. Anyone who has made it this far to the video, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. It means a ton that my voice can be heard about this better, despite it being
You better fucking appreciate it. I literally fucking, like, I literally committed a genocide on my sanity to fucking get through this video.
so long, and I really hope that everyone has more of an understanding of this whole situation. Anyone who is watching this who is also a victim of Scratch, just know that you are not alone. I promise you. Just, if you need someone to talk to.
I'm a victim of this video. At this point, I'm a huge victim to this video, this fucking dog shit dumpster fire of a video.
Right here, right? And we can just, we can talk about it, I guess. But either way, just, I don't want to force anything, but it's just, if you ever want to share your story, just know that I have your support 100%. Please know that. And anybody who, gave me their support, or, provided their voice for this video, or just, just helping me make edits overall on the script, I appreciate you so much. Just, you helped me make the process a lot faster, and it just really made me keep going, Just, thank you so much. You are all amazing, and I love you all so fucking much, alright? I have no idea if I'm going to be uploading anything anytime soon after I upload this, but, we'll see. Just, I'm going to college soon, so I don't know how much time will be on my hands after that, but either way, just get sleep, eat well, stay safe, everyone. Bye. See you in the next one, hopefully.
Wow, that was fucking terrible. Jesus Christ.